1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate your car today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car, running or not, can be picked up as soon as the next day. No title? No problem. With gas prices at all-time highs, now's the time to donate.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
With your donation, you'll receive a tax deduction and vacation voucher, so donate today.
When you get a call from a top NBA player who was injured in a car crash by a drunk driver and faces a career-ending injury, you know you must bring your A game. And you also feel grateful that your reputation as the world's largest injury firm with hundreds and hundreds of verdicts and billions in recoveries for our clients has been recognized. Results matter, reputation matters, choices matter. There's only one Morgan & Morgan, or thepeople.com.
What is hope? Hope to me was just that he would get to come home. I had no idea how hard it would be once he got back.
I wish she'd stop drinking so much. She thinks it's helping, but it's not. I hope she sees that soon.
I act like I don't care if he comes to my games, but I hope he does.
I used to hope he'd find happiness again. Now I hope our marriage makes it.
I hope Grandpa will get help. He thinks it's too late, but it's not.
With everything that he's going through, I hope he sees a counselor. I just want my brother back.
I hoped he'd get help. Stop hoping things would get better on their own. He told me to stop asking. I didn't. Then one day he asked for a ride.
Hope is knowing there are other families just like yours, that the veterans they love got help and recovered. Go to maketheconnection.net and turn hope into action.
97.5 The Fanatic is an equal opportunity employer and is dedicated to performing broad outreach to fill job vacancies at the station. We seek the help of local community organizations in referring qualified applicants to our station. Community organizations that wish to receive our job posting should contact the Fanatic's business office by calling 610-771-9750. We also encourage listeners to visit bbgi.com, where you'll find an online listing of job openings at Beasley Media Group, LLC. WPEN, Burlington, Philadelphia, a Beasley Media Group station, home of the most entertaining sports talk in Philadelphia. 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Good morning. Thought I'd help you wake up.
It's 6 a.m. and you're listening to The John Kincade Show on 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Let the party begin!
The show starts now.
Yes, it does. Welcome to your Tuesday morning John Kincade Show on 97.5 The Fanatic. We appreciate you finding us early, and if you are one of those early risers and you're out on the roadways, we appreciate you listening on terrestrial radio. We love everybody who's checked in on YouTube already early this morning. We love you that you jump in early and you want to watch what's going on. And also those of you who take Pat Egan's advice and have a phone because you have a radio right in your hands. Pat, that's one of your, if I was to think of your public service to this community, that may be your biggest.
Yeah, I came up with it all by myself.
That might be your biggest.
It's impressive. I'll give you that.
I took some shrooms and traveled out to the forest one night. Turns out when you're on shrooms, you think everything's the forest. It really was just.
And where is the forest in Roxborough?
Yeah, it really was just like what do you call it? Like in the middle of the Roosevelt Boulevard when there's that little patch of grass.
Little patch of grass.
But I had a realization that the phone was also a radio. I came in, I told the bosses on Monday, and they kind of just dismissed me.
They made that little stinger, though. Coach, is that a stinger or that reminds people that their phone is a radio? What is that called?
That's a little promo.
Okay, that's a promo.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a download the app promo.
What's a stinger? Because I've heard that term in radio before.
Stinger's more of just a sound effect, a separator.
97.5 The Fanatic.
It's when
is
your
that what
nerve
that is?
gets pinched against like a bone or a muscle or something.
You mean like my lower back is right now?
Yeah. Apparently they hurt.
Oh my gosh, my lower back. I've had lower back pain maybe 10 days in my entire life, and the last 2 days I've had it, which is not fun. No. So Christina got me a Salon Pause patch. Have you ever dealt with the product, the Salon Pause patch?
I have no idea what
that
language you're even...
That Uncle Shaq he goes with the icy hot. I went with Dan Patrick's Salon Pause. It is a patch that you put on your back with lidocaine in it or whatever. It's unbelievable.
Yeah?
Yes. Huh. It helps. It really does help. It's like a sticky patch, and it helps, and it's hopefully going to loosen up my back. But I had switched out of the Mike Missinelli throne, and this is Mike's chair, and this will always be Mike's chair as long as it's here, and I have always sat in it. And around
King
a week
in his kingdom.
And around a week ago, I decided not to sit in the Mike Missinelli throne and to try the other chair because it was just sitting here, and I swear to you, I've got back pain, which I never have. Unless I threw it out playing golf or something the other day. Our 6 a.m. sponsor is Bradford White Water Heaters. Bradford White is here for the pro. And a little thing to get your mind working in the morning. According to a study, by 5:38, roughly 1 in 10 millennials has never done this. But 97% of people over 50 have. What is it? I think I know. Coach, I think I got the answer.
All right, let's then try the other guys first.
Pat, you want to guess?
I saw the answer already.
Oh, you already saw the answer.
Sorry.
Okay. I'll go. I didn't see the answer. Use the phone booth.
That's interesting. That's not mine. Jamie, you have one?
I think that number's too high for a phone booth.
Yeah. Right.
My mind immediately went to threw their back out.
Really? Mine
97's too high, though.
Mine is written a check.
Nope.
Okay, what is it?
Pat?
No, Pat already saw the answer.
Ride a bike.
That's it.
It's ride a bike? What?
I've never written a check, so I would have been with you.
What?
Yeah, never written a check.
You've never written a check in your life?
No, I haven't needed to.
Do you have a checking account?
Yeah.
Do you have a checkbook? But you just leave it in the drawer?
I mean, if I have a checkbook, I don't know where it is.
I got
a checkbook when I opened it years ago, and I never...
What do you get? What do you give at weddings?
I don't write checks now. Cash.
Venmo.
Cash.
Venmo, huh?
Yeah, I've Venmo
I write a
before.
check.
They give cash.
Nah.
Because the couple doesn't want to run. They're usually going on their honeymoon the next day.
A lot of people give checks.
Yeah, but they're going on their honeymoon the next day. What do you mean, nah? They are.
No,
most couples go on their honeymoon
not
the next
necessarily.
day.
But that doesn't mean they're using that money. They might already have the money they're using for their honeymoon. Yeah, I write a check.
What if they didn't? Give them the cash. Give those people the cash. Yeah. Cash is. Have you never heard the term "cash is king"? Nobody says check is king.
Yeah, but a lot of times I forget to go to the ATM, but I'll just grab a check. It's easy. Sure, and you give a card and they lose it, you're out the cash. If they lose a check, you just cancel the check and give them another one.
Check is king. I've never heard that expression before from you guys as we get started.
I don't know how you deal in the drug world, John. We don't.
Straight checks, homie.
How do you get through life without writing a check?
That is a crazy.
That's bizarre.
That's a crazy admission, Pat.
No, it's not bizarre.
Yeah, it's bizarre.
I gotta tell you, his age group, it's not.
He's not that much younger than me.
Yes, he is.
I've written maybe 6 or 7 years. Because my wife does all the bills and all that. I've written maybe 20 checks in my life.
But, Jamie, you still write checks and pay bills and put stamps on things.
Yeah, that's like...
You're the oldest young person in America. You're not that young anymore. You're middle-aged, but still.
That's the boomer in you, Jamie. You like...
Oh,
that is
Jamie,
a boomer
middle-aged. How's that feel? I didn't like it.
I haven't written a check. I have not paid a bill with a stamp in at least a decade. In at least 10 years do I...
It's only like 2 bills I send out through the mail. But, I had a copay due the other day. I sent it in the mail.
Why don't you just call the office and pay with your credit card?
This brings me back to a previous Jamie's world. Just charge me at the freaking moment of the appointment.
Well, then
Stop sending me a chore.
Well, you can usually on those things go to the website and pay right on the stub. You don't do all that. It's not too hard.
Write a check and drop it in the mailbox.
We have become the laziest society in the history of the world, and it was reinforced to me while I was out sick last week.
Okay. Why?
Because I'm sitting there watching TV, okay?
Price is Right?
I switched over to watch ESPN.
Okay.
And you know what it took? It took me hitting 850. That's it.
Why?
And then as it comes on, I get a notice up top. If you would like to view ESPN quicker, just say ESPN.
What's wrong
How
with
much
that?
quicker is hitting 850? Really? Me saying, put on ESPN is quicker than just going 850?
I just say ESPN, CBS, ABC.
Okay, but you can't tell me that's quicker than me going 850.
Yeah, but I want to know the numbers.
This is
incredible.
We're just so lazy.
Really something to get your blood pressure up,
I don't consider that
Bobby?
lazy.
It is.
I consider that amazing technology. Do you consider Alexa lazy?
I don't use it anymore. I disconnected her.
I use Alexa outside all the time.
Well,
yeah.
I don't need
like
Lord
Alexa.
Bezos listening to my entire life.
Do you think he's sitting in a room going,
Yes. Yeah, somebody is.
Somebody's sitting there monitoring the Lynch household?
There's no doubt out there that people's bedroom Alexas have been listened to. Not a doubt in my mind.
By whom?
By some pervert
Who
at
are they?
Amazon. Some pervert.
Amazon doesn't have perverts, James.
Yeah, okay.
So wait a minute.
Everybody's got perverts.
So you
they just
think
don't
that
know
they
it.
how do they know?
I don't know. They know everything about us, John. They know when we leave our house, what we buy for lunch, what time we get home, how fast we drive our cars. They know everything.
I swear. I swear.
I don't trust Alexa at all.
Pat, there are very few moments I feel like the youngest person ever in a room.
No, I'm
I'm
with Jamie on this.
Wow.
They
why?
know everything.
As soon as Alexa came out and
Bug out.
Siri and the Echo Dots and all, I didn't trust them for 1 second. No, there's no way.
I don't use Siri. I don't use Apple
but the
Pay.
thing is,
None
though,
of it.
You don't trust them.
No.
Wait a minute, you don't use Apple Pay?
No.
Apple Pay's wonderful.
Yeah, so I hear.
All right, that's a little weird.
Oh my gosh.
I'm out.
Jay, you know what? This is actually even more interesting than what I wanted to talk about to start the show today. I like that. There are a lot of people. There are people in our listening audience right now that are hearing this exchange, and they're yelling at their radios or yelling at their things, and they're saying, I agree with Jamie. I don't trust. The idea, though, that I don't trust.
I don't do mobile banking.
You don't do mobile banking
Nothing.
ever.
I've never uploaded a check on my phone.
No.
I've never checked
I
I don't even
that.
check my accounts.
You don't
on
check your accounts.
Nothing.
You don't adjust what you're paying in a bill the next day you're
Nope.
mobile banking.
I'll wait till I get home.
Do you have like 10K just like under your mattress?
No, PVC pipes in the backyard.
Okay,
Pat.
if you are one of our listeners and you
Put the
want
bird feed.
if you want to get in on this, I never do this. If you want to get in on our rants this morning on some of this, because I can't believe what I'm hearing. 610-632-0975, 610-632-0975. I do want to get something off my chest, and I've already published something up on our website at 97.5 The Fanatic.
Yeah, but Jamie was first.
He was.
I did get it up first. No big deal. Kind of a big deal.
He
A lot
did.
of people are
Well,
talking
you know
about
what, though?
something
If
up
you're-
today.
if-
Content machine. They're
You know,
calling
if your
me.
YouTube link had worked on your post.
I was casually listening. You got it up first?
If your YouTube link had worked yesterday, that would have been really interesting.
You're like 15 years younger. You should be able to get it up first, man.
No, Dr. Avi
I don't know how
Donapel
much
can
your
work for
Bob's the
anyone,
one with the
Pat.
big endorsement.
You know, I mean,
Big is the key word.
Mike and Delran, you're logical on this. Mike, are you all, don't tell me, Mike, you are one of those people who doesn't trust.
I am, man. Listen, I'm going to tell you why, John. You tell me if this is normal, okay? So, you remember the show Perfect Strangers?
Yes, Balky.
Cousin Balky.
When was the last time you ever heard anyone talk about or mention Perfect Strangers? Probably a long time, right?
I think it was a horrible show, as many of the TGIF shows were. So
Hey, you leave
I will
TGIF
not mention
alone.
it. They were unfunny shows.
You just crushed my soul. I used to love that show.
Yeah,
But
same,
anyway,
Mike.
I was talking to a bunch of buddies one day at lunch about this show Perfect Strangers or something. Like 20 minutes later, there was an ad on my Facebook page for a Perfect Strangers box set. Are you kidding me? Go Birds.
Thank you, Michael.
That happened to me and you.
Yeah, it happens all the time.
So Mike doesn't trust Alexa or anything because of Perfect Strangers, which, by the way, crappy box. That would be a crappy box set.
You don't find that weird that if you talk about something and all of a sudden ads start popping up on your Facebook?
I absolutely.
when you
We've
didn't
we've
post
talked about it.
And they
I do
claim
think
they
it's
don't
strange.
listen. They claim it's just from their algorithm of your searches and Google history and all that. BS. They listen.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, trust. What are you afraid of?
Nothing. I just don't need people in my pockets.
I don't know. I don't need people in my business.
Now, Jamie, when you and the other 70-year-olds are in line to buy stamps, or do you get them from the machine? Are you like really new age?
Sometimes I go to the
you
post
stand
office.
in line?
Yeah.
You
Sometimes
stand in line at the post office.
Jamie's. Oh my God, we went by the post office on. That's weird. You brought this up.
Love the post office.
Saturday morning, we went by the post office at about 8:45. I guess it doesn't open until 9. There was a line of about 20 people outside.
What was the average
Taking
age?
care of business.
Average age?
Yeah,
50?
probably up there a little bit. Yeah.
Who
But
goes to the
Jamie's
post
young
office?
compared to Tunis.
All right, just get ready because all three you're going to have advertisements on your Facebook pages for the post
I don't
office.
do-
and Perfect Strangers.
Or for stamps.com. No, for Perfect Strangers, I will absolutely delete it because that show was horrible.
Hey, you leave
and what's his
Cousin
name?
Balky
Was
Would
not
say the
funny.
same thing about this show right
Bronson
now. but, you know,
Pinchot?
Bronson Pinchot was
Cousin
not
Larry.
was not funny.
Cousin
and Cousin
Larry.
Larry was terrible.
He was a nerd. It
Terrible show.
was a good dynamic.
By the way, I want to tell you that there are
was out
roughly
playing basketball.
75,000 moose living in Maine, and the chances are you'll see at least one when you go. Visit Maine.com. This message is sponsored by the Maine Office of Tourism. I'll say it right now, and I published it this morning. Kyle Schwarber laid down last night, and no one will convince me otherwise. Kyle Schwarber didn't want to win. When given the opportunity to give the crowd what they wanted, and I admire Kyle Schwarber greatly, if the decision was, I'm reading the room, the crowd is here to see Albert Pujols, the crowd is here to honor one of the all-time greats. If that's why Kyle Schwarber did it, then I totally understand it. If he did it. If you watched and you don't think he did it, I'm going to say I don't know what you watched. Kyle Schwarber, there was no urgency. Albert Pujols is up there attacking with urgency to try to win. Kyle Schwarber's his buddy that was pitching is obviously pitching slower. And if you can't see the Kyle Schwarber swing adjusted during the event, I don't know what. I don't know what you were watching. If the idea was give the crowd what they wanted, then that may have been the incentive. The problem I got with it is people wagered on it last night. And it's sort of like people said yesterday, I asked Jamie, are you betting on the home run derby? Because I would not wager on something like the home run derby because it's an exhibition. I would not wager on something like a hot dog eating contest. I am not doing any of those things because you talk about things you don't trust, and it goes into our conversation earlier. There are things you don't trust. And I've seen in my recent lifetime professional sports games fixed by officials. Fixed. And I don't trust things. I don't trust exhibitions. And last night was just another example of why I would never wager on an exhibition because I don't trust it. And that was an event last night that Kyle Schwarber could have won with ease. And I think he purposely didn't.
I don't know with ease. Julio Rodriguez looked pretty damn good hitting 32 bombs
I'm
out
talking
there
about his
and stuff
matchup.
like that.
I'm talking about his matchup. His matchup, which he clearly had no urgency to win. And
I took it as he just didn't have it at first. But also, here's the thing. There was a miscount on ESPN.
There was.
Let's not forget. So he would have tied Pujols again.
He would have.
They should have gone to another round between the two of them. So if he was throwing it, but he still tied him, that's a hell of a thing to be able to do, to hit exactly the amount of home runs that Pujols hit, because he did get to that 20 mark. But for some reason, ESPN totally miscounted and missed his 18th home run. So he tied Pujols, in essence. They should have gone to another round. So if he was throwing it, he screwed that up, too, because he actually tied him.
Well, no, because you saw the scoreboard in the event. There's a giant scoreboard at the event. I've been to two of these, and they do keep the giant scoreboard on there where he could see it.
Yeah, he can see it.
He knew that they didn't count it, so he knew that.
But he also hit his last four shots, 4 out of his last 5 were home runs.
But there was no urgency to get a swing off at the end at all. None.
No.
That was a give.
I would like my $15 back, DraftKings.
And I would think that after watching the ESPN coverage and knowing that they miscounted, that would be something that they're going to go back and look at today.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. There's no doubt about it.
Would you wager on an exhibition? Would you wager?
I did last night. I took Kyle Schwarber and Julio
You did
Rodriguez.
it just for fun.
No, I took Julio Rodriguez, actually. Content Machine, they're calling me around here now.
You said it yesterday.
I picked him as my dark horse last night.
Did.
I was just watching him last night going, must be so cool to have a kid that's 21 years old with the highest bat speed in all of baseball, with that smooth of a swing. I really like that kid a lot. But, yeah, I took him and Schwarber because I wanted a little action last night. I knew I was going to spend 2 hours watching it. I was like, let me get some skin in the game.
To watch an exhibition.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's just like betting on a 3-point contest or something like that.
I wouldn't bet on that.
I have.
No, okay. I bet on English darts.
Like, I'm not going to bet on exhibition.
I'll definitely bet on the home run derby.
I'm going to bet on a real sporting event, but I'm not betting on an exhibition because I know stuff like that can go on. There was no urgency, and they're stumbling all. They were laughing about it on some of the coverage about, well.
I saw a tweet that had me cracking up. It said, what is Schwarber's pitcher, the Swiss cheese pervert? Those pitches were bad.
They said they should have put Familia out there pitching for him because he gives up home runs.
I believe it was fixed.
You don't believe that his buddy could groove it to him anytime he wanted?
He was throwing sliders.
Correct.
It was a joke.
It was a joke.
And the coverage, real quick, I thought the coverage on ES. Now, I'm not a huge. I heard Chris Berman is a great, really nice guy and all that, and I'm not talking personally about him. I couldn't stand the back anymore, and he was getting on my nerves as an announcer for a long time, so I'm glad that's not there anymore. But I thought the ESPN coverage, and it sounds weird, coverage of a home run derby, but I thought it was horrible. You didn't know. Like, sometimes they weren't even showing where the ball was going.
Well, they were talking with people, too, doing, like, side interviews.
Yeah, while it was going on.
I watched the secondary broadcast, and there wasn't, like, a clear chyron of the leaderboard.
Okay,
or
I did not know there was a secondary broadcast.
Yeah, it was Jessica Mendoza and these two other guys.
I was out on, after draft night, I was out on Jessica Mendoza.
It was almost like a more analytical because they kept doing the launch angle on every
and speed,
swing
velocity, and everything.
And, all that stuff.
Pat, did you ever wager on something and have serious concerns that there may have been something fishy?
Yeah, I mean,
because you bet a lot of UFC.
Yeah, every time I bet UFC and it goes to a decision, you don't leave it in the judge's hands. There's been a lot of my parlays and bets that I've lost in clear robberies. So
does that bother you when you're betting on something? I don't bet on UFC unless I think you've told me you got a great card going. And you've cost me some money. But like sometimes. And then other weeks you'll hit like 8 of 11 and I'm cursing you out. Mm-hmm. But it's do you worry about the fact of gambling on something that is up to a judge that can easily be manipulated?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the thing with MMA is the fact that you don't have to get to the judges. You can just finish the fight. So I got burned like 3 weeks ago and it was like the last leg of my parlay. I went to the judges' scorecards and I don't know what the hell that they were doing. I think Adelaide Bird was one of the judges because it was horrible.
like an NBA game, like it's. I have argued this over the years and argued it with Colin Cowherd. It's like, oh, professional sports isn't fixed. I'm like, we already know it was fixed. We already know NBA games were fixed. So what are you talking about? They were fixed. And he's like, well, the outcomes weren't fixed. I'm like, the over-unders were, and that's where they were making their money, and that's what they were manipulating. And so that is a fix. That is something that has to be regulated. We live in a gambling society, Bob, where we really got to keep an eye on stuff like this. I mean, it should matter. If we're taking bets on something, it should matter.
Yeah, and look, you can't tell me that those 8 guys, weren't pulled aside before all this and talking to by someone in Major League Baseball to say, hey, listen, although this is an exhibition and all that, there is money being put out there. And we are in the betting world now, and we are all tied into it, all of professional sports. So any of your, thinking of not trying to win, you can't do it, or mask it as best as you can, whatever it may be. They know. Like Kyle Schwarber, I'm not convinced that the fix was in, that he didn't want to win that, or I just don't think he had his swing last night. But he knows that there's money on him. He knows there's money out there, and that's a real slippery slope that you're playing with if you're going to do something like that.
And if that happened, that's bad. If that was the case,
optics of it weren't great. But a guy like Julio Rodriguez has $1 million on the line. Like, that's pretty exciting for him. You know what I mean?
It's more than he makes in a year.
I was going to say he's making a couple $100,000, so $1 million that's no joke to a guy like him. A Soto, a Schwarber, those guys. Pete Alonso, it means something too. He hasn't gotten his big payday yet. What a goober that guy is.
No. The deadlifting between
what a nerd.
I tell you, I went into it saying to myself, all right, try to find the good. It's so easy for us that he's a punch-to-face kind of guy, all that. I said, all right, try to find the good.
And then you saw
Man,
that.
I couldn't. I could not. And then when they showed him, doing the weightlifting, I was like,
relax.
give me a break.
He is such a...
I hate him.
He really is such an... He's an a-hole. I mean, he just looks like such a... And I would imagine there are other guys rolling their eyes at him. Like, what's your deal, dude? This is a night...
He fits right in with that team.
He really does. And that brand.
Yep.
He really does. That's a goof-off. It's a goof-off night. It's a fun night. Other guys are clowning with other people's kids and having fun.
Yeah.
And he's in there deadlifting.
Oh, yeah. Look, when you're the Mets, that is your championship.
Good point, Pat.
When you're the New York Mets franchise, it's just a joke of a franchise. Your championship is the home run derby. So that's why he takes it so seriously, because he knows that the best chance he has to winning a World Series is practicing it in spring training, which they did last year.
He won't have a parade, you're saying? So
no, I mean I don't know if they raise banners for back-to-back home run derby champions,
do in Flushing,
but they might.
By the way, I believe the Mets may have been the first team to put up a wild card banner. I may be incorrect with that. It could have been Colorado. But the Colorado and the Mets, I think, were both the teams were reluctant to hang wild card banners. But I know the Colorado or the Mets were the first ones to do it. They were celebrating. being a second-place team, putting up that banner. I don't get it. I'll still never get that in baseball. You win a pennant, you win a division, something like that it's fine.
I don't mind if you acknowledge like playoffs, like 1987 playoffs or something. But yeah, not to put up wild card.
Yeah, they did. They had a wild card.
Yeah.
Mets had a wild card banner in the old place.
2016, that National League wild card banner appears to be hanging.
Oh, jeez. A wild card banner. That's exciting. Hey, we have Pat with a pre-training camp storyline for your Philadelphia Eagles, and we're going to have more of those all morning long at the bottom of the hour every single morning. Plus, the NFL executives left the Eagles underrepresented on a list, the top 10 players at each position. We'll talk a little bit about that, too. It's the John Kincade Show here on 97.5 The Fanatic. In just a few short weeks, I got a college-bound student who's going to be going for her first fall semester. Many of you are in that same boat. I hope you already have figured out how you're going to pay for it, because we got the bill last week. College Ave Student Loans takes the stress out of paying for college. CollegeAv.com lets you see all the loan options in action. They have a student loan calculator that's absolutely amazing. You can get an instant credit decision. You're going to know your rate. You're going to apply in only 3 minutes, and you can build a private student loan that's going to keep pace with your family's budget and, more importantly, your students' goals. Because what they have to realize is after college, the loan has to be repaid. So there's no amnesia about, I didn't know it was going to cost this much. You do when you use College Ave. You're going to know before you start college. It's a better student loan experience, and you can relieve the stress of how you're going to pay for it all. CollegeAv.com even has the Enter for a free textbooks for a year sweepstakes. It's another way that College Ave can help you manage unexpected expenses along the journey. There's no purchase necessary to enter. See official rules for details. Go to collegeav.com/free books and figure out how you're going to pay for college before college begins.
The John Kincade Show.
For someone who's super, super hot, you're really cranky.
On 97.5 The Fanatic. Philadelphia.
Hey, it's Ricky Bo for Guided Door and Window. The summer heat means it's that time of year to crank up the AC again, to keep your home cooling more efficiently and help save you on high energy bills. I suggest you go Guida and finally replace your old, drafty, inefficient windows and doors with my good friends at Guided Door and Window. Right now, Guida is offering their best discounts of the year with their big 40% off summer sales event on all expertly installed windows and doors. You'll receive 40% off each window you buy. That's right, 40% off all high-performance, energy-efficient triple-pane windows. And you'll receive 40% off any door, including insulated entry doors, patio doors, garage doors, and storm doors. Plus, get your project started today with no money down and the pay-it-off interest-free for up to 18 full months. All prior sales excluded. Minimum purchase required. Don't let these big discounts pass you by. Go Guide it today. Take advantage of these limited time savings by calling to schedule a free in-home estimate at 1-877-GO-GUIDA or visit them at GoGuida.com. That's GoGuida.com.
Hi, I'm Patrick Fingles, owner of New Look Home Design, the roofing experts. When you hire someone to replace your roof, you want a detailed upfront estimate and an expert to get it done right the first time. At New Look, we provide clear line-by-line estimates paired with a 3D rendering of your roofing project. On average, we install one roof every hour, so you know our team has the expertise to manage your project. And we provide a lifetime warranty on every roof installed. Find out why over 40,000 homeowners have chosen New Look to do their roof. From now until July 31st, get 50% off all roofing materials and qualify for 12 months, no payments, no interest financing. At New Look, you can depend on our 20 years of roofing expertise, honest estimates, and guaranteed customer satisfaction. Call New Look today at 800-279-5300. That's 800-279-5300. NewLookHomeDesign.com.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Hey, good morning. You're heading to the airport, right?
Yep, thanks for checking. I like the car. How long have you been a rideshare driver?
About 3 years now. I really enjoy it.
Isn't it hard to make money these days with the price of gas being so high?
Not for me. I use Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get real money back when you get gas with the Upside app?
Yep, I get real cash back every time I get gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make around $200 $200 to $300.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code RACE for a $5 bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank account, PayPal, or gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code RACE for a $5 bonus on your first tank. That's code RACE.
With Philly Pretzel Factory, there are no wrong choices, but beware. Everyone loves pretzels, so be sure to get enough for the whole gang. No matter how big or small your celebration might be, there's a party tray for you. To find your nearest store, visit PhillyPretzelFactory.com and click Find a Store. Philly Pretzel Factory stores are ready and eager to serve you the hot, soft pretzel you've been longing for. Philly Pretzel Factory, where better gets made. Find your store at PhillyPretzelFactory.com.
5X480. Dayton B100 V-Belt, one of the many parts Grainger carries. It's also the item that helped Rob carry the day. The job was on hold, deadline fast approaching, but a quick search on Grainger.com and Rob found his part. And with same-day pickup at his local branch, he and his crew got the job done, safely and on time. Get supplies and solutions for every industry with real-time product availability. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
It's a fact. Only 0.0001% of people will ever step up to the plate as a pro baseball player. For the rest of us, there's BetRivers.com Sportsbook app. Featuring same-game parlays, you can combine the excitement of different bets all from the same game. Totals? Bet 'em. Spreads? Bet 'em. Player props? It's a home run. Download the BetRivers.com Sportsbook app today. It's a whole new game.
Presented by Rivers Casino, Pittsburgh. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Hey, it's cuz, don't be that guy with the T-shirt on in the pool. You can still be slimmer for this summer, since it only takes 40 days to lose a contractually guaranteed 20 to 40-plus pounds with NJ Diet. Their program uses hair, saliva, and bioenergetic scans to personalize natural formulas and supplements to help you lose the weight. Their DNA info is used to help you keep it off. No shots, no hormones, no surgery, no prepackaged foods. Ew. Call 855-5NJ-DIET or visit NJDiet.com. That's NJDiet.com.
Listen to 97.5 The Fanatic everywhere. On Alexa at 975thefanatic.com, the Fanatic app, and now on Odyssey. Now, back to the John Kincade Show.
There is no such thing as an off-season for Eagles football on this show. More of the John Kincade Show now.
On 97.5 The Fanatic. Philadelphia.
Thanks for finding the John Kincade Show on 97.5 The Fanatic. I'm trying to determine, our friends in law enforcement, whether information that I was given yesterday is true. That legally speaking, only state troopers can pull you over if you're doing less than 10 miles an hour over the speed limit. I know we have members of law enforcement that are listening.
That doesn't sound right.
Well, I can tell you is that every state has a specific law to address it. But a buddy of mine in Georgia, I know the Georgia statute was GA 4014-8 because I remember people talking about that. And then I had to look it up. It was Georgia 4014-8. You can't be pulled over until you're 10 miles an hour over the speed limit in a local jurisdiction.
So state troopers, you're saying, can only pull you over if you're more than 10 over?
No, state troopers can pull you over if you're doing less than 10 over. They can pull you over if you're going below the speed limit.
Oh, okay.
If they think you're being a hazard or whatever. But local jurisdictions have to wait till you're 10 over the speed limit to give you a ticket. Now, I don't know if that's true here, but it was being brought up, and I can read precedents where that is precedent in other states. I couldn't track it in Pennsylvania. But I heard somebody complaining yesterday about the fact that they were getting a ticket for going 12 miles an hour over the speed limit at a store that I was at. So I ask you, 12 miles over the speed limit, This person claimed that they got a ticket for going 67 and a 55. Do you think that's speeding? Now, I wasn't involved in the conversation. I was just hearing them complain about it. I think you're speeding.
10's kind of my limit.
Like 10 is where I think you should.
I think you have a case under 10.
You make it under 10, you have a case. 12, 67 and a 55 just sounds like you're going a little faster. 70 would be the one where I'd say you're in trouble.
Yeah, I always try to keep it to 10.
If you're at 60, if it's a 65 zone, I would say you never have your point. You never hit 80. If it's 65, don't get to 80. But do you follow any kind of those, Pat?
Yeah. When I'm coming, like if I'm traveling late at night and the roads are kind of open, I'll put my cruise control 10 miles over.
And then that's
like because I don't feel like getting pulled over by a state trooper who's bored.
And cars like yours, they're looking for them. Those fancy cars. Yeah,
real fancy ones.
Yeah.
Those Maybachs.
Rich people's cars. Yeah, rich people's cars.
My Maserati.
They're going to look.
Depends on which car I'm taking now.
Below
Is it a Maserati? Is it a Maybach? We don't know.
They're going to look at that. I know that the Eagles training camp is just about to get really hot and heavy, and we're going to give you a storyline that each of us are looking for every single hour today at the bottom of the hour, and Pat Egan gets to go first. Patrick?
All right, I'll take the low-hanging fruit, Jalen Hurts.
Well, I figured you would.
The only thing I care about is Jalen Hurts. I need to know if Jalen Hurts and the amount of weapons that they have surrounded him with is going to make a difference. I need to see his mechanics that he's worked all offseason on. I need to see if he can be the guy or if it's minor improvements or even worse. I mean, maybe these mechanical, tricks that he's learned have actually done himself a detriment. So I want to see him throwing the ball to Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown and see those two work. I want to see him going up against this defense. He's the only guy I really have my eye set on this entire training camp is Jalen Hurts because it starts and ends with him.
But what are you going to learn when they don't play the starters? Like, I mean, that's what I want to know. Are we going to learn that they're playing toss in practice?
So that'll be interesting to see if they do that. Maybe Sirianni will change things up in year 2. But if they don't, then I'm going to be relying on a lot of the beat writers like Zach Berman and guys like that to give me insight during the joint practices because that'll be the best look at you're probably going to get from Jalen Hurts and his mechanical issues. Like 7-on-7s, like what happened a week ago or 2 weeks ago when Derek Gunn reported that. I believe Derek Gunn's report, but I don't put a lot of stock into it because it's 7-on-7s. But when you're going up against joint practices, you don't want to get embarrassed because you're playing NFL players. So I'll put a lot of stock into that and the reports that come out. And if the reports are that he's great and he looks like a much different quarterback, then I'll get my chair and wait down in Broad Street. But that's the one.
So that's the one for you.
That's the one angle I'm looking at.
Pat took the low-hanging fruit of Jalen Hurts.
It's the only fruit I can reach there, Johnny.
That is the truth, but I also think it brings a bunch of questions. Pat's brings a bunch of issues is that what am I going to learn because is Nick Sirianni going to adjust his second training camp and actually treat things more legitimately, actually practice more, handle the games more as something that's worth watching. I learned nothing. Last year was a joke, and they started out 2-5. I want to remind everybody, and we're on pace to be one of the crappiest teams in the history of the NFL, the crappiest as far as penalized.
It's amazing what last year was when you really think about it. Okay, so Nick Sirianni starts his first year as an NFL head coach, and right away we're questioning how much he's practicing the team, and rightfully so.
Yes.
Because he was, very, I don't want to say standoffish to practice, but that's the term I'll use. So that was strange. They start out 2-5. They start out looking horribly, and John, as you pointed out last year, on a record pace of penalties.
Yep.
So it just looks like a team that's not ready. And you're implementing an offensive system that was totally the opposite of the strength of this team. And yet, they come back and they make the playoffs with a quarterback that many, and maybe rightfully, still think isn't the guy that's going to lead them into the future. With after a number 1 rookie wide receiver, not much else in that, position. It's just really strange and quite frankly, unbelievable the way last year did play out. And a lot of it had to go with the weakness of opponents also. But I've never seen a team in any sport since I've been here in Philadelphia change the dynamic of the way they played in a 180-degree style that the Eagles did last year and had the success that they did.
In the middle of the season.
In the middle of the season.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Absolutely.
Well, don't get your hopes up because I don't think a whole lot's going to change.
So you think they're still going to be so run heavy?
Well, but I think in terms of camp, I don't think it's going to, be what you want it to be. I think Nick Sirianni had success with having a healthy team last year, and he's going to do the same thing he did again. I think he knows his players and personnel a little bit better outside of the new guys, so there's not that learning curve to be had. But I think in terms of a hard camp, in air quotes, I wouldn't expect it.
I think that last year's
I'd be shocked if he did.
I think last year's training camp, if Nick Sirianni and his crew, if they sat in a room and evaluated their performance from rookie year, if he doesn't understand that his team wasn't prepared to play, that what he did in the summertime didn't have them prepared to play in the fall, if he doesn't recognize that, I've got real wondering about what he does identify with this team.
Do you actually expect him to change?
I expect it to be a tougher camp. I expect to see more play.
I kind of don't. I think you're setting yourself up for disappointment.
I expect to see more playing games because there's no rationale for not.
I think
there's no rationale, Pat, for them doing exactly what they did last year because they were horrendous for 2 months of the season.
Well, you could make the case that they were horrendous because they were trying to force a square peg into a round hole with the passing game. Now, they were you'll bring up the most penalized team, and I completely understand that. But they were also very healthy. Extremely healthy last year. It's the healthiest they've been since Chip Kelly was handing out smoothies. So if you're looking at Nick Sirianni, you got to take the good with the bad, and you got to say, can we fix that? This is another year in my system, so the guys really should be prepared. Most of the starters are coming back, so the penalized thing really shouldn't be an issue. So it would kind of lend me to think that there's no chance that he plays these guys more. They should be comfortable.
Yeah, when you implement a system and you have ups and downs of it, like Pat just mentioned, you're going to look at the upside of it first because it's your system. You're going to say, all right, here's where I succeeded. I think Pat's right. I think they are going to look at it as, yeah, well, the reason we were so good in the second half of the season was because we were so healthy. Right or wrong? And I'm saying that's how I think they're going to look at it.
No, absolutely.
Yeah, so Look, I'm always about putting in you got to get out there and I am so into getting into everything, every single little thing, the intricacies of plays and schemes and all of that. I don't know why you wouldn't use up all the practice time you're allotted. I never understood that.
It's a good job, Pat. You created some discourse there. I hope you're wrong.
Okay.
I desperately hope you're wrong. I really do because I don't want another where you pee away wins early in the season and then dig yourself out of a hole.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they handle the preseason games. I mean, are we going to see Jalen Hurts? Now, Pat, you think it's going to be just like last year. I don't know how you can't have Jalen Hurts out there with a new wide receiver, with a new scheme going in yet again, because you can't. I don't think they're going to run the ball like Pat said. They're not going to run the ball 80% of the time again. They're going to want to see what this quarterback is.
Okay,
They don't know already.
NFL executives were polled by Jeremy Fowler, and there was an NFL survey done, more than 50 coaches, executives, GMs, etc., and they put together a top 10 list for each position group in the game. Then they broke out the 11 positions in 11 separate posts, and they figured out who were the top 10 tight ends, who were the top 10 running backs, top 10 wide receivers. The Philadelphia Eagles roster, which we are all very, very high of, did not have a top 5 player on any of the position group lists. The highest they had was a top 6 player. If you haven't read this, I'd really like to hear from you here. Who made it to 6? Who was the highest ranked position player on the Philadelphia Eagles league-wide? And these are people all around the league commenting on the Eagles roster and commenting on every other roster.
I would say probably Lane Johnson with a close second being Mailata.
I wasn't even going to go offensive line. I was going to go A.J. Brown.
A.J. Brown didn't make the list.
Jason Kelsey.
Jordan Mailata didn't make the list.
And Darius Slay and Lane
Jason
Johnson.
Kelsey is 8th at center.
Bang.
7 better centers, according to the NFL executives.
Well, they're wrong.
Lane Johnson is the 7th best tackle, according to these executives.
Tackle in general, not right tackle?
Tackle in general. Top 10. Tackle is one group. And Dallas Goedert, he's the 6th-ranked tight end. He is the highest Eagle to end up in any position group. These are league-wide evaluations. These are 50 executives, GMs, coaches that chose to respond. There were 50 respondees across the NFL.
So that means Darius Slay didn't make it.
Darius Slay didn't make it. Top 10.
I think if it's just
That's shocking to me.
I think if it's just based on last year, that's criminal.
No, it's based on right now for this season, the rosters in the NFL.
Which is based on last season.
I think people take into advantage that somebody could have a really good career and maybe they had a slight down year, and an executive would give them the benefit of the doubt. Slay was amazing last year.
He was incredible.
Now, the year before, he had slightly down year.
Yeah, he was a man alone.
And so, but he was not in the mix. To me, does this give you any level of concern that maybe we are over-evaluating this roster because league-wide, people aren't that wild about the Eagles' talent level?
I actually love it. I love going into a season not having the huge expectations laid upon you, not having the best players at this position, not having that all-star team. I kind of like it.
Right.
I like the way this team is built. And we talked about it yesterday, and we dove into it yesterday. I like the way this team is built, and I like the fact that they're really good at a lot of positions, and people don't think that they're great at a lot of positions. That's fine with me, because if executives think that and players read this lists and all that, okay, I'd rather be left off the list and show you rather than be on the list and have to live up to it.
Yeah, it doesn't give me any concern at all. Like Bob said, I'll take a roster of all very good players over a roster with a couple greats and a lot of mediocres.
See, I don't think you can. Can you win without greatness?
I mean, it all comes down to one position if we're being honest. I mean, come on. I mean, once every 10 or 12
How about
years.
the vast majority of time it does? That is
Yeah, like 95% of Super Bowls, if you look at the list, are most likely Hall of Fame caliber quarterbacks. That's what it is. That's why you win in the National Football League. It's not rocket science. So, I mean, it gives me concern that we don't have one of those top 10 guys. But until we get a top 10 guy, I'm always going to have that concern.
Who would you expect to end up on this list next year?
Mailata.
That's who I would guess, too. Give me someone else.
I don't think A.J. Brown will because I don't think he'll have the statistical numbers to get there.
And what about Devontae Smith?
No, same thing. If there's only 24 touchdowns, best case scenario going around, I mean, these guys aren't going to be able to pump their stats up.
Who'll get there?
It's an interesting thought that you got there.
I mean, at most, the team leader would have 8 or 9, which is just, it's good, but it's not anywhere near a top 10 guy.
But what if yardage-wise it's 1,300, 1,400? That puts you in top 10 receivers, doesn't it?
But if he's best case scenario throwing for what?
4,000.
4,200 yards.
That would be a lot to one guy.
That's a lot to one guy. And, you know, it's hard when you look at his numbers he's projected to kind of put up and you divvy that amongst the whole team. I don't really expect any of the offensive weapons to be top 10 guys.
I saw numbers yesterday on Goddard just after Ertz was traded that he averaged close to 65 yards a game, whatever, and it would have played out over a 17-game stretch, about 1,100 yards. Do you think that's
He's
realistic?
probably their best chance.
Yeah, is that a realistic number for him? A, now that he's going to be the full-time starter, but B, now that you brought in A.J. Brown, is he going to get as many looks as he did before?
Well, I'm expecting between A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, if they're healthy, I'm expecting that to be 1,800-plus yards.
Oh, it should be 2.
So if it's let's just say it's 1,800. I'm doing a little conservative. And I'm expecting 700 yards minimum from Goddard.
So you're still only sitting at 2,500.
2,500 there.
So there's still 1,500 to be, doled out.
Miles Sanders, I think, is going to be a bigger part of the passing game this year.
There was only 3 tight ends in the league with over 1,000 yards last year.
Pat, our man Gainwell, I think Gainwell's going to have a bit of a breakout year.
I think this is going to be a make or break year for him.
For Gainwell.
As insane as it sounds in year 2.
That does sound insane.
Because if he's not getting a lot of playing time, like he didn't get a lot of playing time the second half of last year, and we all kind of chalked it up to, well, he's a rookie, blocking assignments, he's in the doghouse. If he doesn't get a lot of playing time in year 2,
then you're saying there's a message.
Then yeah, there's a message about a former, what was it, 5th round pick?
Fourth or fifth.
I mean,
4th or 5th.
So it's like they clearly look at him as expendable. But if he's getting playing time, yeah, I think he'll produce.
They may not trust our talent evaluation, Pat, down at the Nova.
And they shouldn't.
You and I mean,
they absolutely 100% should not.
All right, Jamie, though, you want it's weird.
Yeah, this is
you put something shows up on the show sheet, and we don't do the show before the show. It's sort of presented as let Nick call the plays again.
Well, the thought entered my mind.
Who would be letting him?
Himself.
Because it's set. Well, you don't let yourself do anything.
Well, no, you just do it.
Someone else lets you do something. You do something.
Well, it came off. I read the article yesterday with Zach Berman on The Athletic.
Great piece.
It was. Jeff McClain, I think, recently did like a day with Nick, and I think Zach also got a day with him. And reading their two pieces, I take from it that Nick's a very humble guy. He talked about his learning curves last year and, the flower analogy and all that. But the thing that he said was the hardest for him to come around on was his communication lines amongst the team. And he felt as though once he gave Shane Steichen control of the offense, it allowed him to be more communicative with the coaching staff, with the players, have a better grasp of the whole game.
What is that, time management? I took it as a time management thing.
Personal time management. He was like, I can deal with a special teams play. I can go deal with a wide receiver. I don't have to be in the play card sheet. And he said, that's all done Monday to Saturday, so I just had to trust in Shane. The work's already done. I trust you to call it. Now, there's no denying the success they had after Shane Steichen took over because they became a more run-heavy team. I'm fine if Shane Steichen is calling plays game one this year. Part of me wants to see what Nick Sirianni's got. Well, I know he's installing the game plan, but I want to know what he's about on game day. If he feels as though he's in a good place and wants to call the plays, I want to see what he's got. Year two.
I already saw what his instincts were, and his instincts were to create the worst game plan that I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, that Dallas game was awful.
Where you were asking Jalen Hurts to throw the ball at a rate 4% more than any quarterback in the NFL, or control the play, whether it's run or pass, and it was 4% more than Tom Brady.
But you can't.
So I can't.
You don't chalk that up to the first 5 or 6 games of his carear and just kind of being lost and maybe drowning.
I'm saying to myself, are you kidding me?
I want to know
that Nick Sirianni's in his first NFL job and that's what he came up with. I'm sitting on my couch and know that was an asinine.
But it doesn't leave you with questions about him?
A little bit, but it leaves me questions about his judgment. That's the only thing I have issue with Nick Sirianni about, is that I question his judgment, because when he got the job, he came out with the crappiest game plan I think I've ever seen.
I know, and that's why I want to see it, because it can't be that bad again. He has to have learned something from that. Otherwise, why is he in this position?
All right, well, let's look at something else, like a Bill Belichick. He probably didn't have a lot of hand, and I'm not comparing the two, but he didn't have a lot of hand in the offense, knew better to delegate it to someone else. I think Nick Sirianni, being early 40s, first year in the NFL, tried it for 7 games, had enough confidence in himself to say, I'll let somebody else do it. I don't need him to do it now. I know what your point is, but I need him to learn how to do it and maybe do it at a later time.
Yeah.
But I don't need it now after they won, 7 of 9 without him doing it.
If Shane Steichen comes out and the Eagles are successful again, you may never see it again.
And that's fine. That's fine, because he's better at it.
But he's an offensive, he was hired under the pretense of this fast-rising offensive guru, and we're going to be left with a bad taste in our mouth.
No,
I want to know what he's about.
No, I've already saw what he's about. He had horrible judgment.
But that's a rookie learning curve.
But he made the judgment to let Shane Steichen make the play calls, and the offense took off. So I don't want him to change from...
Took off is relative.
No, it did.
They didn't beat a good offense.
First of all,
I don't know if I can say take off.
Well, they became a prolific...
They became better than the worst 5-game play calling experience we've been through in a long time.
No, they became a prolific offense, as far as they are one of the more prolific offenses in a 10-year period in running the football in the NFL, which for some reason you had a coach that couldn't figure that out, that was the strength of your team.
Okay, but what offense did they outdo?
No, but they were dominating teams. They were sitting there dominating.
I wouldn't say they took off. I'd say they established a running game.
I saw enough of Nick Sirianni's play calling to say, okay, and I applauded Nick Sirianni for the self-awareness to say, let somebody else do it. You're not good at this.
Yeah, your point is kind of like, if he doesn't call that, well, basically, what do you do here?
Yeah, kind of.
Is that what you're...
more importantly,
like, are you just this great motivator that installs a game plan and you're lost on the sideline Sundays?
You know who was? I can tell you this. There is a coach that is exactly who he was. I'm going to tell you.
I don't think he's going to last long here if that's the case.
Bobby Bowden was one of the greatest coaches of all time in college football.
Yeah.
That was Bobby Bowden. He was an administrator. He was not a X's and O's guru. He wasn't. Coach Bowden was an administrator.
Yeah, but there
are many coaches.
This is Sundays.
This
isn't Saturday.
What, you think that you can't do that in the NFL? Be that kind of guy?
I think you get smelled. You'll be sniffed out.
Okay.
And I'll tell you what, if this offense keeps looking good and everyone knows Steichen's calling the plays,
you're never going to see it again.
Steichen ain't going to be here long.
And that's kind of all of this whole I'm just curious.
Then we'll go back to nonsense play calling.
Well, maybe not.
Maybe he'll learn.
Okay, that's the truth.
That's my point.
He might do that.
He can't be much worse than
but
that Dallas game.
I don't need to see the acid test. I don't know. I'm
curious as hell.
I want Steichen in there. Hey, Shane, you just do your thing. I've seen all the nightmare before. Are you giving up on winning the National League East race? It appears the Phillies may be sending you a signal that they already have. 7 o'clock hour of the John Kincade Show comes your way next, right here on 97.5 The Fanatic. Your wife wants you to clean out the garage. You know that attic that the two of you have been talking about attacking and cleaning up? It's time to do it. If you got a bathroom remodel going on, I bet you need a Bagster. The Bagster is the most convenient and affordable way to help get the cleanup effort moving. Go buy the Bagster today. It's a great product. We're talking a 3 cubic yard dumpster in a bag. You can go into a Lowe's or a Home Depot or your local home improvement stores and you can buy one for just $29.99. And when I tell you that I'm smart enough to set one up, you know you can too. And it's easy to use. So whatever cleanup plans you've got, whatever project you're doing, and it may be yard work, could be a bunch of extreme yard work you're doing. The Bagster is absolutely awesome. It can take on whatever you want to fill it with. There's no time limits. It's completely on demand. You go to thebagster.com, find the store nearest you, and get more details. They'll come and pick it up. They'll take it away. It'll be awesome. It's John Kincade telling you, clean it up with the Bagster. It's a dumpster in a bag.
The John Kincade Show.
Listen, I like kids, but this is not a kid's environment. This is like HBO. No limits.
On 97.5 The Fanatic. Philadelphia.
Hi, it's Cuz. Is your summer weight loss plan not working out as well as you hope? Look, hope is not a strategy. This is what you got to do. Contact njdiet.com today. They will contractually guarantee you will lose 20 to 40 plus pounds in only 40 days. Just go to njdiet.com. Their program starts with bioenergetically personalized supplements that are based on your saliva, your hair, and your blood work. And then NJ Diet uses DNA testing to create your ideal diet plan and workout regimen to help you keep the weight off. You're not sure you can do it alone? NJ Diet's with you every step of the way. You're fully monitored by their certified staff to make sure you're burning fat, not just losing water. You'll also get the doctor's personal email and phone number. NJ Diet is committed to you keeping the weight off. It's all natural, no shots, no hormones, no surgery, no prepackaged foods. Locations close by: Newark, Delaware, King of Prussia, Cherry Hill. Worldwide live online video consultations. Call them. 855-5NJ-DIET. Or go to NJDiet.com. That's NJDiet.com and lose the weight for good.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Susan, I'm sorry I'm late. Traffic is terrible.
It sure is. But on top of that, gas prices have been skyrocketing. I can't believe how expensive gas has gotten recently.
Prices at the pump are up, but I never pay full price for gas anymore. I just use the free Upside app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get paid cash when you buy gas with the Upside app?
Yes, I get real cash back every time I buy gas.
And does that actually add up to anything?
I've made around $200.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code WORK for a $5 bonus on your first tank. That's promo code WORK. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, to PayPal, or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code WORK for a $5 bonus on your first tank. That's code WORK for a $5 bonus.
Is today your lucky day? You bet. Because the new BetParks app is everything you want in a digital casino and sportsbook. It's easy to sign up, fun to use, and faster to win than ever before. And all new BetParks app users can choose between a $20 casino bonus or a $20 free sports bet. Which begs the question, is this the most rewarding casino and sportsbook betting app ever? You bet. BetParks. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. Pennsylvania and New Jersey only.
In the wee hours of the night, when everyone else is fast asleep, you're the one on third shift, burning the midnight oil. When a part fails and everything comes to a grinding halt, regardless of what the clock on the wall says, you leap into action. Grainger is with you and all the ones who get it done. With 24/7 customer support by phone or click to chat. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, it's John Kincade. You know, in just a few short weeks, we will be sending our college-bound student to start her first fall semester. You might be in the same boat. You're still not sure how you're going to pay for it all, are you? Take the stress out of paying for college right now. Go to collegeav.com. You can see all the different loan options in action with their student loan calculator. You can get an instant credit decision and your rate, and you apply in only 3 minutes. Build yourself a private student loan that keeps pace with your family's budget and your goals for your student's future. Go now to collegeav.com. It's a better student loan experience.
How are your kids getting their news? From their friends? Through social media? Can they ask you questions about what's going on around them? And will you be ready? Kids are exposed to more than you think. Help them understand the world around them and how they fit into it. Family mental health begins with how you respond to the events around us. This station is part of the Beasley Best Community of Caring Focus on Family. For tips on how to talk to your kids and how to develop your own coping skills, visit our website.
With Philly Pretzel Factory, there are no wrong choices, but beware. Everyone loves pretzels, so be sure to get enough for the whole gang. No matter how big or small your celebration might be, there's a party tray for you. To find your nearest store, visit PhillyPretzelFactory.com and click Find a Store. Philly Pretzel Factory stores are ready and eager to serve you the hot, soft pretzel you've been longing for. Philly Pretzel Factory, where better gets made. Find your store at PhillyPretzelFactory.com.
Looking good, Mrs. Dubs.
The head groundskeeper at Thad's Golf Course just retired.
We need to find someone in the next 2 weeks. Someone with botany and management experience.
He needs a replacement because the greens are already looking a little rough.
Aeration. They need to know it all.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Earn up to $500 in sponsored job credits by interviewing on Indeed. Visit Indeed.com/credit. Terms and conditions apply.
We all know Philly sports is big business, and we've got you covered every weekday with the Fanatic's Business of Sports reports that are powered by Pico for Business. For information on how your company can save with Pico's incentives, go to pico.com/business.
When it's getting heated, Philly, Dunkin' is keeping it calm, cool, and cold brew. With an ice-cold cold brew, and not just any cold brew, but one topped with brown sugar cold foam coolness. With Dunkin's new brown sugar cream cold brew. America runs on Dunkin'. Price and participation may vary. Limited time offer. Terms apply.
It's the unofficial, official halfway point of the baseball season, so you can turn big hits and dingers into big wins with FanDuel Sportsbook in partnership with Valley Forge before the Midsummer Classic. Well, new customers can step up to the plate with a no-sweat first bet up to $1,000. Sign up using promo code BOB and place your first bet, and FanDuel will give you up to $1,000 back in free bets if you don't win. Now, maybe some people had some bad luck on the Home Run Derby last night. Okay. We'll turn it into some good luck tonight with the All-Star Game. Who do you like? Look at the pitchers that are going tonight. See what you might like. There's no better place to bet America's pastime than on America's #1 sportsbook. Download the FanDuel Sportsbook app and sign up using promo code BOB to get started with your no-sweat first bet up to $1,000. 21 plus and present in Pennsylvania. First online real money wager only. Refund issued as non-withdrawable site credit that expires in 14 days. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
WPEN Burlington, Philadelphia, a Beasley Media Group station, home of the most entertaining sports talk in Philadelphia. 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia. Now, back to the John Kincade Show.
The Sixers and their fan base hang out here every morning on the John Kincade Show.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Wake up! Wake up! John Kincade Show on The Fanatic. The 7 a.m. hour is brought to you by the all-new BetParks app. Sportsbook and casino in one sleek, easy-to-use app in Pennsylvania and New Jersey.
Makes you want to get out on your yacht right now.
There are no summer breezes going on, though, Coach.
Only Jamie could get out on his yacht.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have yachts. The Lynches do. If you live like a Lynch, you do.
Right.
You have that kind of stuff.
It's called a canoe, and we take it on the Schuylkill.
I have a noodle.
Man.
It's called the canoe.
I have a noodle. Oh, Pat got mad at me. I took a picture in my backyard the other day.
Total violation.
Why?
Yeah. So my wife broke out a couple of noodles and put them in the pool the other day. One was orange. One was blue.
This is Joe Cordell.
Okay, you don't do that.
So I was out there and I looked at it. I was in the pool and I looked.
How could you?
I took a picture. I said to Pat,
Met colors.
this is a violation. And he sent on a terse text message.
I sent you a terse text message that said, get your house in order.
Yes.
That you're supposed to be the king of your castle.
Yeah,
King
apparently not.
Yeah, you're not the king.
No, obviously not.
I'm a peasant.
Not that I am either.
I'm the pool boy.
That's
all I am. I skim it. I'm the pool boy.
I can just tell you this is I'm about to put up pictures. Take pictures of my wife and drop them off at Hobby Lobby and Home Goods. And then there's another store that's called Home Sense.
Yeah, Eddie loves that one too.
And just I'm putting a picture up like at the registers where like
do not serve this
there's
woman.
something new every day.
Well, you got a new house to fill out,
Yeah,
man.
but you don't have to. The thing is,
takes years.
okay,
Get ready for
but
it.
here's where you're at.
We're still in there.
You don't have to fill it. There's no need to fill it.
Have you had this conversation with your wife?
Yes, and it's never
how does it
met
go
very
for
well.
you?
It doesn't go very well.
Yeah.
But we need.
Men could sit on a folding chair with a TV on a cardboard box and a couple things in the fridge and be perfectly fine.
She's made the house it looks beautiful.
Yeah.
But I don't like a lot of stuff. Like,
Well.
I'm more of a minimalist as far as stuff being on counters and things like that.
Good luck with that. Good luck with that.
Oh, I've just completely overruled on this one. Coach?
First of all, Hobby Lobby, one of the best stores out there right now.
She loves it.
I will spend an hour in there with Cameron just walking up
I've never
and
been
down
in
the
one.
aisles.
Doing what?
Just
What do you do?
I've never been in one. What is a Hobby Lobby?
Hours? Phenomenal store.
What
What
is
are you
it?
looking at signs that say, eat, play, love?
The idea
Home
of,
is where the heart is.
The idea of Coach picking up Cam on the weekend and saying, Cam.
Hobby Lobby, baby.
Guess what?
Need some
what
bad
week this
boys
is.
today.
This is Hobby Lobby week, and they all just start freaking out.
No, I respect you for that, Coach.
Coach, what is it you're looking at Hobby Lobby?
You break the piggy bank open, you head to Hobby Lobby.
What do they got besides these signs?
There's a bunch of toy.
What is it? Like crafts and stuff, Coach?
Yes,
They do?
it's like a Michael's met a Home Goods, right?
I love Home Goods.
They do. It's a lot of Michael's stuff that you would find there. They have games, but the games that they have there are games that you have to like put together. They have cars that you will put together. Lots of arts and crafts kind of stuff. They have the biggest thing Cam does is those big popsicle sticks that you like build stuff with.
Okay.
Phenomenal for a 10-year-old.
When did pillows too become such a cottage industry? There are literally in these stores, there's like 10 rows of pillows.
Yeah, I'm not a pillow.
I have like 20 pillows I'd like to donate to them.
Oh, I would love to just having pillows back on the bed.
Women love pillows.
But they're just decorative.
Yeah, throw pillows, John.
Just throw pillows, yeah.
Oh, they're awful.
All right, Rob Thompson never gets second guessed around here, and mainly because a 27-14 record gives you a very wide berth when you're talking about critique. But I've got to ask this question, though. Are the Phillies giving up on the 2022 NL East race? You open the second half with a homestand. You have 3 games versus the Cubs before a big 3-game set against the Braves, the team you were closest to in the National League East standings. So with that thought in mind, and the Phillies updated it again yesterday, Gibson starts Friday, Wheeler starts Saturday. Why are you not starting the Cubs series with Zach Wheeler? He last pitched Wednesday, July 13th. So, if you were asking him to start Friday, you would be giving him 8 days of complete rest And instead, you're starting the guy on Friday who last pitched the previous Friday, so you're going to give him 6 days rest in Kyle Gibson. It doesn't make any sense. Zach Wheeler is your best pitcher. And if you do not start Zach Wheeler Friday, he doesn't pitch in the Braves series. It makes no sense. So you're saving Zach Wheeler to lead off that critical Pirates series? Not starting Wheeler Friday means he doesn't face the Braves, and it's making a statement to me. We're playing for the third place. We're playing for third place. We want to be the sixth. We want to be the sixth seed. Because you're going to be no better than the fifth seed when you concede the National League East race to the Mets and the Braves and say, yeah, well, we're not really competing with them. I would say you need a sense of urgency. And if for some reason Zach Wheeler can't pitch after 8 full days of rest, not pitching since last Wednesday, there's a bigger problem to me. And I don't understand the strategy. So this is the first official time that I am going to critique Rob Thompson and his decision-making. I don't know what the hell's going on, Bob.
Yeah,
I don't understand it.
You're a little, you're a little crazy on this one.
Well, what's given on?
Yeah, I don't look why he's not going first game out of I don't know, but pitchers are a weird breed in their scheduling, as we all know. Every 5th day I got to be out there 5 days. That's what it is. This is going to be an 8-day stretch. I don't know what Wheeler's normal all-star break routine is, and maybe he has one, and maybe where he last pitched it falls into he threw 100 pitches 4 days later or 5 days later, and then the next 5th day is going to in fact be that Saturday. Maybe they wanted to keep him on that schedule so that he can keep going at the rate that he has been going, and they don't want to disrupt it a little bit. Would I like to see him go against Braves? Yeah. Does it mean to me that they're conceding anything? No, they're going to go out to win as many games as they can. I don't think it's viable that they're going to win the National League East. There's no chance they're going to overcome the Braves and Mets.
Okay, so they're giving up then. There's no chance.
No, I didn't say they're giving up. Giving up is what? Giving up would mean you're not looking to. They're looking to win every game they can.
Well, then you put your best pitcher on the mound to start the second half.
You keep your best pitcher in the routine that'll keep him as good as he was in the first half. And maybe he has big say into saying, look, don't throw me off my schedule. I'm going to throw on the 5th day. My next 5th day comes on that Saturday. It doesn't come on that Friday. If you want to keep Zach Wheeler as the same pitcher as he was in the first half of the season for the second half, and you look at one game as opposed to look to keeping him on schedule, I'm okay with keeping him on schedule.
Jamie?
Yeah, it doesn't really bother me either. Look,
you guys are okay with third place. I'm not.
You're jumping to another whole nother. We're not saying we're good with third place.
Yeah,
I'm saying
wait a minute,
Wheeler.
Bob. Let me position my argument to critique you. Please.
I think the only thing that matters is the playoffs. I think the division's a long shot.
So in other words, yeah, we're just going to play for the
Yeah, but I don't
place.
think it's not a concession. It's just.
Why would you not go for it?
Because the most important thing to this team is probably keeping Zach Wheeler right. I mean,
8 days rest? You're not keeping him right?
If that's what he wants. I mean, I'm sure
it's what he wants.
I'm sure he has a say in this.
He does.
Yeah, I wouldn't take him off schedule if it hurts. If it hurts the groove that he's in, I'm not taking him off schedule. I'm not doing it.
He's essential
for one
to the
game.
playoffs.
For one game, I'm not doing it. No.
It's one series. Pat, where do you fall on this?
I kind of side with Bob and Jamie on this.
Shut up, Pat.
Okay. See you guys.
No, I mean it really.
Continue. I think what you're about to say is brilliant.
No, I don't.
Part of me understands where John's coming from in a big way. You should be able to pitch after 8 days, but at this point, I trust Thompson because he hasn't really led me astray.
You're asking Gibson, by the way, to pitch with just 6 days rest.
Yeah.
And you're asking Wheeler to pitch on 8 days rest.
But Gibson's not at the All-Star game.
He's not at the All-Star game either. Wheeler's not pitching.
I keep thinking.
Why do you keep saying that?
Because he
has
got
vacation.
Screwed. He got screwed.
He's on vacation right now.
Well, then whatever he wants, he
gets.
gets.
Get back to work.
I don't give a damn.
Get back to work. The games matter.
Get back to work.
We're going to that game. You know what we're going to see? We're going to see a Gibson game because of your attitude. Because of your attitude, we're going to see a Gibson game.
I'll be all gibbied up.
In the afternoon game.
Gibson was good. Like his last game, he was good.
Last two, he's been good.
Stop acting like Dave Coggin is having to go because Zach Wheeler is, getting bumped back.
Man, poor Dave Coggin. He's waking up, probably smiling.
All right, now let's take this exercise to the next level. Since you guys aren't in the least bit concerned about this.
No.
Gibson pitches Friday versus the Cubs. Saturday, Wheeler goes. We don't know when Nola's going yet. Why would Nola not be scheduled to pitch Sunday?
I'll be there on Sunday.
Might be.
No,
He
but he's
probably
not.
will be.
Nobody
They haven't made a decision yet.
All right,
on
well,
Nola.
the decision might
so
be
what are they
Nola.
going to push? So they're going to say, if they move Nola to Monday and say, well, then Nola can pitch against the Braves, then it doesn't make any sense what you're doing with Wheeler. If they say, well, we're holding Nola out and it's coming to get him ready for the Braves series, then you peed away the opportunity to have it be Wheeler and Nola go against the Braves.
Yeah, you're hyper-focused on this Braves series.
I did, because I still want to win the division. I still want to dream
Good
about.
luck.
I know. I still want to dream about catching the Braves.
The Mets are on fire.
No, but I want to dream about catching the Braves. I want to dream about having home field advantage in a wild card series instead of being the road team.
I'm in the
series.
desert with nothing to drink. Just give me a little drip. I don't care. Just make the playoffs.
Yeah, I don't
And
think
that's the problem. You're settling. You're
No,
settling.
I don't think they're settling. They're making a business decision. They've probably talked to Wheeler and said, you were phenomenal this first half of the season. How best is it to carry you over to the second half? And he probably said, keep me on schedule. I'm going to pitch 5 days during the All-Star break. 5 days after that, I'm ready to go. Okay, that just so happens to land on a Saturday. You're not giving up. You're not conceding anything. You're trying to get the most out of the players that you have. Look, if he would have come out and if he missed the series, just say they were playing in late August and it didn't come and they had a 3-game series with the Braves, you're not going to readjust just to have him face the Braves. So, this is just where it falls. I think it's just a process of keeping these guys right, keeping them on the schedule. And when Wheeler's as good as he's been, I ain't screwing with that.
And as long as he's not going to miss a start throughout the rest of the course of the season, then it doesn't matter. As long as he's going to pitch the same amount of games.
I want to take this to the next level.
Which I'm sure they've looked at.
Gibson, Wheeler on Saturday. Nola not scheduled yet. And there's a chance, and I'm telling you, they're going to come out with the gobbledygook of, well, now we're going to save Nola for the Braves, which would just drive me even more.
So what?
batty.
The Cubs stink.
Okay, so we're going to go bullpen game. You're going to throw a bullpen game that you didn't need to do against the Braves.
Well, wouldn't you? If Nola's not going Sunday, wouldn't you rather have the bullpen game against the Cubs?
Guess what? You may have 2 bullpen games against the Braves. So, in other words, if you tell me this team pitch has 2 bullpen games against the Braves.
Then do one Sunday against the Cubs. The Cubs stink. You can
Yeah,
swing
they're not going to throw 2 bullpen games.
But then you'd be throwing Aaron Nola off. So the logic
I don't know what his zone is. We don't know when he's pitching yet.
Well, I mean, the logic of saying, well, then you're giving that same thing as far as the break of time. You're messing with the normal for Nola.
Maybe
Look, if I'm looking at my 2 starting pitchers that have been so good in this first half of the season, and I call them into a meeting and I say, hey, guys, great first half. How do we proceed in the second half? And Wheeler says what I described first. Okay, then you're going Saturday. Nola, how do you feel? Well, I need this and that. Okay, boom, there you go. Those are the 2 guys I'm catering to. I need those 2 guys down the stretch. I don't need them for one series. I don't need them for one game. I need them down the stretch. I need them to be good in this second half of the season.
Okay, somebody may want to have my back on this, and other people may not. But if you do, 610-632-0975. I am literally ambushed on this one. No one cares. No one cares. It means, I guess,
What do you mean we don't care?
No, as far as catching the Braves doesn't matter. Just want to make. Jamie goes, I just want to drip. I'm in the desert. I just want to drip. So Jamie's saying, just give me 3rd place. It drives me crazy. There's 70 games left.
Yeah,
and we're already conceding 3rd place.
But I don't think that one game versus the Braves is going to dictate 2nd, 3rd, or
it's
first
worth
place.
2. When you're playing the Braves head-to-head, that's worth 2.
Yeah.
It's different.
I think you're making too much of a deal about it.
610-632-0975 if you want to support me. If you don't, you can also pile on with the boys and do that too. Real estate developer Spring Garden Lending specializes in bridge and permanent loans that help you acquire, rehab, construct, and refinance your investment properties. It's Spring Garden Lending, faster than a bank and less expensive than hard money lenders. I think I'm going to go down to the Saturday game because the girls are going to Broadway to see Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice is on Broadway?
Yeah, so I saw it on Broadway before with them. It was excellent. Excellent show. Really, Jamie, very funny.
I loved Beetlejuice growing up.
Okay, very funny musical. They made it into a musical.
So real quick on this Wheeler thing too. So, okay, he doesn't face Atlanta at home. But if you keep him on the schedule where he goes against Chicago Saturday, he will pitch in a 2-game series at Atlanta.
He pitched the second day game, right?
Right. So I'd rather have Wheeler going into Atlanta pitching as opposed to I'd like to have him pitch at home also. But if I have to pick one or the other, I'd rather him go into Atlanta and pitch as opposed to you probably have a better chance of winning here without him.
Here's what I'm going to say, Bob. That's the 12th game after the All-Star break when Wheeler will pitch against the Braves. 11 more games when you're already trailing the Braves like you are. By 11 more games, you give up another 2 games in the standings, it's probably done. To me, at that point, it's probably done. Mike in Doylestown joins us. Mike, good morning. You're on The Fanatic. How are you, buddy?
Good, John. I have to agree with you on this one. I'll have your back on it. Wheeler's got to pitch the first game out because you have that off day the following Thursday. He's got to get the first 2 starts in the first 6 games.
Yeah, I mean, why wouldn't you want that?
But, Mike, what if he told
where's
you
an off day the following Thursday?
The following Thursday's an off day. Isn't
Right.
it? I mean,
Thursday
no.
the 28th,
It's in
they're at
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
No, they're in
And then
Pittsburgh.
He'll pitch Friday and then Wednesday. He'll be the guy that gets 2 starts in those first 6 games. You want your best starting pitcher to get those 2 starts going.
By the way,
and also,
he would
the
pitch.
3 of you are making the assumption that Wheeler has told him this. And this is where I would want Rob Thompson to come out and say that then.
Well, here's the deal.
Actually what he said.
Mike, is
They're on
he
break. We
would
haven't
push.
talked to
He would push if Wheeler pitches the first game, Bob. He would pitch Friday. He would then pitch his next start would come up in the Wednesday game against the Braves, and his next start would come the first game in Atlanta. So he'd pitch against the Braves twice. You're giving up the opportunity to get Wheeler 2 starts against the team you're chasing in the standings.
Yeah, but to Mike's point that we're making an assumption.
Hey, Mike, do you have FanFest tickets, by the way?
He's gone.
Mike's gone.
But to his point that we're making an assumption, it's kind of based in some fact. There's clearly a reason for
Yeah,
this.
but you can. No, we don't know that. It might be a decision made, but the thing is.
Well, common sense says to do what you're doing.
Right.
Therefore, if it's
There
something
has to be.
different than common sense, there has to be some kind of reason. I'd like to hear from Thompson, too.
I mean, I could grab an 8-year-old who likes baseball and say, who do you want to pitch your first game after the All-Star game? Your best pitcher or your third best pitcher? I think the 8-year-old would say the best pitcher.
So
something has to be.
You have 5 games against the Braves in your first 12 after the All-Star break and a team that you're chasing desperately. I think you have to go 4-1 if you have any chance of catching them. I think you have to go 4-1 in those games. Picking up 1 game on them is not going to matter.
I'm not really
you have
concerned
to get
about the
Wheeler.
division.
You get Wheeler. See, that's where it is, though. That's why I'm not conceding.
There's
it yet.
no part of my brain that says you're going to catch the Braves and the Mets.
Jason in Newtown Square joins us. Good morning, Jason. How are you this morning, buddy?
Good. John, I have to say I agree with you. You have to put your best pitcher out there first and foremost. You want to take all the logic that you're putting into this. If there's 70 games left, each pitcher is going to get 14 starts. Wheeler's going to be missing a start at the end of the year.
And I want him to. And I want him against the Braves. I want him to pitch against the Braves every single time. Now, Scott has taken this one step further. By the way, you have FanFest tickets, Chase?
No, not yet.
You want some?
Sure.
Connor Thompson's going to hook you up, put you on hold. By the way, Scott took this further. This allows, if he pitches in the first game, if you follow things, it also ensures that Wheeler pitches in the next 2 Braves series in September.
That's a good
if
point.
everything stayed online.
Caller has a point there. Got to give it to
So
Tony.
you get him
That's a
to
good
think.
one.
You get Wheeler in. If he starts the first game, you can have Wheeler pitch in every Braves series the rest of the way.
All this does is tell me there's a reason he's not pitching on Friday.
And what is the reason? He had 8 days off.
I'm not there. I'm not Wheeler. I'm not Rob Thompson. Clearly, this has been discussed.
It sounds finicky to me, and it's your favorite word, finicky.
It sounds to me like
what do you think is the reasoning?
I have no idea.
Well, then
There's
what's
gotta
the
be
finickiness?
The thing is that he loves that word finicky. Last week he used it like 3 or 4 times.
Finicky.
Finicky.
Reminds me of a cat.
Yes. It was Starkist.
Calling
or
Rob
something.
Thompson a cat?
I don't know what he. He's the
all
big
hopped
cat.
up on that Canadian maple syrup. I don't know. Maybe he's thinking irrationally.
He's the big cat right now.
Hey, it's going to be the first question asked of Rob Thompson once media gets back with the Phillies and they can sit and talk with him. Obviously, it's going to be, why isn't Wheeler starting the first game? We'll find out exactly what it is. Jamie and I, in our argument, I think, and Pat, I don't think we're I'm not a proponent.
Are you a proponent?
I'm not with this decision of not starting. I'm trying to find the reasoning for it, and I don't think it's as huge of a deal as I don't relate it to, you're just giving up and saying third place is good enough.
Bob,
I don't think that's the case.
Bob, are you saying that I may take an issue and make it a bigger issue than it needs to be?
I
take offense
once in a while.
I take offense.
And this makes this sound like a loser's attitude. I'd rather have Zach Wheeler 5 times against the Nationals than, say, 3 times against the Braves. That's a sure win against the Nationals.
I can get him 4 times against the Braves. Your best chance to win.
Yeah, but I'm saying you're almost kind of wasting him.
So in other words, you're conceding.
Well,
yeah, I wouldn't go that way.
You're conceding by these
but if he can go
points.
5-0 versus the Nats and 2-2 versus the Braves, what's better?
Hey, Pat, I thought you were maybe being nudged my way.
What do you mean?
The caller made a point that
The
you agreed
idea
with.
No, I thought it was a good point.
But I think you're being nudged my way. You'd rather have Wheeler pitch 4 times
wish.
against the Braves, right?
No, Thompson we trust, baby. Thompson we trust. Robbie T.
Hey, FanDuel Sportsbook presents FanFest 2022, Saturday, October the 1st, 1 to 5 p.m. at Xfinity Live. You got to be 21 to enter. Stay tuned to The Fanatic for updates on guests and events and all the fun we got planned that day. You heard me give away a pair of tickets today. How about I'm going to give away 2 more pairs of tickets right now at 215-263-0975. 215-263-0975. You can grab yourself some tickets to FanFest 2022. Now, I have a storyline on the Eagles training camp that I'm going to share after the bottom of the hour. But watching local news yesterday had me just shaking my head enough that I had to take some video and send it to people, and they might like, what? John Kincade Show here on 97.5 The Fanatic. If you're working in a warehouse, a car dealership, a commercial or industrial manufacturing business, your energy costs are a large chunk of your annual business budget. How about if you put 30 to 40% of those costs back into your business, providing you a brighter bottom line? Well, my friends at Beyond the Bulb want to help you out. What's Beyond the Bulb? Well, they help business leverage energy incentives to do just that. They are energy efficiency experts. They got the knowledge and the experience to get you the most savings, the best products, and the lowest costs guaranteed. So if you're a PECO or a PPL Energy customer right now, you can switch to greener, more efficient lighting at little or no cost to you. This is a no-brainer. So you're saving your company money. You're improving your bottom line. You're reducing the carbon footprint, and you do it at little or no cost to your business. And they're so good at helping you out that my friends at Beyond the Bulb have been awarded the PPL Direct Discount Contractor of the Year award. Like I said, energy efficiency experts. So go to the number 1, beyondthebulb.com. That's 1beyondthebulb.com, or call them at 484-246-6542 and see if you qualify for a brighter bottom line from my friends at Beyond the Bulb.
The John Kincade Show.
They put it on the air?
Of course they put it on the air. It was a big success.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Hi, it's Cuz. Is your summer weight loss plan not working out as well as you hope? Look, hope is not a strategy. This is what you got to do. Contact njdiet.com today. They will contractually guarantee you will lose 20 to 40 plus pounds in only 40 days. Just go to njdiet.com. Their program starts with bioenergetically personalized supplements that are based on your saliva, your hair, and your blood work. And then NJ Diet uses DNA testing to create your ideal diet plan and workout regimen to help you keep the weight off. If you're not sure you can do it alone, NJ Diet's with you every step of the way. You're fully monitored by their certified staff to make sure you're burning fat, not just losing water. You'll also get the doctor's personal email and phone number. NJ Diet is committed to you keeping the weight off. It's all natural, no shots, no hormones, no surgery, no prepackaged foods. Locations close by: Newark, Delaware, King of Prussia, Cherry Hill. Worldwide live online video consultations. Call them. 855-5NJ-DIET or go to njdiet.com. That's njdiet.com and lose the weight for good.
It's Hoagie Fest. Today's the day. Follow your taste buds. They'll show you the way. Hoagie Fest is here. Na, 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 na.
Wawa Hoagie Fest is back. Summer tastes better when it's full of Hoagie love. Get $5 shorties and $6 classic Hoagies. Limited time only. See store for exclusions.
There's an epic cookie battle happening right now at Wawa. Will it be Oreo cookies and cream frozen beverages? Or will you choose Chips Ahoy cream smoothies, milkshakes, and more? If you can't choose one, go for both in our limited time ultimate cookie mashup, made with real pieces of Oreo and Chips Ahoy cookies. 2 legendary cookies, 1 epic frozen treat. Gotta have a Wawa.
Hey, I got a question for you. You hate bending over to put on your shoes? Wish you should just put them on standing or sitting without ever having to touch them? If so, then I have the shoe for you. Introducing new hands-free Skechers Slip-ins. With new Skechers Slip-ins, you just step in and off you go. You don't even need to lace up. So how does Skechers Slip-ins work? Well, there's a special smooth comfort pillow in the heel that helps your foot slide right into place. So just step in them and go. Find new hands-free Skechers Slip-ins for the whole family at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
Staples has everything for school at great prices. So this year you won't go back to school. You'll be ready to move forward and master 5th grade math.
I can't do this. It's impossible.
Not you, Dad, your daughter. Staples will help her move forward.
Right.
Right now, Staples comp books and number 2 pencils are just 50 cents each. Plus, 2 pocket paper folders are only 25 cents each. Everything on your list at amazing prices. Staples, we're not going back. We're going forward to school. Ends 8/27 in store only, limit 30.
If you're a small business, there are lots of choices when it comes to your internet and technology needs. But when you choose Comcast Business Internet, you choose the largest, fastest, reliable network. You choose advanced security for total peace of mind. And you choose fiber solutions with speeds up to 10 gigs available to more small businesses than any other provider. That's virtually everywhere we serve. The choice is clear. Get unbeatable business solutions from the most innovative company. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Actual speeds vary.
It's not easy being the one everyone counts on to keep the facility running, no matter the weather or supply chain hiccup. But we get you, Raymond in Buffalo, and Maria in Miami, Jules in Minneapolis, and Stan in Central Indiana, taking control of everything that's under your control. At Grainger, we're here for you with experienced branch staff at over 250 locations so you get the product you're looking for. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Thanks, everyone, for baking your way here on this toasty morning. Are you all ready to jam? Excellent. Before we get rolling, let's start by hashing out everything bagel will be discussing. Profit margins are okay, but they could maybe be butter. Sorry, I don't mean to waffle. Next quarter, it's all or muffin. Did you have a question, Sausage Patty?
My name's Patricia.
When you can't take your mind off breakfast, it matters where you stay. Delicious breakfast available at our Hilton family of brands. Hilton, for the stay.
With Philly Pretzel Factory, there are no wrong choices, but beware. Everyone loves pretzels, so be sure to get enough for the whole gang. No matter how big or small your celebration might be, there's a party tray for you. To find your nearest store, visit PhillyPretzelFactory.com and click Find a Store. Philly Pretzel Factory stores are ready and eager to serve you the hot, soft pretzel you've been longing for. Philly Pretzel Factory, where better gets made. Find your store at PhillyPretzelFactory.com.
Hey guys, Andrew here to congratulate my friends over at Family and Company Jewelers in Marlton, New Jersey. They were just named South Jersey Magazine's best bridal jewelry store for 2022. Guys, listen, if you're looking to get engaged, Family and Company is the only place to go. That's where I went. The largest selection of designer jewelry, the best service, and the best prices. Go see my man Angelo at the showroom. Tell him Andrew sent you, and they will take care of you. I promise. Online at FamilyJewelers.com. Family Company Jewelers, South Jersey's diamond destination.
Family and Company Jewelers, South Jersey's diamond destination.
It is the unofficial, official halfway point of the baseball season, and you can turn big hits and dingers into big wins with FanDuel Sportsbook in partnership with Valley Forge before the Midsummer Classic. New customers can step up to the plate with a no-sweat first bet up to $1,000. Sign up using promo code BOB, place your first bet, and FanDuel will give you up to $1,000 back in free bets if you don't win. McClanahan and Kershaw tonight. Who do you like? You got the big all-star game going. I always lean National League. Maybe you do too. There's no better place to bet America's pastime than on America's #1 sportsbook. So download the FanDuel Sportsbook app and sign up using promo code BOB to get started with your no-sweat first bet up to $1,000. 21 plus and present in Pennsylvania. First online real money wager only. Refund issued as non-withdrawable site credit that expires in 14 days. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Now, back to the John Kincade Show.
We are reinventing what sports talk radio can be. Whether we improve it remains to be seen.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
John Kincade Show on The Fanatic. Tony says, I already sense listening in, where's Bridgeport?
That is right
is
across
that
from
Conchi?
Norristown.
Conchi?
Yeah, not far from
Okay,
Conchi,
right,
but it's right across the river from Norristown.
He says he's looking out on the water in Bridgeport.
Yeah.
Okay, I was just thinking, so that's the river in Conchi. Up there he's looking
There's a
at.
Conchi brew pub there.
He says he has a
Bridgeport.
beautiful spot, and he says he...
nice river views up there.
He goes, he's run into you once or twice in Conshohocken.
Oh, nice.
Back in the day.
Nice.
He says that he already senses the biggest argument in the history of the John Kincade Show brewing. He goes, it's going to happen.
What?
I can sense it now. The Phillies are going to finish in third and make the playoffs. And Jamie's going to be one of those people that defends the spraying of the champagne, which, John, you've already said you are against. He said, by the way, I will be there with Jamie, grabbing a bottle of champagne and spraying it. And he said, and I would like nothing more if the Phillies made the playoffs as a third-place team to grab a bottle of champagne and to spray it all over you.
I mean, it's been 11 years.
Me, on the other hand...
Let those corks fly. I don't give a damn.
He goes, I sense the biggest argument ever on the show is going to come together. And he says, and if it happens, he said, I want to be there with Jamie and I want to spray you with champagne. He said, because it would drive me crazy. He goes, all I want to see is the Phillies in the playoffs. He said, I am just like Jamie. Give me the drop of water in the desert.
Yeah, I'm so thirsty. 11
you are the
years.
definition of thirsty. If third place is okay.
As long as it's the playoffs.
You're conceding it already. It's 70 games.
I mean, those teams are better than us right now. I mean, talk to me when Bryce Harper gets back.
You're not going to go out and not try to win games. You're going to go out and try to win every game you play. Is it conceivable that you overtake the Braves, overtake the Mets? If you win every game you play, it is. Look, I don't think the Phillies are going to go out in their mind saying, you know what, we're just a third-place team, and as long as we make... Well, you keep bringing up about you're okay with being
not going for it is... No, I'm saying that to Jamie.
Yeah.
Because Jamie's saying, if as all as I get in the playoffs, I'm fine. I still have 70 games to go. I still have dreams. I think they can
I think they do, too.
But, like, if
the Phillies may. I'm talking about here.
Yeah, if you're on home or road, if you're on the road, your first two starters are Aaron Nola and Zach Wheeler.
I'd rather have it at home.
Yeah, but the Braves and Mets or whoever you're facing still aren't going to like it, whether it's home or road. Okay. Like, you still have a strong...
No, they're not going to like it.
Opening hand in a playoff series.
I got something for you here that what happens whenever the South gets snow or ice?
It shuts down.
It shuts down.
Yeah.
And it gets mocked on Saturday Night Live. It gets mocked on...
Yeah.
People up here are like, look at they can't even handle it. Dear Philly local news, could you chill out on Heat Wave 2022? Now, it was not as obvious to me, except now that I have a wife and daughter who've never lived in Philly, who now live here. And they were watching the local news yesterday going, are they really talking about the big story on Action News and everything and the other channel? Heat Wave 2022. And talking about the fact that we're going to have 6 days, 7 days of 90-degree plus weather. As pointed out, there are parts of this country where that is 90 degrees plus. That was 27 days out of my life every year.
But honest question, because I don't know.
Every
did
month.
You guys have the humidity that we have?
Much worse. Atlanta's worse.
Really? Okay.
Oh, Atlanta's terrible. But it's hellion to live there in the summertime. It's hell. It's all Houston, Texas, St. Louis, Missouri.
Yeah, I have a cousin
Hot.
in Houston.
Oh, my God. I think Houston's the worst place I've ever been. in the heat.
No, D.C. is terrible.
Well, the D.C. has that
swamp.
And D.C. also has that, whatever it is, the concrete in D.C.
Is it
Just it's either reflective because of the way that it has that heat radiating. We were in D.C.
Gross.
touring around, doing all the tourist sites and everything a few years ago, and it was like 95 degrees, 94 degrees, and it felt like hell. But the news coverage of this, honestly, if you're talking about 90-plus temperatures, I would go months at a time where 90 degrees is it's just the norm.
Well, people here didn't live in Atlanta.
I understand, but they don't.
We're getting 13 straight days of 90. That's newsworthy.
But what do? We mock when every other part of the country has anything where they can't, or they're affected by the weather. We mock it here.
Well, in this town, if we're getting the first snowfall is going to be a half an inch, it leads the news. It's a break-in story on your show.
Breaking news.
Do we overdo the weather here? Absolutely, no question about it.
It's shocking to me, though, the 90 degrees being a story is a shocker to me.
Well, it's all anybody I talked to yesterday was talking about.
How hot it was?
Yeah.
I mean, I got good friends that work outside all day. It sucks.
Oh, it's nasty.
It sucks.
It's nasty.
You know,
It was disgusting, soupy weather yesterday.
Oh, it was terrible.
Ugh.
It felt that wet.
And my
that
wife
wet
decided
feeling.
it was a good day to go grab some lots of bags of pebbles and topsoil for the garden. So I was hauling a bunch of stuff in the backyard and sweating buckets.
Now, were you wearing your hoodie?
No, but I saw a guy at the car wash wearing a hoodie.
He's wearing a hoodie.
And I think he had sweatpants on, too.
And by the way, why are you wearing the yesterday?
Trying to make weight for the wrestling team.
I saw two guys
He's a
yesterday
grown man.
wearing the ski cap.
Oh, it's my worst nightmare.
I'm like, it's like 95 degrees yesterday, and I saw two young guys wearing ski caps.
Oof.
Are you cold inside, Pat? You always wear your hat. You like your hats, even though you cover up that great head of lettuce.
Well,
You've got spectacular.
If I wake up early enough, I'll do my hair, and if not, then you get a
You'll
hat.
do your hair? What do you? And I'm not being a wise ass here. What do you mean? Do you blow dry it and stuff?
Oh, like I'll put product in it.
I'll put a little product in it.
Yeah.
Wow, that's cool.
Bob,
You've seen me with product
I've
before.
never done that.
Pat's hair
Yeah,
is
you don't have hair, dude.
Well, I used to have hair, Pat.
Yeah,
Dude.
I've never done that.
I haven't ever put anything in my hair.
I don't need anything in my hair.
I didn't say that,
all
Pat.
need
I
is a
just said I never
basketball
did
and some
that.
beef jerky.
Beef jerky.
beef jerky coming
I
in
like beef jerky.
conversation.
Absolutely, you do.
No
Because you're
problem.
a man.
Here you go.
Well, he dries the beef himself, Pat.
He dries it out. He kills the animal.
Field
hangs
dresses
the
it.
beef in his backyard.
Well, you
with-
have to cure it, yes. It's
Now-
on the fence.
I celebrate curing my meat with a nice cold beer from my kegerator.
There are Do you know that there are roughly 75,000 moose living in Maine?
Bob does, because that's where he goes.
Bob gets his moose, kills it, and brings it home.
Those Maine moose have the best beef jerky.
Chances are you're going to see it at least one time when you're up in Maine. Go to Maine.com. This message is sponsored by the Maine Office of Tourism.
I have two buddies in Maine currently.
It's not like 90 degrees there, is it?
No, it doesn't look like it. It looks great.
People love being out in the water in Maine.
Yeah.
The pictures are just beautiful. All right, I have my pre-training camp storyline for me. And I do Devon Allen. And I'm going to go Devon Allen like our own Devon Givens. The sprinter from Oregon, who played football, by the way. Now a Philadelphia Eagle invitee. He'll be there at training camp. He'll be there positioning for themselves for a job. But Allen has all the traits of the training camp breakout star that all the beat writers will be tweeting about. You're going to see a column or two written about him. He has already said himself he wants to get to Philadelphia to help the Eagles win a Super Bowl. And by the way, this team does need help in the return game because I cannot deal with another year of Jalen Reagor being there doing a Three Stooges routine out there on the field. But he has the earmarks. And Bob, you being the journalist among this show, every year I guarantee you some assignment desk editor or whatever says, all right, we need the story on the hot young prospect that's going to crash on. And then that story usually ends up crashing and burning by the end. But for like a week or two, we talk about it. This guy has all the earmarks of being that guy.
Look, it's an interesting story. Right? I mean, we just know the surface of it. World-class hurdler and all that, and just missed winning a championship after being disqualified, all that. But there's going to be more to the story. So, yeah, do you want to know something about him? Sure, somebody's going to write all about him.
He's going to be the guy, though, right? I mean, I don't see anybody else. I'm looking at the people coming to training camp. I don't even. And as far as positions available on the roster, Jamie, this is somewhere where he could actually help.
Yeah, I do not care to see Jalen Reagor returning any form of kicks at all this year. Other than that, I think they tried out Gainwell a little bit last year. Kick returning's all been eliminated from the game more
Pretty
or less.
much, yeah.
You're pretty much talking about punt returning. That's
what I need him for.
Yeah, that's where he's got a shot to make this team. If he can't win that job, he's probably not going to make it. Yeah, I'd like to see him. I'm excited. I'm going to pay attention to him in camp.
Now I got
he's fast as hell.
The bigger scouting report that I got, Pat, that really adds to this story is Olivia. He's super cute.
Well, yeah, I don't really care about that.
That plays, yeah, but that's going to play into the popularity.
No, I don't really care about that.
Well,
Wait, on what popularity it's going to play in?
Remember the skier? Who was the skier?
Jeremy Bloom.
Jeremy Bloom. Who was also the skier, the male model that all the fan base was getting excited about. And the female fan base was saying, this guy's going to be. That
His
was a
sister
popular
was Jessica
thing.
Chastain.
Jessica Chastain, right?
She's quite attractive.
I mean, there is a there.
I don't see the correlation.
No, but I think it plays into fan
Jason
buzz.
Kelsey's one of the most popular Eagles of all time, and I wouldn't call him amazing looking.
You wouldn't?
No. See, it's weird.
See, he's got that lumberjack vibe going.
In this city, it's really we have this weird thing where we don't really care what you look like as long as you're talented. For the most part.
Have you found that in your career?
Yeah. Yeah.
You found that, Coach? You agree with Pat's analysis there?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Pat
embodies that.
Yeah, Pat belongs behind the mic.
Absolutely. Face for radio.
No. The lettuce you got on your head? I'm waiting to see what the next storyline will be, though. But I guarantee you in training camp, he will be one of the tweeted about stories. He's fast as lightning.
Well, I mean, you go into it, and look, he's a world-class fast guy.
Got hosed the other night, too.
And he did get hosed.
So people are going to, look, we're talking about him now. People are going to be curious. Oh, can he play football, too? So
And he did play football, by the way.
Yeah, there's a curiosity there. So, sure, it's going to be a story early on. It could be the story, could be right away. No.
Nah.
He's not a football player.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to make the team as a wide receiver.
No, but what would you use a roster spot on a special teams guy as a kick returner? You're talking about a punt returner specialist. Because kick returns, what now, like 20% of the time?
Yeah,
25
probably,
maybe?
at most.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, though. He at least, has played football.
He has.
You know, and he actually produced at Oregon. Now, to that extent, Jeremy Bloom was a really good wide receiver at Colorado, people forget. And then he took 2 years off, and he locked his ankles in skis, and it just ruined his career. But this is a little bit of a different situation because he's not as scary as a runner, but I think he's got, an outside chance. He'll absolutely be one to watch. It's nothing to sneeze at.
Yeah,
Oh, no,
it's the typical training camp story of, okay, this is meaty for you talk about the beat writers and stuff, John. Look, right there you have a story to write. Boom, there's one that you can knock out because people are more interested in this guy because they know his name a little bit.
If Hard Knocks was here, he'd be one of the main storylines.
He'd be one of the main storylines.
They'd follow him to Franklin Field and the championship this past weekend.
I'd love to see.
That'd be cool.
I would love to see them on Hard Knocks one of these years soon.
I would,
Eagles
too.
training camp a week away, by the way. A week away. I would love that.
I would, too. I don't think the players and coaches want it.
No.
But I do.
I mean, after 6 years of not playing football, I think, is it 5 or 6 years
He played
of not
under
playing
Mariota,
football?
right?
Yeah. Imagine standing back and catching an NFL punt.
That's, yeah.
Well, I don't care how fast you are, that's got to be frightening as hell.
Well, the fact that you played big-time college football, which he did, makes it a little less scary, but the 6 years to me would be the reaction. But he's got great reaction time, obviously. He's got those Spider-Man skills.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
If he's not lighting up punt returns, I don't think he's going to make it.
All right, in the linchpin, Jamie wants to talk about meshing.
This is the linchpin.
All right, you can call me a fanboy if you'd like, but
I will.
This is now 2 times our 2 stars in Joel Embiid and James Harden have been seen together this offseason. The first was at the 4th of July Michael Rubin party up in the Hamptons, and now James Harden has a wine release party for his new wine brand label, whatever you want to call it. And Joel Embiid was there at the release party supporting his guy. Reading the article that came out Friday night on Harden, he said, yeah, Joel and I are in constant contact. We talk every day about our goals, about winning a championship, about the offseason, about this and that. Now, I'm only bringing up his name because he was the other star that this was supposed to be happening with. Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons never meshed. They don't have to be best friends. But it never seemed like there was outward support from one or the other to the other person. It always seemed like they were oil and water, just not jiving.
Okay.
I love that only after 30 games, these guys know if they're going to win, they got to be on the same page. And it's probably part Joel maturing in his process in the league and James Harden probably being on his last chance. That's combining for that effort. But the fact that I've seen Embiid now twice with Harden, the 4th of July one, you can kind of brush aside as, that's one of the former owners' parties, whatever. Him going to the wine release party tells me that they're in this together, and I love to see it. I'm not going to lie.
Here's a bigger story. Embiid doesn't drink.
No, he does not.
So it's not like he's going there to try out a wine or something like that. He's going there just in total support.
I love that he's supporting Harden.
Yeah.
I love that they're talking every day because we never got that for 5 years.
Yeah.
We didn't.
I brought up the subject of alcohol to Embiid one time, and he said, "Oh,
It's
that's
disgusting.
nasty.
Yeah, nasty.
Alcohol is nasty," is what he said.
You invited him to beers with Bob, and he treats you like that?
Yeah. I don't know what I think we were out the night before, a bunch of us from the team and stuff, and I brought it up to him.
I
said,
agree with
alcohol
him.
is nasty.
I agree
Pat
with that.
agrees.
Yes, that's right.
Now,
It's not for everybody.
Now, what if you
Pat.
brought up ice cream to Joel Embiid, Pat?
Well, what annoyed me was I was drinking Shirley Temples long before Joel Embiid, and then all of a sudden Joel Embiid came around.
It's his brand
and it's
now.
stolen. It's stolen Shirley Temple valor. I didn't really appreciate it at all.
Is there valor in Shirley
No, there's
Temples?
absolutely valor.
I think there is.
I've bought
Grown
many a
men-
woman Shirley Temples in the past. Yeah, I've
Pat
introduced it.
How has
convinced
it
me.
ended for you?
Pat convinced me that
Hold on.
Shirley Temples are made for men.
They are.
No, they're Roy
Yeah.
Rogers.
They are.
No, they're Roy
Well,
Rogers.
That's what I was told as a kid.
No,
No,
you're
Pat.
totally wrong.
That's why Pat convinced me that Shirley Temples are
Okay.
made for
I don't
men.
really care. They're delicious.
Yeah, they're
No.
absolutely incredible.
But did anybody else see this kind of
No.
effort on both of their parts to make this work as an extreme positive for the Sixers? Because I do. And you can tell me I'm looking too much into it, but I never saw it from Ben and Joel. And now I see Joel supporting his guy, his point guard, and I love it.
I'll tell you, having been there firsthand with Joel and Ben Simmons a lot, a couple of years, I never felt it.
No!
I never felt that
they talked every
forced
day?
friendship that everybody, the two leaders of the team, and look, this was just me looking in and all that. I never felt there was a closeness there, both on and off the court. I just didn't, and I'm not saying it now because Simmons is gone or whatever. I just
because it wasn't there.
They're two unique individuals, and they certainly use the word mesh. I never thought that word with the two of them.
I don't know. The problem I've got with it is, and it's my black and white mind, I don't see where it's tangible. Like, I can see where it wouldn't be a detriment. It's good that people get along.
Talking and visualizing
That work
goals
together.
is a good thing.
But if you told me that they were, hanging out in the gym every day together, it would mean more to me than hanging out at wine parties for photo ops.
But it wasn't really a photo op. Joel was caught in the background. Like it, it wasn't like at least to my knowledge, he wasn't doing like, hey, look at me and James, we're out on the red carpet together.
No. I'm not saying that it was.
Yeah,
but they always
but
have.
the fact he's even there, he made the trip. That's not something he would have ever done for Ben Simmons.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying it's the only thing that matters, but
I get you.
Seeing the two stars in cohesion and talking daily,
certainly better
visualizing their goals, working at it together. That's an extreme positive to me.
And I love it because I don't want them together. I really don't. I don't want, when basketball players aren't supposed to be somewhere together, NBA players, I don't want them together. I've been on that grind of a whole season together, let alone preseason workouts, let alone, workouts in the summertime where you all decide to get together for a week or two at the training camp facility. When you're not together, get away from each other. If they want to communicate this way, this is why I agree with Jamie. Communicating this way, that's great. Phenomenal.
Yeah.
Talk about your goals. I don't need these guys getting sick of each other and being around each other 24/7, 365. When you're apart, stay apart. I need the freshness of being together on a basketball court to still be there throughout a season.
I think the freshness helps. Like just the time. I think it's a help.
Yeah, and I can't wait to drink the Harden wine in the club level next year. It's gonna be great.
Yeah.
Is it going to be available in stores? Do you know? Or is
I don't know, but I wouldn't be surprised if you find it in the Wells Fargo Center.
We'll have to compare it to Dick Vermeil's wine.
Those damn meat pies.
I
still
passed
have the
Dick
wine.
Vermeil's vineyard
I had
in
a bunch
Calistoga.
I had a bunch of people yesterday offering their own little lines on it. Yeah, wine might make you fat. Might make you.
James is going to surprise people this
Okay.
year.
Okay.
Get ready.
Okay.
He's doing everything right.
He's saying everything right.
Well, no, he's doing it right if he's taking less money.
He's not going to take less money. He's going to get it next year.
What
Not
can he do
necessarily.
to win you over at this point in the offseason?
You know what I got to say? I got to see a hell of a lot better when the games are on the line.
No.
Pat.
In
No,
the
that's what I mean. No, the offseason not winning me over. Offseason's not winning me over anything.
So there's nothing he can do to win you over in the offseason?
In the offseason,
where
no.
you go, oh, okay.
No, because offseason's all optics. It's all nebulous. I want to see it in the regular season. I want to see it. And by the way, I thought he was a
a good player in the regular season. In fact, very good at times, especially when he arrived. He stormed onto the scene. What I saw in games 5 and 6 to me was completely unacceptable.
Okay. Can a guy lose you in the offseason?
No. Well,
So a
no,
guy
he
can't
could.
lose you, but
He could if he. What is? Oh God, what was I just talking about? Who put on all the weight? NBA basketball player they're talking about yesterday put on NFL
Leonard
player.
Fournette.
Leonard Fournette put on a ton of weight.
280 or something.
Pat, a player could lose me in the offseason if they did something like that.
Because I guess my point is, they can lose you in an offseason, and I think that any player can lose any fan. I'm not just saying this about you. A guy comes out of shape, and it's like,
that's different, right?
But
he can't win me over.
Things like winning me over. Okay, maybe not to the extent of like I'm going in and I'm buying stock in James Harden, but there are things he's doing that lead you to believe that it's trending in the right direction.
Okay, there's nothing in the offseason for me. To me, Pat,
so it's a no-win situation.
No, it's not a no-win.
But
because he can't. The only way he can lose is if he became totally unprofessional.
But still, he can lose you in the offseason. There's nothing he can do to win you over. So that's a no-win situation.
No, it's not, because of the fact is he can just go about his business and show up and be a professional, and that absolutely gives thumbs up to me. When I saw him working with Sam Cassell and Sam. That's absolutely a positive. Right. That's a positive, and I applauded him for it.
But Jalen Hurts swayed you when he went with Tom House.
I think it's great because he admitted that was a level of he's working on his game.
Well, James Harden admitted his body hasn't been right, and he's trying to get it right, and he's changing his diet and working at it.
And that helps. That definitely helps.
Well, if it sways you with Hurts, then it should sway you with Harden.
But I'm not seeing him work at it. I don't see that.
Who?
I'm not seeing him. James is working at it.
He is.
We'll find out. We'll find out in the thing. I'm not seeing that.
Well, I didn't see Jalen Hurts working with Tom House.
Wait, Jalen Hurts is working with Tom House.
James Harden's working with Sam Cassell.
Yeah, but it doesn't. We saw the video of it, but I'm not seeing a guy. Is he going to be in better shape next year?
That's his goal. He's talking about it. He's talking the talk, and he's walking the walk with his contract.
I'll see it when I see it. I haven't seen it in 3 years. I haven't seen it in 3 years from him.
Okay.
When I see it,
Can't
I'll
give
believe
Hurts
it.
love then if you're not going to give Harden
because
love.
I haven't seen Jalen Hurts be out of shape. Jalen Hurts is in shape.
I saw James Harden with a bad hamstring. I didn't see him out of shape.
You know what I haven't seen?
38 minutes a game. I don't know how good a shape you have to be.
I haven't seen either of you two gentlemen thank each other for listening.
Oh,
That's
no. There's no disagreement.
You started.
Oh, no.
You started this little bomb.
Yeah, you threw a grenade in the room and walked out.
That's a really good point. Thank you both for listening.
You're Jerry Seinfeld. Hey, coming up, Bob's got something on Jonathan Gannon. Plus, the focus needs to turn on these teams. All coming up in the second half of the John Kincade Show here on 97.5 The Fanatic. I'd get myself the BetParks app today if I didn't have it. BetParks.com. Download the app in Pennsylvania or New Jersey and take advantage of a risk-free bet up to $750. You can bet baseball in the second half of the season. You can bet on individual player performances. You want to talk about hits, home runs, strikeouts. The BetParks app is the only sportsbook and casino app that I'm recommending to you. All the games, all the opportunities in one amazing app. And I love the live in-game wagering. So if you feel that a game is about to change, your team's trailing, and you think they're going to make the big comeback, you can bet it. Get better odds, and it'll help you out. That $750 risk-free bet's pretty good when you use my promo code Kincade, if I say so myself. You got to be 21 in Pennsylvania or New Jersey. Should you have a gambling problem, I implore you to please call 1-800-GAMBLER.
The John Kincade Show.
Oh, geez, look at the butt on that. Yeah, he must work out.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Hey guys, it's Andrew. Listen, it's a big deal to replace your roof. Trust me, I get it. You just don't want any company. You want roofing experts. So call New Look Home Design. They've installed over 40,000 roofs all over the country. On average, they install one roof every hour. So you know that they have the experience and professionalism that you're looking for. New Look offers same-day on-site or virtual estimates, whatever's best for you. They provide a 3D rendering of your home, showing you exactly what your new roof will look like, and every estimate includes line-by-line pricing, so you know exactly what you're paying for to the very last shingle. And in my opinion, best of all, they offer a lifetime warranty, so you know exactly that they stand behind their work. Through July 31st, get 50% off all roofing materials, plus no payments, no interest financing for 12 months. That's right. Get your new roof now and make no payments for a full year. If you need a new roof or are just exploring your options, take my advice and call New Look Home Design, the roofing experts. Call 800-279-5300 or visit them online, newlookhomedesign.com. That's nulookhomdesign.com, and tell them Andrew sent you.
kids. 1-877-CARDS for kids. Donate your card today.
1-877-CARS for kids. KARS Cars for kids. 1-877-CARS for kids. Donate your car today.
Donate your car today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car, running or not, can be picked up as soon as the next day. No title? No problem. With gas prices at all-time highs, now's the time to donate.
1-877-CARS for kids. KARS Cars for kids. 1-877-CARS for kids. Donate your car today.
With your donation, you'll receive a tax deduction and vacation voucher, so donate today.
Hey, I got a question for you. You hate bending over to put on your shoes? Wish you should just put them on standing or sitting without ever having to touch them? If so, then I have the shoe for you. Introducing new hands-free Skechers Slip-ins. With new Skechers Slip-ins, you just step in and off you go. You don't even need to lace up. So how does Skechers Slip-ins work? Well, there's a special smooth comfort pillow in the heel that helps your foot slide right into place. So just step in them and go. Find new hands-free Skechers Slip-ins for the whole family at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
Staples has everything for school at great prices. So this year you won't go back to school. You'll be ready to move forward and master 5th grade math.
I can't do this. It's impossible.
Not you, Dad, your daughter. Staples will help her move forward.
Right.
Right now, Staples comp books and number 2 pencils are just 50 cents each. Plus, 2 pocket paper folders are only 25 cents each. Everything on your list at amazing prices. Staples, we're not going back. We're going forward to school. Ends 8/27 in store only, limit 30.
Welcome to Lowe's Summer Savings. Find great deals across the entire store and check out the back aisle for savings you can't pass up. Get up to an additional $500 off now on select major appliances. Or snag our Allen & Roth Harlow Brush Nickel Widespread Faucet. Was $99, now $79. Enjoy great savings all summer long at Lowe's. Home to any budget, home to any possibility. Appliances in-store must ask cashier to apply discount at time of purchase. Online must enter applicable promo code at checkout. Savings vary based on purchase amount. While supplies last, about 7/14 through 7/20.
My friend and I are taking a trip to Mexico this year, but neither of us speak Spanish. So we downloaded Babbel and started learning Spanish fast.
Want to get conversational in another language in as little as 3 weeks? Babbel's quick 10-minute lessons were designed by language experts to be the most efficient and effective way to learn a new language.
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿Cómo te llamas?
Babbel, language for life, celebrating 10 million subscriptions sold. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com.
20,000 bonus points, 18.99% variable APR, and a $32 statement credit when you spend $200 before your dog's 8th birthday.
Credit card ads have all sorts of numbers, but they mean nothing to you if you don't get approved. So here's Credit Karma's number, 50. Like members who shop on Credit Karma get approved over 50% more often than the national average. Now that's a number you can rely on. Credit Karma. Apply with more confidence. Member approval rates in 2021 over 50% higher than 2020 CFPB national average.
Raising your grandchildren or loved ones' children is an honor that allows them to live, grow, and thrive among family. Providing a safe, loving home is rewarding and challenging, but you're not alone. Pennsylvania Ken Connector is here to help kinship families. Ken Connector is a free resource of skilled, compassionate professionals who will connect you to services, training, and support groups. Call 1-866-546-2111 or visit kenconnector.org today.
Paid for with Pennsylvania taxpayer dollars.
Hey, it's Ricky Bo. If you're looking for a new car this summer, visit the team at Barlow Buick GMC in Woodbury, New Jersey. They have huge savings on all vehicles in stock, including the new GMC Sierra. Barlow is family-owned and operated since 1971. That's over 50 years of honest pricing and dedicated service, so you know you're in the right hands. When you shop at Barlow, there are no dealer fees or markups. Order your next vehicle from Barlow. Visit Barlow Buick GMC in Woodbury or at barlowautogroup.com.
Hey, guys, did you know sleep apnea occurs in about 25% of men compared to only 10% of women? For every hour of quality sleep that a man loses, testosterone levels decrease by a significant amount. If you wake up in the morning feeling unrefreshed, fatigued, or tired, sleep apnea could be causing your testosterone levels to be low. So go get checked. Call Dr. Avidan Appel at Iron Mountain Men's Health. He and his team provide men of every age with tailored programs to treat low testosterone and ED. At Iron Mountain Men's Health, you meet with a physician who will make sure you receive customized treatment for your personal chemistry. Some Some patients even experience results after just their first visit. So call Iron Mountain Men's Health for a free consultation today. They offer financing for qualified patients and telehealth appointments for your convenience. Call 215-659-3770. That's 215-659-3770. Or make your appointment online at ironmountainmenshealth.com and tell them I sent you.
WPEN Burlington, Philadelphia, a Beasley Media Group station, home of the most entertaining sports talk in Philadelphia. 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia. Now, back to the John Kincade Show.
Whether you were a day one listener or have just joined the party, we're glad to have you here. It's the John Kincade Show. It's continuing now
on 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Our 8 a.m. sponsor in the John Kincade Show is Martin Law, which is the law firm for injured workers. Visit paworkinjury.com and take care of that issue should you have it out there. A beautiful Tuesday morning here. Now, Bob, you're in the hoodie today.
Yeah.
Great hoodie, by the way. I think that is a great item. How come I can't find, even at my local rally house, how come I cannot find that hoodie? I cannot find Ricky Bitalico's hoodie that I want to grab.
His he said he got from fantasy camp.
He got it at fantasy camp. Right.
So that's why you couldn't get that one.
Bob's is probably a couple years old at this point.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, is do you ever look at the gear, you see people in gear, and you're like, man, I love that one. And then you go to a store looking for it, you try to go, and you can't find it. And I go online, I can't find it. Like, I don't like some of the gear that I look at. Even when I'm at the stadiums, I'll look and I'll say, nah, that's not the one I want. It's not.
I'm picky.
And then I'll see people walking around. I'm like, that's great. But you don't want to walk up to somebody and go, where'd you buy that?
Oh, I've done that.
You have?
Yeah. I have no shame in that.
Where did you buy your olive green hoodie?
Yeah.
You'll say to the guy in the
I'll be like, oh, man, I
Lululemon.
like that. Where'd you get that?
We found out.
Where'd you get that shirt?
Where'd you get that? Yeah, I have no problem doing that.
Pat, we found out something, and Coach was a witness to it.
Go ahead.
Found out a little information during the break.
I missed this.
Bob goes both ways.
Oh, Bobby, congrats, man.
He told us he goes both ways.
That's
I'm not
cool.
misquoting you, right? I mean,
Yeah,
cool.
you are.
How
You
am
were
I
talking
misquoting?
about Home Depot and Lowe's. And you say
okay.
you prefer Home Depot or Lowe's.
No,
you prefer. And I said I go to both
John,
ways.
he's been
I like
hitting-
Home Depot and I like
Bob,
Lowe's.
please, you've been hinting at this for a while.
That's what I like to do. I like to hook up with guys.
And then there was this one.
And he keeps beating these other guys off. I'll take balls out of Jamie's mouth.
Like,
Well,
I mean, when
so
I...
the clues were there, you're telling me.
I guess my point is when I hear you say that Bob goes both ways, my reaction is,
oh, hum.
Have you been listening to the show all this year and a half?
Yeah, I'm an Ace True Value, man.
You are.
I love Ace True Value also.
Yeah.
Now, you guys were talking about the best part of it. I have to bring this
Your
up on the
friendly
air
neighborhood
because
helper.
you were talking about the fact that the Ace True Value, the first thing out of Bob's mouth was...
And Jamie agreed.
The smell of the
It's a
place.
good smell.
Oh, man, it's
Yeah.
great.
It's like
You could-
sawdust
what
and wood.
smell
You could
is it?
it's a hardware store
Yeah,
smell.
it
You
smells
could
like a hardware store.
blindfold me and walk me into an Ace Hardware, and I'd be like, "Boom, Ace
It
Hardware."
does
I
have
know
a
exactly where I
stink
am.
to it. A good stink.
Oh, great stink.
So there'd be like a candle. If they sold the candle, Ace Hardware store smell,
I would buy it.
you'd buy it.
I'd keep it in my garage though.
Yeah,
it's not
garage
something,
or
yeah.
basement.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what? Speaking of garages and smells, how different my life is now. I go into the garage like a week or so ago. I go, boy, it smells great in here, and I can't figure it out. Christina puts a plug in the outlet in the garage near where the trash can and the recycle bin are. So every
Smart.
time I walk over to there to get something for Nikki, like or her leash or whatever, I'm smelling something.
But sometimes I don't like that because then when you open the can, the bad smell gets out.
No,
and it mixes
it's
with the
plugged
good.
in.
I know, but it'll mix with the good smell,
Well, it can.
and then you get confusing nasal messages.
Bob, how's your nasal going? You're breathing better. You said.
Yeah.
Or is it coming back? The old.
No, I still am clear in my nostril
job. That's
area.
good.
Yeah, it's a pretty neat feeling to be able to breathe out of both sides of your nose.
Hey, Bob Cooney would love you to know that you need to boost your mood in New Jersey. savor sea breezes, the call of adventure, or just drift into the blue, find it all at visitnj.org. There's a big picture of Bob Cooney running that website, I think, too, welcoming you in. Hey, let's focus on the 4 legitimate targets that the Phillies have to concern themselves with now that I guess everybody that I work with has already conceded that, don't worry about the Mets and the Braves. The Cardinals, the Padres, the Brewers, and the Giants. The Phillies obviously still believe probably that they could catch the Mets or the Braves. But the Phillies already hold the season series tiebreaker versus the Padres and the Cardinals and the Brewers. The Cardinals and the Brewers, in fact, the Phillies have caught up to the Cardinals and the Brewers, which I consider to be an amazing thing with 70 games to go. Cardinals have the easiest schedule left. So they are the team with the easiest run left. But right now, the Milwaukee Brewers have a 50-43 record at the break. The Phillies are a half game behind the division-leading Milwaukee Brewers and tied with the Cardinals. So it is very, very clear that in the second half of the year, either Milwaukee or the Cardinals has to fall off. One of those teams has to fall out of this and make this a little bit easier because San Francisco's looming. Right now, the Phillies are down to watching if Milwaukee or the Cardinals drop out. One of those teams need to fall off the pace. If that happens, that opens the door. And then all you need to do is beat out Gabe Kapler. But right now, the Phillies are just 2 games behind the San Diego Padres at the All-Star break. 2 games behind them for that 5 seed.
I hear you. I understand what you're saying. Makes sense.
But the 5 seed would mean you would play a series right now against the world champion Braves in their ballpark in the postseason. So the question would be, we're going to start to talk about these things as they become, well, let's just say more logical down the stretch. But right now we have 4 teams to watch in the second half of the year. Cardinals, Brewers, we need one of them to fall off the pace, which would really open the door. And then you just have to beat out Gabe Kapler. But that's going to be an interesting story to watch because Gabe Kapler could end up being the boogeyman to Jamie getting his drop of water in the middle of the desert.
We love it. We love it. I think it's incredible.
We wouldn't love it. No, Gabe, we would not love that.
Yeah. I'm taking names.
And when you have a team that won, what'd they win, 106, 107 last year?
107.
107.
Yeah, crazy.
You have a lot to fall back on. I mean, there's winning mentality there when you did that just a year ago, so you have to be aware of them. But the most important thing to me, if I'm Rob Thompson, if I'm anybody on that Phillies team, is 41-29. I can't control
90 wins.
Can't control what the Cardinals, Padres, Brewers, all those teams. And look, I go on this mantra all the time, but I really do firmly believe it. Forget about if we get 5th place, then you're going to have to go and play the Braves and all. Just win your games. Win your games. Become that winning team. Learn how to win in every situation. Learn how to win when maybe a Gibson is going, when you'd rather have a Wheeler pitching. You just have to learn to win games. You have to be Nick Castellanos and carry the little bit of hitting that you had before the All-Star break through the rest of the season. JT Realmuto, you have to carry this through the rest of the season. All of these good things, it has to come back to you before you start outsourcing your thinking of other teams. It's got to come back to you and only you.
Mantra or mantra?
Mantra.
I don't know. Just let it go. I was on a roll.
Okay, how about this one for you? Do you worry about let's say the Phillies climb up and get into the 5 seed and catch the Padres. They're 2 games behind them, and remember, all you have to do is just tie them because you would have the tiebreaker for the series. When you get to the 5 seed in the wild card, then what do you do? Are you just worried about who's behind you, or do you start to dream more about looking ahead? I'm surprised, by the way, completely dominate on this. Most people share your opinion on this, that they just want in. They're not worried about catching the Braves or the Mets, and I'm shocked by
long years.
Yeah, but I've spent the same 11 years you have.
Yeah,
it's the same 11 years.
You're not desperate?
I'm
desperate.
I
just need to be in the dance.
But I would believe.
I don't care about the prom queen right now. Just get me a ticket to the dance, John.
At the end of the year, I'll share your feeling if they make it. I'll be thrilled that they made it. But right now, I still want to dream big.
I just don't think you're 8.5 out of the Mets. I think the division's over. So then are you playing for second place? And then you're just talking about, a home field advantage in the first round.
I'm dreaming about catching the Padres right now.
That would be ideal.
And you're 2 games
Fifth
behind
place
them.
is the most likely scenario that they can do right now.
Well, you mean that's the one that you believe logically they get accomplished?
Yeah.
Pat, again, I overthink things. You tell me that all the time. Am I overthinking this?
A little bit. I mean,
I still have dreams of.
Yeah, I see both sides of it. I kind of have conceded that it's going to be a wild card for them just because the Mets are a juggernaut right now. As much as that pains me to say, I don't think they're going to win the World Series by any means because they'll get in their own way. But I think they're going to run away with the division. And the Braves are a really well-built, well-coached team, and they're almost as hot as the Mets. It's like neither team is really, stumbling out of the block. So the fact that the Phillies started off the way they did, it's going to be really hard for them to catch up. But with that said, to your point, I mean, like they're going to make deadline moves and hopefully improve the roster. So
and Harper and Segura are coming back.
Yeah, so it's not out of the realm of possibility that they could make a run. I don't think in that locker room they're thinking wild card. I think that they're thinking the way that John's thinking, which is what I want them to be thinking.
You're 6 games, like right now, you're 6 games behind the Braves in the division, which right now would be the top wild card spot. You have 12 games with the Braves. 7 of them will be played here in Philadelphia. Is it crazy to say, okay, they could go 8-4 and pick up 4 of those games? It just seems like everyone's like conceding.
Is it crazy? Kinda.
That they could go 8-4 against the Braves? I don't think that's outlandish.
I'd be shocked.
Well, could it happen? Absolutely.
Yeah,
Do the Phillies expect it to happen? Absolutely. They probably expect to win all 12. I mean, you don't. I don't think as a player, as a coach, and fans shouldn't either, you don't go in conceding anything. You go to win every game. Can you make up 6 games, 8 games, whatever it is?
Look, when you've got 12, I think you can. It's logical that you could say you could make up 4.
Sure.
It's logical. You may not be able to say you can make up more than that, but 4 games to make up 4 would be a huge thing. You got 12. You're down by 6 right now. You're not down by 20. You're not down by 10. I think that it's logical to say, hey, wait a minute here. This could still happen. And in the next 2 weeks, we may go, wow, they won 4 out of 5 from the Braves. They just picked up a bunch of games on them. This could be logical.
Sure. And I bet you the Phillies believe that also. You know, in my ideal world, you just go out and play and you win games and say you win 8 out of 10, and then you look up at the standing and say, oh, look at that. We picked up 3 games on the Braves. And then you play another slew of 10 games, and you may go 7-3, and you say,
wow, yeah.
oh, geez, we picked up another one. But it doesn't rule my day every day to say, okay, they won, we lost, they're here, we're there. No, you just go out to win every game you can.
You want to share a thought on that, you can at 610-632-0975. Bob, you had something to ask earlier on the show we didn't get to about Jonathan Gannon. And Jonathan Gannon is going to be one of the more interesting storylines, I think, of this year. Jamie's pointed out one that's going to be overriding. This is a guy who had people interested in him in the NFL for head coaching jobs. And if he ends up having a great year, he's probably gone. But there are other things that you were looking at.
Yeah, it's just funny because when we describe Jonathan Gannon from last year, the word that comes up an awful lot when you're talking to people is vanilla. Just vanilla. It was a vanilla defense, not a lot of craziness. And look, a lot of that may have had to go towards the players that he had at his disposal. Well, now he's got a lot of different players, and now he has some playmakers, and now he has rookies with high expectations, and he's got defensive backs back there that have proven to be some of the better in the league in past years. So if you're Jonathan Gannon, what excites you most? What player excites you most that you say, I can't wait to scheme for him. Oh, I can't wait to allow him to do this. Who is the guy that you – because I have one in my mind.
It better be Reddick, right?
I think it's Hassan Reddick.
I guess we're all on the same page.
But it better be.
Well, I think because you can disguise him the most. I think he's going to have the offense thinking. You can have him line up at linebacker. You can have him line up at DN. You can have him floating around as that jack of all trades guy. You could be in a 3-4. You could be in a 4-3 because of him. I think he's going to give that offense that extra second or two of, okay, he's there now. What base are they in?
You're going to see a lot of centers pointing at him.
Yes. I think he's going to confuse offenses a little bit, and I think he's a toy trinket for Jonathan Gannon to really show what he's got with.
Who's your next one? Because mine was also Hassan Reddick. And probably everybody's out there.
I would say Bradbury, because I want to know, will the real Bradbury step up? Is he the guy that was from the 2020 season or the 2021 season? 2021 season, extremely mediocre, average player. and 2020 looked like a guy busting onto the scene as a real impact. So I'm interested to see what you play. If you have two corners who you know can cover, are you blitzing? Are you able to blitz? Are you able to open up that playbook? Are you able to get creative? And that's what I want to see out of Jonathan Gannon this year, so that vanilla storyline goes out of the picture.
Yeah, I wonder if Avonte Maddox can be more that risk taker now a little bit, if he's got two cornerbacks that can, manage the number one and number two. I wonder if he gets involved in jumping routes a little bit more underneath, taking a couple more chances here and there because he knows he has stability around him. So he might be a guy I look to blitz maybe, or just kind of jump some routes and take some risks.
Here's my other one, and it's probably not going to happen until maybe 5 games into the season, if it happens at all. But I want to see him use Nakobe Dean in a way that makes us all say, oh, put him on the field more. Put him on the field more.
I absolutely want to see that.
It's just that side-to-side speed that he has. Now, will his size be a detriment to him? It could be. Maybe that gets exploited. I don't know. But I would just love to see the playmaker of college Nakobe Dean come out in the professional level. And I think Jonathan Gannon might have a big part in that.
Well, he's going to be the guy. I think Nakobe Dean, too, will determine how much he sees the field by
absolutely
his football IQ. I can tell you Kirby Smart would tell us his football IQ is high. And I am efforting trying to get Kirby Smart to join us to talk about his two dogs that have joined this squad.
Yeah, and the other guy now that we, kind of gloss over, but he has a chance to be, their leading sack guy is Josh Sweat. And with the addition of Bradbury and some lockdown, I do that in quotes, ish players on the outside, I wonder how much more sack opportunities they'll have. Because teams were getting it out quick on them last year. So even if they're holding for another half a second, Brandon Graham's and Josh Sweat's are going to have a chance, theoretically, to increase their sack total. So I wonder if Sweat can take that step to a double-digit sack guy. He'll be an interesting one to me to watch. Because if they're worried about Reddick, maybe, as they say, pin the ears back and go. Maybe Sweat can just do that and play a little more thinking less football.
Thinking less football?
Yeah. And
that was
like
one word. It wasn't 2 words.
Thinking less.
That's your approach to radio.
All right.
Yeah.
I've heard you talk to aspiring broadcasters. Just let it fly.
Go.
Just think that works.
Turn the mic on and go.
I'm telling you. That's how he thinks with digital, too, Pat.
Oh, I'm a content machine on digital.
It rules his day.
It's been impressive the way that he's just taking the bull by the horns.
He is the content. We want you to check out 97.5thefanatic.com.
Yeah, just go there and click around.
And just click around and see Jamie's work.
See all my typos.
Just click and
see
scroll,
Jamie.
folks.
Now, Jamie's, are you giving out a nickel for every typo? I don't want to give out a nickel for a typo.
No, I'll be broke.
Now, Bob, is there we're writing a lot more for the website and putting up more content there and everything like that. An editor is a very valuable role. Has editing gone away as newspapers and stuff like that have gone to blogs and TV stations have gone to blogs? Are blogs not meant to be edited in the industry?
Blogs. Well,
like, how there's bloggers that now write for the newspapers.
I think they're two separate things. When you're blogging, that's your own entity. When you're writing for a newspaper, and I assume television, I can't speak for that, you're heavily edited. Oh, absolutely.
So it's still heavily edited.
Yeah, like I could be a blogger and nobody's looking at my stuff except me before I post it, and so that's a little bit different. When, I was writing for the newspapers, you wrote it, you reread it, an editor looked at it, another editor looked at it, the first editor looked at it before it went to print.
Okay, without the editing process, and I've gotten into arguments with people about this, blogging is not journalism.
No.
If you don't have an editing process, if there's not an editor, I don't believe it's journalism.
No, if I have a thought in my head about a sport and I write it
That's
and it
different.
goes somewhere.
It's entertainment.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's not journalism.
That's not journalism. A blog is not journalism. And I'm not knocking blogging because I think it's fantastic. I check out a lot of blogs, and I really enjoy them, but it's not journalism.
No, there's a difference between Crossing Broad and The Athletic.
There is?
I don't know if people know this, but yes,
Pat,
there is.
Did you know that?
I've heard it before. I find it hard to believe.
That is a scorching hot take.
I know, I'm full of them today.
Yesterday, I put out a tweet, by the way, on a scorching hot take. Gentleman, which I couldn't understand. He said, I put out the thing saying in the Phillies' last 58 games,
34% of their games will be played against the Nationals and the Marlins. And this guy goes, well, why'd you pick 58 games before you tweeted out your hot take? And I said to him, what is the hot take? I gave you a fact. Like what is a hot take? That 34% of the schedule is going to be like that. That was so hot. Mm-hmm. It was a hot take, and then I saw he was just a troll, which there's a lot of that out there in the on the internet verse, which is very interesting. But I thanked him for listening, Pat.
Nah, Twitter sucks.
Thank him for. You were looking like you were ready to be done with it.
I was ready to just delete that hellscape yesterday.
What was the problem?
Sometimes you just want to delete Twitter and just go live in the woods. Like that Dexter lifestyle, it becomes more appealing when you deal with these jackasses who hide behind a keyboard and don't have an avatar and like to throw stones and pop off at the thumbs. Like kick rocks.
I think it's a lovely place.
So you were
right, a harmonious community.
So you were a little bit
just ready to
feisty.
delete it. Yeah.
The Pat though, why I was surprised to see that from you yesterday was because you were a guy, and I take your advice on things, and sometimes you will think that I ignore your advice, but I actually take it into account. I rationalize it, and then I use it. And you had said to me many times before, John, the mute button's your friend.
Well, sometimes you don't know that these people exist until they pop off at the thumbs, and then you see a nasty comment, and then you mute them. But yesterday was one of those days where I'm about to mute like every notification. I've done that before. I've muted everything,
and you just mute it.
And I'm not using it as a back and forth. I'm using it as just a post.
And I hear you though. I hear you though, and that was interesting from you because it said there was a level of frustration yesterday.
Oh my God, yeah. These people are the worst. There's a lot of great people on Twitter. That's the problem. There's just a lot of people that are miserable that like to just...
Yeah, there are.
I mean, they suck.
I had one of my favorite miserable trolls the other day. I saw that they showed up on someone else's feed saying, it takes 2 minutes to be nice. And I'm like going, excuse me? Wait a minute. Let me just check. Is that person? It just takes 2 minutes to be nice on here on social media. I was laughing. I'm like, well, wait a minute.
It is true.
It is. It does take 2 minutes to be nice.
Take 1 minute to be nice.
Or a minute and a half. It could take you 15 seconds to be nice.
Too many people just don't know. You don't have to say anything.
Hey, Bob has his pre-training camp storyline for the Eagles that he wants to talk about with us. And a question that I have about sports unions we'll get to next. And it's not the union, Coach, so don't be duping it up yet. It's the John Kincade Show on 97.5 The Fanatic. I know the BetParx app has absolutely changed my enjoyment level about watching sports because it is absolutely a fantastic spot to hang out and to be able to take advantage of special boosts and wagers that they offer on a daily basis. If you want to bet on golf, you want to bet on baseball or soccer, anything else, you can bet on it on the Parx app. And by the way, your first bet is going to be risk-free up to $750 when you use the promo code Kincade. The casino games, very, very interesting too. At the doctor's office last week, had a little bit of a wait, and 25-cent a hand blackjack is really sort of fun. You want to check out the live in-game wagering too. That allows you to gamble on a game as it's going on. You think you see a trend going in the game? You think a team's going to their bullpen and they're going to get smoked? Bet on it. Put it on the line. Use the promo code Kincade to get that risk-free bet up to $750. You got to be 21 in Pennsylvania or New Jersey. And if you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER.
The John Kincade Show.
They're like the family from hell on acid that's on steroids.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Hi, it's Cuz. Is your summer weight loss plan not working out as well as you hope? Look, hope is not a strategy. This is what you got to do. Contact njdiet.com today. They will contractually guarantee you will lose 20 to 40 plus pounds in only 40 days. Just go to njdiet.com. Their program starts with bioenergetically personalized supplements that are based on your saliva, your hair, and your blood work. And then NJ Diet uses DNA testing to create your ideal diet plan and workout regimen to help you keep the weight off. You're not sure you can do it alone? NJ Diet's with you every step of the way. You're fully monitored by their certified staff to make sure you're burning fat, not just losing water. You'll also get the doctor's personal email and phone number. NJ Diet is committed to you keeping the weight off. It's all natural, no shots, no hormones, no surgery, no prepackaged foods. Locations close by: Newark, Delaware, King of Prussia, Cherry Hill. Worldwide live online video consultations. Call them. 855-5NJ-DIET. Or go to njdiet.com. That's njdiet.com and lose the weight for good.
Hey, kids, I'm going to Wawa. Anybody want anything? It's Hoagie Fest. Hoagie Fest.
So, classic meatball and classic Italian with cherry pepper relish. And a new picture frame.
Wawa Hoagie Fest is back. Whatever your order, summer tastes better when it's full of hoagie love. Get $5 shorties and $6 classic hoagies. Limited time only. See store for exclusions.
There's an epic cookie battle happening right now at Wawa. Will it be Oreo cookies and cream frozen beverages? Or will you choose Chips Ahoy cream smoothies, milkshakes, and more? If you can't choose one, go for both in our limited time ultimate cookie mashup. Made with real pieces of Oreo and Chips Ahoy cookies. 2 legendary cookies, 1 epic frozen treat. Gotta have a Wawa.
Staples has everything for school at great prices. So this year you won't go back to school. You'll be ready to move forward and master 5th grade math.
I can't do this. It's impossible.
Not you, Dad, your daughter. Staples will help her move forward.
Right.
Right now, Staples comp books and number 2 pencils are just 50 cents each. Plus, 2 pocket paper folders are only 25 cents each. Everything on your list at amazing prices. Staples, we're not going back. We're going forward to school. Ends 8/27 in store only, limit 30.
In the wee hours of the night, when everyone else is fast asleep, you're the one on third shift, burning the midnight oil. When a part fails and everything comes to a grinding halt, regardless of what the clock on the wall says, you leap into action. Grainger is with you and all the ones who get it done. With 24/7 customer support by phone or click to chat. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, it's Cuz. Are you getting ready for a home improvement cleanup? The garage, the bathroom, big move? Let me tell you about the perfect solution, the Bagster. The Bagster, by far the most convenient, affordable way to help with your cleanup. The Bagster isn't just a great product. It's a 3 cubic yard dumpster in a bag sold at Home Depot, Lowe's, local home improvement stores everywhere, and for only $29.99. Holds 3,300 pounds of waste. Buy it, fill it, schedule your collection. Poof, it's gone. Clean it up with the Bagster dumpster. In the back.
With Philly Pretzel Factory, there are no wrong choices, but beware. Everyone loves pretzels, so be sure to get enough for the whole gang. No matter how big or small your celebration might be, there's a party tray for you. To find your nearest store, visit PhillyPretzelFactory.com and click Find a Store. Philly Pretzel Factory stores are ready and eager to serve you the hot, soft pretzel you've been longing for. Philly Pretzel Factory, where better gets made. Find your store at PhillyPretzelFactory.com.
Think you know Amazon? Think again. Did you know you can get paid when it works best for you? Yeah, that means you can get the money you earned directly after your shift. Or that you get benefits like healthcare on your very first day. As an Amazon warehouse associate, you'll be amazed by what you can get. To learn more about all of the benefits of working an hourly job at Amazon, go to Amazon.com/hourly. That's Amazon.com/hourly. Amazon is proud to be an equal opportunity employer.
Hey guys, Andrew here to congratulate my friends over at Family and Company Jewelers in Marlton, New Jersey. They were just named South Jersey Magazine's best bridal jewelry store for 2022. Guys, listen, if you're looking to get engaged, Family and Company is the only place to go. That's where I went. The largest selection of designer jewelry, the best service, and the best prices. Go see my man Angelo at the showroom, tell him Andrew sent you, and they will take care of you. I promise. Online at FamilyJewelers.com. Family Company Jewelers, South Jersey's diamond destination.
Family and Company Jewelers, South Jersey's diamond destination.
How are your kids getting their news? From their friends? Through social media? Can they ask you questions about what's going on around them? And will you be ready? Kids are exposed to more than you think. Help them understand the world around them and how they fit into it. Family mental health begins with how you respond to the events around us. This station is part of the Beasley Best Community of Caring Focus on Family. For tips on how to talk to your kids and how to develop your own coping skills, visit our website.
Now, back to the John Kincade Show.
I've got a dog named after Nick Foles. You can't get more Philly than that. We're always loving the backup quarterback.
How's everyone doing? On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
John Kincade Show on The Fanatic. Hope you're having a great start to your Tuesday morning. We appreciate you being a part of the show. You have your radio in the palm of your hand with your phone every day. You're downloading that app. You're streaming all day long. Devon Givens in on the afternoon show.
And we are now, 12 days away from the premiere of the best show ever? Is that how I'm supposed to say?
That is correct.
The best show ever? I hope the guys are enjoying their vacation, and Jen, hopefully having a great time. I know that Hunter is on his honeymoon. So he is over in Greece.
How about that?
On his honeymoon. Greece for the honeymoon is a different choice for me. That's an interesting choice for a honeymoon. Greece. It sounds like a sightseeing trip.
Well, yeah, it's a great test. I've never thought of going to Greece, and the only time I ever really heard about it was, I guess the USA basketball team was playing there for something, and Andre Iguodala and I did every day would do a phone interview, and he would give me the day, that he had there.
Right.
And every conversation he would tell me about how beautiful Greece was.
I heard it's amazing.
Yeah,
but it's just not on my list.
It's reached my list. Yeah,
But
it's definitely
Jamie,
on
have you
my
been?
list.
Oh no, you haven't been there.
No, but it's definitely on my list.
Yeah.
Where did you honeymoon, Jamie?
St. Lucia, Barbados.
Where did you honeymoon, Pat? Pat?
Barbados.
Did you guys honeymoon together?
Well,
I didn't tell my wife, but I was
Could've been.
looking for Rihanna the whole time I was there.
What about it? I mean, where'd you go?
I didn't find her.
You guys saw. You went to
I
Paris.
actually swam up to her house.
Oh,
You
did you?
did?
Yeah, we did a snorkel thing. And what's funny about that?
That's cool. No,
That
I
is
did. I
awesome.
would have done the same thing.
I love Rihanna.
I would have sat there for hours on it and shriveled up like a
home.
No, apparently she was, because it was around Christmas time. So, but we didn't see her. We saw people in the house, but we didn't see her.
You saw people in. You saw staff. You didn't see Rihanna herself.
It was a massive property.
Oh my gosh!
But the honeymoon was fun. Thanks, Jamie.
Well,
So
Pat and I at least had sex one time. Well, we had to.
that was
we had
nice.
to go celebrate.
What
We had to
about-
consummate the relationship.
What about you, Bob? Where'd you go? Because you were in a blizzard.
Las Vegas.
But you were in a blizzard,
And
right?
you got sick.
Yeah.
Did you get out?
We got out 2 days late. We got to Las Vegas, and I got the flu, and I was sick in bed for like 2 days. So
Oh my gosh, that's terrible.
great start.
So we got married and honeymoon the same place because we got married at Sandals in the Grill, and then we were there for 10 days. And Jamie, I was thinking about you yesterday. You were talking about unpacking at the beach for 2 weeks. Unpacking in Jamaica for 10 days was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like just being like nowhere to go. It's your honeymoon. I'm not a big sightseeing guy.
Well, it depends on the trip. I mean, some trips you want to just get on a beach and get pina coladas brought to you and not do anything.
And that's sort of what I think a honeymoon sort of is, right?
Well, and the other stuff.
And the other stuff.
The deep conversations.
The deep conversations are good
Yeah.
too. Yeah, those are good.
I mean, it depends. Sometimes one activity a day I think is good, and then the rest of the day chill. Like that would be my ideal thing.
On a honeymoon, one activity a day?
Yeah, like actually leaving your resort.
Oh, I thought you were talking about something.
I mean, if it's one a day, I think we're all winning here, aren't we, gentlemen?
On the honeymoon?
Yeah, I mean, come on. We're not all Sting. We're not all having tantric sex for like 36 hours. That's ridiculous. We got things to do. We got relaxing to do.
It's true. I mean, after a while, it's a bit of an overkill, Sting.
Sting's a bit of a hardo
chafing.
for that. Yeah, like
hardo-
relax.
Hardo is the
A
key
hardo.
word there.
Yeah,
exactly.
relax, buddy. Nobody wants to have sex for 36 hours.
Like it's too much.
Yeah, there's a line.
And
Like at what point do you take a break?
Martin Law's
Hydrate.
Phillies original law firm for injured workers. Schedule a free consultation today at paworkinjury.com.
Got a carbo load, maybe
And
get some
for what I've
pasta in.
seen with the at least the Sting stories is that maybe a random cocktail waitress or waiter or whatever may get invited into the party.
It's like David Bowie. Everybody
like
can
the
get it.
pineapple night.
Everybody can get it.
All right, there we go. Bob has a pre-Eagles training camp story he wanted to bring to the table.
Couldn't come at a better time.
Well, let's talk more about Sting.
Talk about that.
Now, let's see what's in Cooney's
Well, this isn't
corner.
really a Cooney's corner. This is his.
I thought I was going to get the NFL theme
Da-da-da,
here.
da-da-da.
Yeah.
All right, good.
Wow. Anyway.
Pat's thinking about
There you
Sting.
Yeah. So yesterday we dove a little bit into the Eagles roster.
Perfect show just ended.
Bong.
And as we were doing such, I did a little more of it yesterday. And, John, when we all decided to come up with a pre-training camp story that we wanted to discuss, I find myself with a lot of positives with this Eagles team. But I wanted to bring up one concern that I have, and that concerns one of our favorite people, and that's
really?
Brandon Graham.
Okay, and he is.
Now, coming back from a torn Achilles, 34 years old. Relying on him just on that face value, that's a little sketchy. And when you look at the rest of the defensive ends here, we're talking Derek Barnett. What has he proven to us in his, 4 years now here? That he's not the smartest of football players in the world. That not only does he commit bad penalties, but he overcommits way too many times so that teams are constantly running things against him and finding him out of position because he's over pursuing so many times on a football field. Huge question mark still, Derek Barnett is to me. Josh Sweat, who Jamie absolutely loves, and I do like the guy. I think potential is still adequately placed around him. You're still looking at potential, probably.
8.5 is solid, but you want that guy that can get to 11 or 12.
Right. So yes. So
there's still potential there.
So there's potential there. I think, has he reached his limit in that 8.5? Is that the best you're going to get from Josh Sweat? Maybe. It's still a question mark out there. That's why I still label him as potential. So then you go to your other guy, and it is Brandon Graham. Now, things are going to change with Hassan Reddick and how they're going to use him. Are they going to use him as a, type of a linebacker kind of roaming all over the place? He's going to rush the quarterback, yes. But I'm a little concerned with these DNs. I can't count on Brandon Graham. I just can't. 34. If you don't want me to talk, just say so.
Playing you off.
34 years old and a torn Achilles. I mean, those are just two things that don't go hand in hand, especially with a guy that's relying on speed. Now, with all of the really good players they have on the interior of that line, does that make your DNs better? Does the cornerbacks, maybe the safety play, make your DNs better? Could be.
And that was
but
my
I'll tell
point
you
earlier
what,
with Sweat.
Yeah,
I'm hoping it does.
You're hoping that it does, yes.
I just came to it that you're going to have to count on Josh Sweat and Derek Barnett, and that really kind of stings a little bit because I can't count on Brandon Graham. If he has a par year, I think I'd be happy with that, and that's all I'm looking for.
I think that'd be amazing.
I think you're leaving one guy out of this, and he's not your true DN, but Hassan Reddick is.
Yeah, I said you're going to get stuff from it.
Yeah, but I think he's your number one option. I mean, he's your number one sack option.
Yeah, he's not going to be that outside guy where you want him to be.
Well, I think that's why Brandon Graham will be fine at setting edges. That part of his game will still be there. He's never. What's his high total? 8.5 sacks for his career.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, so he was never really that guy. But
what if he gets 6 this year and you get really solid leadership?
That'd be fine. I think what he does best is set edges and collapse pockets. He still moves guys because he's undersized, but he's a bull, man. He moves guys around. I think he's really good, essential to the run game. So I'm hoping now Reddick, whether he's playing behind him, with him, opposite him, wherever the hell he is on the field, I hope he's the one that's making up. Ideally, I'd love 20 sacks out of Sweat and Reddick.
He made the biggest play in Philadelphia sports history in my mind.
20, yeah, probably.
Yeah,
20 from Reddick and
combined,
Sweat, I think is fair.
Wow, that'd be fantastic.
Yeah, that's not bad. That's not a bad number.
Because I think Reddick's been what, like 10.5, 11?
He's got 23.5 over the last 2 years combined.
Yeah, so if you figure he can get you 11 or 12.
If Sweat can get up to 10.
And then I think
that's really good.
We look back at this conversation and go, okay, maybe we were too harsh.
Yeah,
but if they don't, I don't know where it's coming from.
My concern is that Brandon Graham is so, and I'm not saying this in a bad, 34 torn Achilles, is so non-productive that he doesn't garner any extra attention at all, and therefore now you have somebody that keep an extra eye on Hassan Reddick. Just need something from Brandon Graham this year, and I'm a little nervous about it.
You should be.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an Achilles.
And that's something to watch for.
Yeah.
We'll find out more about that coming up.
Yeah.
A week from today, training camp begins for your Philadelphia Eagles for the 2022 season.
I saw Schefter tweet this morning that already 7 or 8 teams have rookies reporting today.
Yeah, rookies show up today. So that's the way it works. I have a problem with sports unions. And always you'll get the union heads that will then yell at me and go, "Oh, you don't like unions?" No, I like unions for what unions were meant to represent. The everyman, the little man. To make sure that guys, not the Philadelphia Union, we're not duping here.
Oh, I'm sorry. I misunderstood.
It's all right.
Continue.
I'm not a big fan of the union when it's representing individual contractors that are multimillionaires. Because that's not what a union was meant to do. A union was meant to protect the little man, protect the little guy, and also collectively bargain what they're paid, what the rules are about how long they have to work, the conditions they work in. Unions in sports is a loose form of the word union when you've got individual contractors that are millionaires, each individually determining their terms, their pay, their benefits, how much time off, things like that, they've got it. But one of the problems I really got with sports unions is that then you have to end up doing what real unions do. Real unions look out for the little man. Real unions look out for the everyday American worker that is getting screwed over by management or some sort of a situation where they may not be treated fairly. The union, the NFL Players Association, is literally going to have to hold their nose. But they've already made the decision that they are going to fight whatever penalty is given to Deshaun Watson. So now the NFL Players Association, so guys like Troy Vincent, who I believe to be a man of high integrity, is now going to have to be a public spokesperson for going out there and defending Deshaun Watson. And to me, this is where unions go wrong. To me, when I see Troy Vincent have to speak on, yes, we're defending Deshaun Watson needs to be protected here, and he really needs, we know who needs to be protected from Deshaun Watson. That's already well documented. There would be anyone who wants to be a masseuse. So to me, this is where unions in sports go off the rails. That they now have to defend him because that's what a union is supposed to do.
Well, if I'm Troy Vincent, the Troy Vincents of the world, and I think this is probably how he'll go about it. Now, I haven't read anything that Troy Vincent has said on it or anything like that yet. But you're looking, instead of an individual, you're looking at the situation. And is there something within a union of a situation that isn't being handled correctly? I would assume that Troy Vincent isn't going to so much come out and say Deshaun Watson, Deshaun Watson, Deshaun Watson, as much as he may say, look, we need to defend against a rush to judgment, punitive things. How do you handle civil cases in the case of an NFL, whatever it may be. I really don't think he'll individualize this as a Deshaun Watson thing. I think the way his union has to handle it is, okay, if somebody's wrongly treated in a situation like this, how are we best set to handle it after learning of a situation like this?
It's one of the reasons why I took the LSAT and then didn't want to be a lawyer. Was because of the fact that I thought to myself, well, depending on what kind of law I wanted to get into, and when I thought about it, I thought, maybe I'd want to get into something like a trial lawyer. There's people I couldn't defend, and sometimes you're required to defend people that you don't want to defend.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to take up the Deshaun Watson case in any way, shape, or form.
Whether you were a union, whether you were a lawyer, whether anybody.
No, I wouldn't want to be on his side of this ever. Especially when you see the Houston Texans, making settlements with these girls.
Did you see that?
Mm-hmm. It's outrageous. And the Browns and the way they coddled his contract so that if he's suspended or misses time, it's not financially crippling to him. Like, there's just too many people bending over backwards for this guy. Best case scenario he's a stone-cold creep. That does suck for Troy Vincent because I'm sure when he looks in the mirror, he goes, I don't want to be doing this.
And this is where I think that, a union protecting the electrical worker.
Unions can have bad apples.
Yeah, and
it's possible.
But this is a totally different thing. These, I want the electrician protected. I want the plumber protected. I want the guy who's, getting screwed over. But this is an individual. This is a guy with a $240 million contract.
Yeah.
That is, at the very least, has predatory behaviors.
He shouldn't get blind representation here. Not when it crossed that line.
It's like the NBA Players Association, the woman, and I'm sorry I can't remember her name, having to come out and defend Ben Simmons when Ben Simmons couldn't even produce, here's the doctor that I'm dealing with for why I can't come to work and why I can't do
is it
film
Michelle
session.
Roberts?
Michelle Roberts, I believe it is. And she had to come out and do that, and you could just tell it was half-hearted. She was like, I'm seriously having to do this? I have to defend him because that's the rule.
I got to go and make a defense of him.
Yeah, now she made it personal. She brought up Ben Simmons' name. She said in her statements and all, she talked about him specifically and his specific actions. I didn't agree with that.
By the way, I misspoke. Troy Vincent works for the NFL. I'm thinking NFLPA for whatever.
DeMaurice Smith?
DeMaurice Smith.
Yeah.
By the way, Adam, thanks for that heads up in my DMs. I appreciate you.
Yeah, so
lucky for Troy, he doesn't have to represent him. Then.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
So and look, in all, I'd be surprised that whoever is speaking out on behalf of the players' union, if they specifically come out and say Deshaun Watson,
right.
I don't think they will. I think they'll talk about cases. They'll talk about an overview of things. I'd be surprised if they specifically bring up Deshaun Watson's name.
Bob had an interesting question for us all on the second half of the Phillies season compared to the first half.
Now, let's see what's in Cooney's corner.
Yeah, so if we're describing the first half of the Phillies season, I think we're going to have to say somewhat successful. After what we said, you lost Bryce Harper, you lost Gene Segura, you've had different things go on. So the good things that have happened in this first half, we've put them down. Do you think Zach Wheeler can duplicate his first half in the second half?
Come close to it, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Absolutely.
I don't think that is an anomaly. Let's put it that way.
Reese Hoskins, say what you will, but he's on pace for 35 and close to 90.
Yes.
Do we think he can duplicate his first half?
I do.
Okay. Aaron Nola, very good first half. Not a great record, but a very good first half. Do you think he can carry that through for the rest of the year?
I have my fingers crossed and my toes crossed.
Yeah.
Because sometimes Labor Day is a problem for him.
Yeah, let's just call it what it is. He sucks in September, so
he hasn't
I'm
been as
skeptical.
bad lately, though. So I'll
I'm
give you
skeptical.
that one.
So my point being, with the good things that have happened with the Phillies in this first half, and look, there has been a lot of good. There's been some bad, too. Castellanos hasn't started to hit yet. JT Realmuto hasn't started to hit yet. Still don't have a center fielder. But there hasn't been many things. Kyle Schwarber, I doubt, is going to hit 29 more home runs in the second half, but I bet you he's still a force.
Don't you say that.
I'll bet you he's still a force hitting home runs. Is there anything that happened in this first half of the season good that you can say, yeah, but there's no way that's going to continue through? Because I think it's limited.
Good that happened.
I don't even know how they're winning when they're winning.
I'll go to the bad.
No, I think that I don't think the starting pitching will be as good in the second half.
All right, so
the last 70 games, where the starting pitching is right now, I don't believe the starting pitching will be as good in the second 70 in these 70 games.
Well, that's funny because you're missing your fifth starter because he's hurt again.
So it's harder, right?
Ranger Suarez is just coming back from some stuff going on with him. Had a good outing last time. He hasn't had a good first half. I assume he's going to be better in the second half.
Okay.
If Wheeler and Nola can stay right about where they are.
And I believe Wheeler will. I think Nola will have a slight step back.
Okay.
But I think this is going to be a special year for him.
Yeah. So that kind of all evens out because you're getting Suarez back.
I need one more.
I don't think Castellanos is going to be as bad in the first half as he was in the
that's
second
got to
half.
be better.
So that goes to my point. The things that I think will change in the second half, I think Real Muto's not a 240 hitter, so I think he's going to hit better in the second half. Castellanos, totally agree with you, Pat. I don't think that's going to. But those are bad things that you're looking to get better. The Phillies have overperformed because of all the injuries, I believe, and we talked about it yesterday. Because of all the injuries, it's pretty surprising where they are. But they've done it without you saying, yeah, but you know what, in the second half, this isn't going to happen the way it did in the first half, therefore they can't hold it up. They really haven't overperformed in any specific area that you can say it's not going to happen in the second half.
To me, the only one who is the anomaly would be maybe the performance of home. And not the performance, because Schwarber did it last year, relative same home runs, was Nola. Nola has been, and I expected him to have a big year today, as predicted on this show. But he's even impressing me.
Well, if Schwarber's home runs drop, I mean, he's still batting, like 214 or something?
Which is a killer.
If he's not hitting home runs, that could kill you.
It very well could.
Do you expect him not to hit home runs?
Well, wait a minute.
That's an honest question.
What's he have, 28?
29.
29. He's going to hit 40.
Yeah, which is great.
He's going to hit 70.
I didn't realize that, Pat.
He might reach 80. I don't know.
Say it
No,
with
he'll
your
still
chest.
hit home runs, but
He's gonna hit,
he's not going to do it at the pace he was in June and
What are you
July.
saying, 45? Would you say 16 home runs in 70 games?
Yeah, I think that's fair.
I think that's a fair number. That'd be wild.
Yeah,
That
but
would
I think
be wild.
Nola's the biggest.
Nola's the
concern.
biggest one.
You know,
Biggest
and he's
question mark.
6-7 with a 3.13 ERA. I know wins and losses anymore.
He never gets the run support.
He doesn't. But, 3.13 ERA. That's what a number 2 in my book should be around.
Know what I'm going to give him credit for? And Aaron Nola, my ace, I'm going to give him the credit for the fact that his strikeout to walk ratio is by far the best in baseball.
137 to 16.
He is, and to me, what have I always ragged on him for?
Nitpicking.
The nibbler. He was the nibbler. And he's changed his approach. I applaud him for it. I was begging him to do it. He stopped nibbling. He's an aggressive pitcher.
The bullpen, I don't know if it can be as good as it's been the last 4 or 5 weeks.
Yeah, but how about this? 92 games. Can they be better than can they be just as good as they've been through 92 games? Those numbers.
I suppose.
I would suppose they can.
Though.
I would suppose they'll be better.
Well, and that kind of goes to the manager, the way he's handling them. He's handling them a lot better than Joe Girardi did, where Joe just said, "Oh, you're still my closer, even though you've given up 8 runs in the last 4 innings." I think that's a big handling of it. But it's kind of an exercise in positivity, in that they really haven't overachieved in any area in this first half of the season, which has been surprisingly good. And there's a lot of areas that I think we all believe they're going to get better in the second half.
I like that. I like that energy, Bob. Positive energy heading
90
into
wins.
It. There you go. And if that happens, you really were a soothsayer. Try saying that 3 times fast. All right, coming up. Nick Sirianni says to PhiladelphiaEagles.com, this is the biggest danger the Eagles face this season. I couldn't disagree more. It's the John Kincade Show here on 97.5 The Fanatic. I love the fact of what Co-Pair Health has done for me. I had my training session online yesterday with Vance. Vance leading me through my 3-month mark reached yesterday, down 23 pounds. I love the fact that on the golf course I feel better. I think I'm hitting the ball further. I know I look better than I did before. I know that I've been getting rid of a lot of clothing and buying new clothing. There are a lot of things that make me very, very excited about where I'm going. Now, there are some of you out there who might need to lose 40, 60 pounds. You know they can help you on this journey. Michael is down 28. Nathan's down 46. Matt has lost over 50 pounds. And I love this because people from 97.5 The Fanatic are calling Co-Pair Health, COPAREhealth.com, because they are the new gold standard for health and weight loss in Philadelphia in just 7 months. I know that it is more of a mental exercise for me, getting me through these first 23 pounds. I wanted to lose 28, and now my doctor told me at my physical last week, John, you're looking good, but how about you take 10 more off? So that's going to be my goal. I got 10 more that I want to get to. And I know that Co-Pair can help you reach any goal that you want to. I love the meal ideas that I get. I love the energy that I get from my sessions. Go to CoPairHealth.com. They're going to save you hundreds when you mention my name. Save hundreds of dollars when you mention my name. Why don't you get started today? You can feel better, much, much better about the holidays. Go to COPAREhealth.com and tell them John Kincade sent you.
The John Kincade Show.
This is not a radio fantasy camp. We're on the air here.
On 97.5 The Fanatic. Philadelphia.
Hey guys, it's Andrew. Listen, it's a big deal to replace your roof. Trust me, I get it. You just don't want any company. You want roofing experts. So call New Look Home Design. They've installed over 40,000 roofs all over the country. On average, they install 1 roof every hour. So you know that they have the experience and professionalism that you're looking for. New Look offers same-day on-site or virtual estimates, whatever's best for you. They provide a 3D rendering of your home, showing you exactly what your new roof will look like, and every estimate includes line-by-line pricing, so you know exactly what you're paying for to the very last shingle. And in my opinion, best of all, they offer a lifetime warranty, so you know exactly that they stand behind their work. Through July 31st, get 50% off all roofing materials, plus no payments, no interest financing for 12 months. That's right. Get your new roof now and make no payments for a full year. If you need a new roof or are just exploring your options, take my advice and call New Look Home Design, the roofing experts. Call 800-279-5300 or visit them online, newlookhomedesign.com. That's nulookhomdesign.com, and tell them Andrew sent you.
There's a reason Comcast Business powers more businesses than any other provider. Actually, there's a few.
Comcast Business offers the fastest, reliable network, the peace of mind that comes with Security Edge, helping to protect all your connected devices, and the most reliable 5G mobile network. Want me to keep going? I can. Whether your small business is starting or growing, you need Comcast Business. Technology solutions that put you ahead and give you serious savings. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
There's never been a better time to get started with gig speed internet and advanced security from Comcast Business. And now, for a limited time, get 3 months on us. Call or go online today to learn more. And 7/21/2022. Restrictions apply. New Comcast Business 1 gigabit internet. Security Edge, 1 voice line and Connection Pro customers only. 3-year contract required. 3 months on us after prepaid card redemption. Comcast Business Mobile utilizes the network with the most Root Metrics 5G data reliability wins in 2H 2021. Results may vary. Award is not an endorsement.
Progressive is America's #1 motorcycle insurer, so we understand motorcycles. No, really, we have a bike translator.
Okay, so this bike feels like he's capable of a little more than just trips to the convenience store. Oh, also, he wants to let you know that you can buy a gallon of ice cream instead of a pint every time. Those are his words. So he said roughly like, blink the last wheel. It doesn't really translate, but the way he said it was super funny.
Get 24/7 roadside assistance with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Roadside assistance subject to policy terms and limits and may require comprehensive coverage.
Kelley Blue Book is the one-stop shop for pricing, fixing, selling, and instant cash offering. Instant cash offer is exactly what it sounds like. An official offer to buy or trade your car. Just enter your VIN or license plate, answer a few questions about your car's history, and what kind of condition it's in. In minutes, you'll receive an offer to sell or trade your car that you can be sure is fair. Then choose a dealer to purchase your car and schedule a time to meet. For all of the it's, KBB.com.
With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, banking with Capital One is the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Even easier than choosing Slash to be in your band.
Next up for lead guitar. You're in.
Cool. Yep, even easier than that. With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, is it even a decision? That's banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One N.A. member FDIC.
Thanks, everyone, for baking your way here on this toasty morning. Are you all ready to jam? Excellent. Before we get rolling, let's start by hashing out everything bagel will be discussing. Profit margins are okay, but they could maybe be butter. Sorry, I don't mean to waffle. Next quarter, it's all or muffin. Did you have a question, Sausage Patty?
My name's Patricia.
When you can't take your mind off breakfast, it matters where you stay. Delicious breakfast available at our Hilton family of brands. Hilton, for the stay.
In the heat of the moment, you keep it calm and cool with a $3 medium ice cold brew. And not just any cold brew, but one that's slow steeped and mixed with brown sugar and molasses flavor. With a cold foam infused with brown sugar coolness and a cinnamon sugar sprinkle on top. That's keeping it calm, cool, and cold brewed. With Dunkin's new brown sugar cream cold brew, now $3 along with all medium cold brews. America runs on Dunkin'. Participation may vary, limited time offer, terms apply.
We're turning up the heat at Fred Bean's family of dealerships. You'll be summer lovin' over 1,500 used cars, trucks, and SUVs. Thanks to Fred Bean's Expressway, you can beat the heat and purchase your vehicle online on your time. We have a red-hot goal of 100% credit approval. And our 5-day return, 30-day exchange policy will cool down your worries. As Fred himself always says, our used cars are better because our reputation depends on it. See how Fred Beans does used better at FredBeansUsed.com.
Hey, it's Cuz. Are you getting ready for a home improvement cleanup? The garage, the bathroom, big move? Let me tell you about the perfect solution, the Bagster. The Bagster, by far the most convenient, affordable way to help with your cleanup. The Bagster isn't just a great product. It's a 3-cubic yard dumpster in a bag sold at Home Depot, Lowe's, local home improvement stores everywhere, and for only $29.99. Holds 3,300 pounds of waste. Buy it, fill it, schedule your collection. Poof, it's gone. Clean it up with the Bagster dumpster in the back.
WPEN Burlington, Philadelphia, a Beasley Media Group station, home of the most entertaining sports talk in Philadelphia. 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia. Now, back to the John Kincade Show.
Sorry, this is your life right now. Listening to me on the radio.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
John Kincade Show on the Fanatic. Thanks to our own Jamie Frankel for just going triple on the ibuprofen. Back, Bob, I've seen you before.
with your back issues and things like that, and my lower back is just killing me.
Yeah, backs suck.
For like a day now.
We should just walked on all fours.
Oof. Not fun. I mean, absolutely not fun at all.
No, back pain sucks.
Oh, I should get
get a squatty potty.
I'm getting what?
A squatty potty.
Well,
what does my pottying have to do with?
It may, but it may not. Jamie just wanted to get in squatty.
No, it's supposed to be good for your back because it properly aligns the way you're actually supposed to deuce, not
But
the
I
way
don't
we
think
do.
that I. But I don't think that I.
Well, it can't
you
hurt.
Could.
Yeah,
that's what did it to me.
Well, I'm just saying it'll help.
I hope
you.
not.
It's not going to hurt you going forward.
It's going to.
You know, you've been good luck though, because Jamie has seen when my back goes out, it's not a pleasant sight. It hasn't happened since you've joined the show.
See, it's because we share the load around this show. So, Pat, we all take a little bit of the show on our shoulders. So I think Bob's back isn't as hurt as it may have been before.
Aha.
What are you trying to
went
Pat
from?
doesn't even.
I'm so confused. Like, are you trying to say you took his back pain?
I don't know. We all know. I think we all share the
Like the
burden
GI
on this
Joe,
show.
the twins. When one felt pain, the other felt pain.
We all carry
He just took his pain.
We all carry the load on this show, so nobody's back should give out like.
Maybe that's why my back never hurts.
See that?
I'm not carrying anything.
Here we go. Are you okay today? You don't seem
Me?
yourself today.
Yeah, I'm good.
This doesn't seem himself today.
Well, and we've kind of alluded to it a little bit, and people might not know what we're talking about, but we have this new adventure that our company has given us with this website content that we are producing, and they've asked us to do more and more.
And a lot falls on
and a
Pat's
lot of
shoulder.
it falls on Pat because he's so good at it, and he's in charge of a lot of things there. So a lot of it has fallen on Pat over the last couple of weeks. So understandably, Pat's probably a little bit beaten down.
By the way,
So, you know what I'm going to do for you?
Bobby, we got you a new password, Bobby.
All right.
There
we go.
And Pat, yesterday we went through this training. We went through like this intense training. You had to watch videos and all this kind of stuff and everything. And I asked Pat, I said, can you give me 5 minutes of your time tomorrow? Just help me do this first one. Because I went to the training. I took notes and did everything. And Pat was able to explain. Pat, thank you. You act surprised by that.
I'm not
I think
surprised.
John was the only one who watched all the videos.
But I went through the training.
No, I watched them.
I went through the training. I understood how to do it. And Pat literally was able to lead me through it in 3 minutes.
Yeah, about that.
About 3 minutes.
I tried to do the same with Jamie, and
he is the man.
I got a text later that night that said, I can't figure this out. Can you do it for
Like
me?
YouTube's not embedding Pat.
Well, that's if I was a nerd,
YouTube, Pat?
if I'm a nerd, Jamie, then that means Connor was the real nerd. And,
He's super nerd.
And Bob didn't hear this last week. You may not because you probably slept through it. Connor watched all the training videos on the Beasley Academy website.
Watch 6+. You watched them all too?
You watched the sales ones too and everything?
I got to tell you, I did the 5 that we were supposed to do. I was so bored because I was sick and doing that I did watch a few more.
What the hell
What's
is
wrong with that's sick?
I just wanted to see what
Wait,
was and I enjoyed doing the questions.
Think about this. I was so bored with the ones that I had that I thought, you know what? Maybe I'll transition into sales.
Oh my god!
That was your thought process? You really did have like a fog brain.
Oh man, I
That's
was
sick.
I was so bored.
By the way, check Barstool Sports if you can check out and I just retweeted it out. Did you see that where Ronald Acuna Jr. almost got set
I
on
saw it
fire?
live, yeah.
I mean, they were startled. The players were standing too close to the fire. They didn't have them set up on dots or anything, and the players almost they ran because the fire shot up behind them.
He felt the back of his neck. Like did it like scorch some hairs there?
Oh my gosh!
Nobody
doesn't
wants
look
to be
good.
like Michael Jackson in a Pepsi commercial, if you know what I'm saying.
I remember the night that happened. That they were like, Michael Jackson has been injured in a
Pepsi commercial.
It was late. I remember it was like late
a Friday
at night.
if I'm not mistaken. 9 o'clock hour is brought to you by the Bagster. It's a dumpster and a bag. You can get yours today at Home Depot and Lowe's. For details, go to thebagster.com, as Anthony would tell you to do. I'm going to tell you this. There's a danger to this Eagles team. There's a danger that they forget what made them successful last year. There's a danger that maybe they count too much on veteran players who are trying to get the last little drop of whatever they've got left in the tank. But Nick Sirianni tells the Eagles website
that the biggest danger to the Eagles not realizing their expectations in 2022, did you read this or not, guys? Did you see this or not?
I did not.
The biggest danger to the Eagles' 2022 season
I did not see it.
is believing in the hype.
That's a good problem to have.
He says that's the biggest danger this team has to not meeting expectations. Now, I'm thinking this is a direct response to the all-star team commentary. And he's trying to shoot it full of holes, as other veterans have. Shut up! Stop talking about all-star teams. I think that's directly where he's coming from here. But it seems to me like the biggest cliche response ever. And if there's one thing I'm not worried about with the Philadelphia Eagles, is that the veterans in that locker room are going to let the team buy into hype, buy into headlines, buy into all-star teams, which, by the way, none of the veterans were willing to embrace. I don't think the Eagles veterans in that locker room are going to let that happen. To me, I'm much more worried about the tangible issues that could keep the 2022 Eagles from reaching their fullest potential. Not some nebulous believing in the hype stuff. But I think Nick Sirianni was delivering a message. And I think it was a big shutting up about all-star teams when he says believing in the hype is the biggest danger that he sees to this team.
Yeah, I wonder who exactly he is kind of addressing on that, because
Miles Sanders.
Yeah, in my sports lifetime, really good players don't need that talk. You know what I mean? You're really good not just because you're a good player, not just because of your talent. You're a good player because of your mindset. Those two go hand in hand. LeBron James might be one of the most talented basketball players we've ever seen, but I've told you behind-the-scenes stories about how hard he works and how much thought he puts into the game and all of those things. Kobe Bryant, that's what makes the greats great. It's not just talent. It's also there's a mindset. So Nick Sirianni saying it, I don't think that Lane Johnson or other leaders on this team needed to hear it, but somebody had to. And I wonder specifically who he was going. And you guys mentioned a name.
I really do.
And at the same time, he's probably reinforced into the vets, like, yeah, that's not going to fly here. You know, while it's probably twofold. Like, hey, Lane, Fletch, BG, Kelsey, you guys, let's squash that internally. And at the same time, hey, Miles, pipe down. So
seriously, talking about dream, it's dream.
No,
teams.
He didn't say dream team. Thank God.
He stayed away from that one. And it's always guys who aren't the biggest contributors that do this.
My point exactly. Because they're not the best of players. They have to find something else for some reason to get them noticed. And I'm not saying this is a slight to Miles Sanders, but in my history, the only time I see guys talking like this are guys that are fringe kind of players.
Stop yourself. You're not a team spokesman, and more importantly, you're not a guy who's a big enough difference maker to be talking about all-star teams. And I think that's what Nick Sirianni's doing. He's like, this isn't going to be derailed by talking. We're going to go out there and we're going to actually perform, and we're going to put success out there.
Well, and part of, in the back of his mind, and the truth serum part, if you gave him, he's going, all right, we still have a question mark-ish at the biggest position in sports, so let's really calm down.
You think that's part of his mindset?
Yeah, absolutely.
How could it not be?
Well, I
he didn't
think
choose this guy.
He lives in reality.
I would imagine this. I would believe. Do you believe you have more doubts about Jalen Hurts than he does? I would say yes.
Me and Pat, yes, we probably do.
I think that the average fan has more doubts about Jalen Hurts than he does.
I don't know.
Than Nick Sirianni does?
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
I'll tell you what, as a coach, I would have more doubts about all of my players than anybody else out there.
He also, think about
always.
He took away the passing game primarily. Like, how could he not have doubts when 6 weeks into the season he made this team from pass-heavy offense to a running game?
Well, I'm not saying
that's an indictment on the quarterback position.
I'm not saying, though, that he doesn't have doubts. What I'm saying is that he has maybe less doubts, but as Bob's saying here, he's thinking that it's more. You're thinking that it's more.
Well, if Derek Gunn's report is true and he's seeing, early struggles, and I believe Derek Gunn. I don't know about the exact numbers, but it was a source he talked to, and Derek Gunn has earned that trust. And yeah, of course, Nick Sirianni's got concerns.
He absolutely
sees them every day, and it might not be good. It could be good. We don't know, but I would imagine it's not the greatest, especially if he's working on new technique and new form and new footwork, and he's probably going to have some learning curves again this year if his form is that changed.
I'm going to tell you, there's a lot of things about Derek that journalists have careers and credibility matters. But one of the greatest testaments to Derek Gunn's career in this town is the unanimous wave of support that people gave when he was critiqued, saying, well, we believe Derek Gunn. Derek Gunn's not somebody that we disagree with. He's not somebody that we think is trying to throw something out there to get eyeballs or ears on it. And to me, that might be the greatest testament to a guy's career. That's in journalism.
Yeah, no, I don't know why everyone look. It's a different day and age, but everyone should strive to be that fair.
Yeah,
I mean, just fair. So what your feelings are or what you're seeing is fair. Is it always right? No, probably not. But in your fairness, you're saying, all right, this is what I'm seeing, and you say it out there, and people will listen to you. And look, at the end of the day, as a journalist, if you can come away saying, hey, I was being fair and honest and gave my realistic feelings on things, well, that's a win in your camp.
I think it always works well. We have training camp coming up. We'll have one more storyline from training camp. Jamie's got it coming up at the bottom of the hour. As we look at a week away, we look at some of the storylines that we're all watching out for in Philadelphia Eagles camp. You know, the beach, the boardwalk, and the boat on the bay are three great places in Jersey where you can use the BetParks app. BetParks.com. You got to be 21 and in New Jersey. If you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. There is one talking point that I believe, and I do sample blogs, and I do sample like internet talk shows and things like that, and I will sample on some stuff that's seen on social media. And it's one of the things that I talk about with Flyers coverage in town. And Pat, I really wanted to discuss this primarily first with you, is that I believe there was a time when I thought the Flyers fan base in this town was the most educated, was the one that was most in touch with their team, with their sport. This offseason has led me to believe that is completely the opposite now of the four teams in town. And one of them being the hiring of John Tortorella. And one of the things that made me just make me shake my head is the amount of people who were like, and you have had a different thought. What was your thought on John Tortorella being hired that you didn't like about it? And you weren't anti-Tortorella being hired.
I love Torts.
Right.
I think Torts is a great coach. He's failed at one place. That was Vancouver. But other than that,
it was a year,
he's a really good coach. My problem is you're giving a lot of money to an established coach that I look at as a win-now coach, and you're not a win-now team. You're not even anywhere close. And when you've got a loaded draft coming up, he's a good enough coach to go from the fourth worst team in the NHL, which could get you Connor Bedard if you get lucky with ping pong balls, to, let's say, the 10th worst team in the NHL or the 12th worst team. You're not going to make the playoffs, but he's good enough to get you out of the running of the sweepstakes for
Would Connor Bedard be the highest profile
a player that transforms your fantasy
draft pick ever?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Then he was a mistake.
Okay, well, here's what I'm going to say to you, though. There's one part of the John Tortorella story that I took notes, and I've heard it repeated on different Flyers websites, different Flyers internet blogs, things like that. I saw it noted 5 times, and it shake my head. And, Pat, you sort of said it. It's that win-now coach is Tortorella. In fact, John Tortorella's legacy is to be a builder. He's done it with 3 different franchises. To be a builder, to take a team to levels that they weren't at before he arrived. And in 2 of the spots, Tampa and the Blue Jackets, he came in as an interim coach with a 59-point team, like in the Lightning. He came in with a 59-point franchise as an interim. Transformed them from 69 in his first year. Jamie liked that number.
Nice.
Then they went from 93 to 106 and won a Stanley Cup.
Mm-hmm.
With the Rangers, he took a team that was averaging around high 80s and averaged out in the first 3 full seasons he got to coach them, they averaged out to being a 98-point team. With the Blue Jackets, as an interim, he got a team to a 76-point season that had averaged around 70-point seasons.
Yeah.
And in 3 years, his first 3 full years, they averaged out to being a 102-point team. He's a builder. This man is a builder.
So I'm
Every
gonna
one of those
respectfully,
situations.
in a way, disagree. So with Tampa, he had unbelievable building blocks already in place. They drafted Vinny LeCavalier first overall. They had Brad Richards. They had Marty St. Louis. They had Javi Bullen. In New York, Tom Rennie was that not win now but developmental coach. They already had a lot of building places in New York.
So they did. You're saying with the New York situation, they burned through the guy. They used the guy to build it.
Yeah, and then they wanted that win now coach. They got Torts. And then in Columbus, they also had a guy named Sergei Bobrovsky who's winning Veznias, which makes winning a whole lot easier when you've got the best goalie in the league.
Flyers should consider somebody like him.
They should consider maybe signing him or something like that. Todd Richards was kind of that building developmental coach in Columbus. He got whacked, and then they brought in Torch. So while I think he's good at development, I don't look at him as a developmental coach. I look at him as he's going to get the most out of your players for sure. But in a situation where you've already got those fundamental pieces, he's going to contend. They don't have enough fundamental pieces, but he's going to get the most out of them, which is going to get them out of the running of probably Connor Bedard.
Is that not going to... Is having a guy like that in charge of your franchise, though, as sort of the face of your franchise, is that not a great thing for an organization that has been listless and honestly rudderless for a while?
Yeah, it's a double-edged sword. I mean, if it wasn't for the draft coming up, if the draft coming up was this past year's draft, I'd be less inclined to dislike the hire, but it's not.
Okay.
I mean, you're right. Like, Tortorella's going to bring a culture of like mucker grinder, work hard, and give everything you got. Because look, if you don't, you're not going to play.
Is that going to make you happier as a Flyers fan, though? If you're seeing a much better brand of hockey,
I don't know if anything's going to make Flyers
and
fans
a
happy right now.
competitive team, is that not going to make us more?
I think the problem with the Flyers right now and the fan base is the identity doesn't really matter if you're not winning. Like, nobody really cares if you're fighting and you're finishing dead last in division. That myth of like, and I've heard former players talk about it. Well, we won 5-2, but then we go to the bar and we'd be like, oh, you didn't get in a fight. Like, that's absurd. I don't believe that ever happened. I think it was in jest if it was said. Nobody gives a rat's ass if they're fighting and they're playing hard if they're not winning games. That's just the be all end all of it.
Okay. I think your point of view is very rational. Like, I think it's a very, I think it's very rational. I understand it, but to me, bringing in great people with great track records to your organization can never be a bad thing.
Well, before you go to Bob here for a second.
No, you go ahead, Pat.
They kind of did that with AV. Great track record. Went to the Stanley Cup with Vancouver, went to the Stanley Cup with New York.
Sixth winningest coach of all time.
And then he got to Philly. And I do think a big part of it was the COVID year, but he also lost the locker room, and he didn't have that same culture and that same success that he had in other places. And I think Tort's going to have success here, but I think it's going to be at the detriment of the future.
Okay. I have Bob, I mean, you get a final thought on that?
Well, I agree with you in that anytime you can bring in a proven coach, you do it. And I hear Pat's points, and they're all great also. Look, this organization has nothing to it. It hasn't for a long, long time. If Tortorella comes in here and totally changes, forget talent, forget what they have, but if he totally changes the outlook of this organization, and then they can grow into being a winner, and he's already in place, I'm all for it.
We're going to find out. We're going to find out. A lot of people use Zamboners out there, right, Jamie? You're going to wait and see.
Yeah.
You're taking a wait and see.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
that's fine.
I have zero optimism.
You just don't have it. They've sucked it out of you.
Yeah. I mean, you could have this year if you did the right thing and played for Connor Bedard and got rid of some contracts and paid to get rid of them and actually turned a chapter of this franchise. But, like, I don't know. Seeing JVR out there, seeing Couturier out there, it does very little for me.
You're only going to see Coots for 8 more years.
I know. Only 19 years as a Flyer. Not a big
D'Angelo.
deal.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Top 3 defenseman in the league.
All right.
Top defenseman in the league, Bobby.
Okay, in the put this in your back pocket and think about it category. I'm going to share some information that I got from a source that I like in the NBA, saying, watch the Philadelphia 76ers and this whole stadium talk may be ready to explode in the next month. The stadium talk about the Sixers wanting their own stadium, watch it. It may be ready to explode in the next month.
Well, it's been no secret that they've wanted their own building for several years.
And a choice of location that may shock you, that's not in New Jersey. So what would shock us if they went
King of Prussia.
If they went downtown, it would shock me.
Downtown would shock
downtown,
me.
it would shock.
Yeah, it would be cool, but it would
because we
shock
talked
me.
about it last week, Bob, when you were out, that they're reportedly the Sixers have sniffed around Penn's Landing, which the neighborhood is very unified against having the stadium there.
Yeah.
That they've looked at the old gallery, that fashion mall, which has been redone and retooled into this new fashion mall, and then the Navy Yard. But so I poked around in the story last week and was just talking about that's interesting, wanting their own place. And just a pretty trusted source in the NBA saying, in the next month, watch, this story may be ready to explode.
What they are contractually obligated to
2030.
2030? Okay.
2030. So
Yeah.
2031.
But they can break early by 2 years.
Maybe 2 years if there's the penalty wouldn't be as bad. 2031 fall, they could walk away clean and do it on their own. So fall of 2031.
Yeah.
They could start the 31-32 season, which seems ridiculous. It's so far off. It's 9 seasons.
Yeah.
But if they were able to break it a little bit early.
Well, I'm sure Harris and Blitzer don't like being tenants.
No.
I would imagine.
Because they got that money that they don't need to be tenants.
But the story may be.
Well,
just as watch it that we
I hope
could,
no
we could have
taxpayer
something-
money's involved with
there
it.
There better not be.
Because I'm
There
over that.
better not be.
I'm over that.
Because the Wells Fargo Center is not a bum arena.
No, and then real quick, when they were looking to build the Philly Stadium, I was still at the Daily News, and there was like 3 or 4 locations.
Spring
a couple
Garden
of which
and
Spring
Broad.
Garden was one of them. It just couldn't work because of the driving aspect of it all. You're probably going to run into this problem. How are you going to get those people in and out of some of the places we just mentioned? Is going to be
a
impossible.
disaster.
Oh my God, horrible!
Oh my God.
Even Market
Penn's
East
Landing.
area would be
Oh my gosh.
rough.
We got the final training camp storyline from Jamie coming up at the bottom of the hour. So we want you to stick around for that. Plus, Jamie is also pulling for a tie. What? John Kincade Show on The Fanatic. I know this next Thursday. So what are we, 2 days away? On Thursday, my wife and I will be visiting Landis Block and Concrete. Because, you see, we've got the new house, and we want to make our backyard something special. And Landis Block and Concrete can do it for you. I looked at landisbc.com, checked out their website, and saw all the different beautiful options they've got to create that outdoor living space. And didn't we all learn it during the pandemic that you want your home to have more usable space? And a lot of times that means your backyard too. The fresh air is really something we're all big about right now. Outdoor patios, kitchens, fire pits, retaining walls, whatever it is, Landis Block's got you covered. They tell you that you just need the imagination, the space, and the budget. I've got the space. My wife's got the imagination, and I guess I'm responsible for the budget. But they've assured me they can put me in touch with contractors to help build the dream backyard that she's been thinking about, and I really want. We want more livable space. We all do. Landis Block and Concrete can help deliver it. We'll be out there in Souderton on Thursday afternoon looking at it all. They want to create us a jaw-dropping outdoor paradise. You know what I want? I just want a great backyard. Landis Block and Concrete, you're going to be on the clock.
The John Kincade Show on 97.5 The Fanatic. Philadelphia.
It's Hoagie Fest. Today's the day. Follow your taste buds. They'll show you the way. Hoagie Fest is here. Na 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 na.
Wawa Hoagie Fest is back. Summer tastes better when it's full of hoagie love. Get $5 shorties and $6 classic hoagies. Limited time only. See store for exclusions.
There's an epic cookie battle happening right now at Wawa. Will it be Oreo cookies and cream frozen beverages? Or will you choose Chips Ahoy cream smoothies, milkshakes, and more? If you can't choose one, go for both in our limited-time Ultimate Cookie Mashup, made with real pieces of Oreo and Chips Ahoy cookies. 2 legendary cookies, 1 epic frozen treat. Gotta have a Wawa.
Riot Games continues to level up their esports as the company announced Michael Sherman to be the global head of esports for Legends of Runeterra, Teamfight Tactics, and upcoming fighting game Project L. This announcement is interesting since the esports scene for the first 2 titles have been relatively non-existent. Project L, on the other hand, could completely change the face of fighting game esports, and it's exciting to see focus on the esports development before the game is even out.
The latest esports and gaming news. Find it online at checkpointxp.com.
Okay, import footage. How is the hard drive already full?
Jawan's Pilates studio converted to entirely virtual classes.
MPEG.
But leading and editing sessions is stretching her too thin.
It says render failed. What'd I do?
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. We instantly connect you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Earn up to $500 in sponsored job credits by conducting interviews on Indeed. Visit Indeed.com/credit. Terms and conditions apply.
With Philly Pretzel Factory, there are no wrong choices, but beware. Everyone loves pretzels, so be sure to get enough for the whole gang. No matter how big or small your celebration might be, there's a party tray for you. To find your nearest store, visit PhillyPretzelFactory.com and click Find a Store. Philly Pretzel Factory stores are ready and eager to serve you the hot, soft pretzel you've been longing for. Philly Pretzel Factory, where better gets made. Find your store at PhillyPretzelFactory.com.
Think you know Amazon? Think again. Did you know you can get paid when it works best for you? That means you can get the money you earned directly after your shift, or that you get benefits like healthcare on your very first day. As an Amazon warehouse associate, you'll be amazed by what you can get. To learn more about all of the benefits of working an hourly job at Amazon, go to amazon.com/hourly. That's amazon.com/hourly. Amazon is proud to be an equal opportunity employer.
Kelley Blue Book is the one-stop shop for pricing, fixing, selling, and instant cash offering. Instant Cash Offer is exactly what it sounds like. An official offer to buy or trade your car. Just enter your VIN or license plate, answer a few questions about your car's history, and what kind of condition it's in. In minutes, you'll receive an offer to sell or trade your car that you can be sure is fair. Then choose a dealer to purchase your car and schedule a time to meet. For all of the its, KBB.com.
It's a fact. Only 0.0001% of people will ever step up to the plate as a pro baseball player. For the rest of us, there's BetRivers.com Sportsbook app. Featuring same-game parlays, you can combine the excitement of different bets, all from the same game. Totals? Bet 'em. Spreads? Bet 'em. Player props? It's a home run. Download the BetRivers.com Sportsbook app today. It's a whole new game.
Presented by Rivers Casino Pittsburgh. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hey, it's Cuz. Are you getting ready for a home improvement cleanup? The garage, the bathroom, big move? Let me tell you about the perfect solution, the Bagster. The Bagster, by far the most convenient, affordable way to help with your cleanup. The Bagster isn't just a great product. It's a 3-cubic-yard dumpster in a bag sold at Home Depot, Lowe's, local home improvement stores everywhere, and for only $29.99. Holds 3,300 pounds of waste. Buy it, fill it, schedule your collection. Poof, it's gone. Clean it up with the Bagster dumpster. In the back.
Meet Allison, teammate at Truist Bank. Hi. She was born to care, and she always had your back. You could say that. Like that time back in the mid-'80s when she spotted Stacy Kaminsky with her new perm, and a car was coming, about to hit a puddle. So Allison jumps in front of the splash, just in time to protect Stacy's fresh curls.
Look, I had to do it. A wet perm just doesn't work.
Today, Allison's a teammate at Truist, the bank that starts with care. When you start with care, you get a different kind of bank. Learn more at truist.com/care. Truist Bank, member FDIC.
For over 35 years, Health Partners Plans has been proudly caring for people in the community. Our nationally recognized Medicaid plan offers a growing network of doctors and hospitals so you can get care close to home. Health Partners can help you get the care you need, including doctor and hospital visits, prescriptions, immunizations, eye and dental care, and more. To learn more, please call 1-800-553-0784 or visit hpplans.com. Health Partners, trusted care where and when you need it.
Hello? Whether you're at home or on the go, listen to 97.5 The Fanatic on Odyssey on your smartphone, Roku, LG Smart TV, Waze, and more. That's Odyssey, AUDACY. Check it out now.
Imagine if your favorite casino came with an undo button. You get that with FanDuel Casino's Play It Again. Get up to $1,000 back if you're down after your first day. Play your favorite tables, games, and hundreds of slots for real cash. See why FanDuel Casino is the #1 rated online casino app. I just love to explore the daily and the weekly promotions, and you should too. I play with the live dealers, and if I ever have a question, the best in-class customer support team, they help me 24/7. Sign up for FanDuel Casino with promo code Bob today and play it again with up to $1,000 back if you're down after your first day. That's promo code Bob. 21 plus and present in Pennsylvania. Must not have previously placed any wager on FanDuel Sportsbook, FanDuel Casino, Betfair Casino, Mohegan Sun Casino, or Stardust Casino. Refund issued as non-withdrawable casino site only credit that expires 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See full terms at FanDuel.com/casino. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit FanDuel.com/RG.
Now, back to the John Kincade Show.
It's spelled Kincade, Kincade. Just so you know when you're writing your complaint emails.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Hopefully we've led you through a Tuesday morning. Made you smile, made you laugh, made you think. Shared in some of our debates. Hopefully you check out 97.5thefanatic.com. Great new content there. Hopefully you download the app and take us with you all day long if you're heading down to the beach, going down the shore, going to Vegas, wherever you're going to Greece. You can check out the 97.5 The Fanatic app. I hope that Hunter Brody is not doing that on his honeymoon. Hope he's not checking
Listening
out.
to us?
I hope he's not.
God, no.
No, don't do that.
I remember a low point of my honeymoon was waking up to watch a Jahlil Okafor Summer League game.
Why?
Because I'm sick, John.
You are sick. Couldn't have thought of something else you'd want to do on your honeymoon?
It was early, whatever the hours were. It was early or late. I don't know what it was.
Takes two to tango.
I was covering the team, and I didn't want to watch that.
No, that was.
Thanks, Pat.
That was sick.
Thanks, Pat.
I mean, you can do it yourself, but it's not as fun sometimes.
Not the same. Sometimes?
It's got pros and cons.
There you go.
No cuddling.
Hey, Staples stores.
Is that a pro or
Sometimes it's a pro.
Staples stores are a new world of possible. They've got innovative tools for small business, remote workers, and learners. You can explore more at your local Staples store. Visit staplesconnect.com. As Pat says, sometimes it's not as much fun.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes.
I can only imagine. All right, Jamie. The final Eagles pre-training camp story of the day for us, please.
Yeah, I know the Eagles signed Jaquiz Tart from
San
Francisco 49ers, and you know it was a no risk 1 year minimum money kind of move. Just kind of made sense. Outside of that, Anthony Harris is back and Marcus Epps is back. Now, I know it's unlikely. Let me preface it there. But this Jesse Bates thing is just kind of hanging out there a little bit. Now, I haven't dove into the financials of how they could afford it. That's Howie's problem. He can always figure out a way with it, whether it's guaranteed, signing bonus up front, backloaded on the other end. But it appears his time in Cincinnati may be coming to an end. It's not going well there. And yesterday I saw something from CBS that still had the Eagles as the likely landing spot.
It didn't
number
make any
one,
sense to me.
Dallas Cowboys number 2 as the landing spot for Jesse Bates. Now, it's not even so much about him. I wonder if the Eagles value safety that much. Would anybody here want to pay top of the market value for a safety anymore?
No. I wanted to draft one.
But yes. You can't let that come into play because it didn't happen.
I know.
So we're talking $15-16 million a year for a safety.
No.
Probably not. But when I looked at it yesterday and saw the Eagles were number 1 on the Bates list,
it won't leave my mind.
It won't either. And what also came to my mind was you. Ain't my money.
Yeah, it's not my
Ain't
problem.
my money. And Howie Roseman knows how to deflect all the money so it doesn't hurt this team. So
if he could swing it, would you guys want it?
Yes. Give me another playmaker.
I want them to have a lot of freedom next off-season salary cap wise.
And
Like a ton of freedom.
It might zap some of next year's flexibility.
And by the way, the guy does not want to play. The issue is he doesn't want to play under the franchise tag.
I wouldn't either.
So why is he going to want to come here and play under the franchise tag? We can't sign him.
Well, because there would be an extension in the works.
Yeah, but he wants one now. He doesn't want to wait. And the thing is, we can't give him one now.
Well, then no team can give him one now.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, there's
So
a way. There's ways
already,
around it.
He's already disgruntled.
That's Howie's problem.
Yeah.
I'm curious if you would like the position addressed because the reality is there's not really a sure thing at safety. Marcus Epps, trending in the right direction. Jaquiz Tart, okay. He's fine, I guess, as a depth piece.
Tart and Epps get so much better if you get somebody like this.
Isn't he
back
better
there.
than fine?
He's
Tart?
fine.
Isn't
he's
Tart,
not exciting.
Isn't Tart top 40%?
Of safeties? Oh, God. Probably not.
I got top half the league. No?
I mean, I'd have to actually sit down with a pen and paper and go over that, but my gut says no.
Why pen and paper? Are you going to doodle? Are you going to doodle while you're doing it?
Yeah. Well, usually a guy that's signed in early July, late June isn't top 40% of his position.
Yeah.
And Anthony Harris is okay. It's their least exciting position, I would say.
Okay.
And something tells me there's still a hot girl on the other side of the bar appeal to Jesse Bates and the Eagles.
You can't have them all.
No, you can't.
And that's why I wanted to draft a safety, because then you can control the salary.
But the Eagles' name keeps popping up with Jesse Bates.
Yeah, but who's saying it?
There was some sports books that had stuff on them. There's been a lot of NFL writers that have had.
Is that because of Howie's season?
Probably.
Just
Probably the biggest reason. But the safety,
I don't want that.
The safety position does give me a little bit of, okay, I hope for the best here.
Okay.
And look, Bradbury and Slay and Maddox is elite. So that should help the safety position. But I can't get Jesse Bates off my brain yet.
Oh, my gosh. You really do, though. You are the guy who wants it all.
Yeah, why would I not?
No, but I mean, because there's
you got
a
a
salary.
GM that can swing it.
Because there's a salary cap.
Yeah, it's malleable. It's fake.
It is fake.
It is. If anybody proves, go ahead, Pat. I'm sorry.
No, if one person can, if there's one GM in the league that I don't worry about the salary cap, it's Howie.
And I've learned that from Jamie. But there is one thing I do.
I don't know if I want to pay a safety 15 or 16
and that's
million.
That's where I'm
at. Conflicted.
And that's where I'm at too.
Because the league has told you that's not really the best way to go anymore.
I don't want to do that.
NFL's top 10 safeties of 2022.
Okay.
Where does Jesse Bates land?
Oh, I don't think he's top 10.
Three.
Oh, no. I mean, I don't think top 3.
Yeah, he's really good.
No, he is really good. Wow.
Yeah. What list was that? I just guessed. Look at me.
That was on that. No, that was on that.
Here, that was two guys.
Okay.
That was two. Here's another one called up. He's 4th. Yeah, the guy's legit.
No, I mean he is,
and he's disgruntled. And I love poaching disgruntled players.
Come on here. Yeah, I don't know why it does intrigue me, but
because
he's 25 years old. Put him back there. You give him a long-term contract. Yeah. Brian Dawkins. No, I'm not going to say that.
Yeah, that's too far, Bob.
Yeah.
Don't get crazy.
Wow.
No.
I mean, I don't look. It'd be great. I just don't know that you can have them all. You can't.
Sure, you can.
You can't. Like,
Howie's good at his job.
At some point,
Go get the man.
the credit card bill does come due.
Jeffrey's got money.
And you got a lot of draft picks next year. Those guys don't make jack crap. Don't worry about it. You're good. You're going to lose Brandon Graham. You're going to lose Fletcher Cox. You're going to lose maybe Jason Kelsey off of the money this year.
I wrote about that for the website yesterday.
Yes, you did.
That's good content.
I almost read it.
Content.
Thank you. I mean, there it is. I don't know.
It's intriguing.
Yes.
No. It's intriguing.
I can't quit you, Jesse.
You absolutely have intrigued me. Now, you see, I would have gone, hey, Jesse. But you don't know that because you don't have a kid that old enough.
Hey, Jesse?
Yeah, it was a Disney Channel show.
Oh, no.
I'm not sure if it was called Hey, Jesse. Jesse. It was called Jesse.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I got nothing.
You didn't want, wait a minute, Bob, your kids had to watch, one of your kids had to watch Jesse.
Maybe they did it in the privacy of their own room. I don't know. I don't know the show.
Oh, hey, Jesse.
No idea.
No? Pat,
Please stop.
did you ever watch Jesse?
No, man, I was watching sports.
You were watching sports.
My man! There he is, Pat Egan.
Pat, you were just watching sports and having sex.
That's it. Watching sports, having sex, curing my own meats, and drinking beer.
and your moose in the backyard.
Uh-huh.
Bob was, we found out earlier, he makes his own beef jerky.
Now, those Maine moose are good for it.
It's just unbelievable. There's going to be like the Animal Defamation League. It's going to come after Bob Cooney. In the linchpin, something happened 20 years ago at the All-Star game, and Jamie Lynch wants it to happen again. I only know because I was on my honeymoon.
This is the linchpin.
Yeah, let's go tie tonight. I want a tie in the MLB All-Star game. I actually wrote an article for the website.
Wow,
now,
you did?
Yeah, about this, kind of. Because I think it's cool in one way, but I think a previous rule is really, really stupid and affects how I view this. I do not think the All-Star game should dictate home field advantage.
No.
It just shouldn't. It's an exhibition game for fun. And look, as a kid, I always loved the All-Star game because I got to see the players I wasn't normally seeing. And I loved baseball. So when I could see Ken Griffey Jr. do a home run derby and play 3 innings of baseball, I was all for it. Frank Thomas, I got to see the Big Hurt. Like, I loved it. So there's still that nostalgic, I get to see Shohei Ohtani and Mike Trout, guys I don't normally watch. But I don't think it should ever dictate home field advantage. That being said, the new rule instituted for the MLB All-Star game is if the game is in a tie after 9 innings tonight, the manager gets 3 guys, which have already been chosen, and Kyle Schwarber is one of the 3, along with Acuna Jr. and Pete Alonso, the nerd up in
Good job, Brian Snicker, making this selection.
So each batter gets 3 pitches, and the game will be determined by a home run derby.
What?
Yeah. And they just busted out on like Monday before the All-Star game.
Yeah. Like that this is happening?
Like, oh, yeah, by the way, this is a new thing. Yeah, there you go. And I'm like, wait, it'd be cool if it wasn't, predicting home field advantage for the winning league. But it is. So now it's dumb.
No, I thought they stopped that.
Did they stop it?
Yeah, they stopped
that a while ago,
That stopped that a while ago.
All right, well,
Do you
then
even watch sports?
You're asleep.
Apparently, I need to change my article on the internet because I'm an
It
idiot.
does not it does not
Nobody caught this in my email last night?
It's bad content, man.
No, that's bad content, which is
But we
really,
talked about this the other day. You said it, and we said, no, that doesn't happen
that
anymore.
doesn't happen
No, I don't
anymore.
remember that.
We don't want
You
that
did. You brought it up. Yeah,
Pat,
you said it.
When did it stop?
Pat, what
I guess I
like
checked
years
out of the
ago.
All-Star game.
Like years ago.
No, it was like 3 years ago.
Pat, we do
most.
not. Is this the word? Wasn't there one of these famously where we had before?
Yeah,
where
it was
Jamie,
me. No,
was it you?
It was me.
No, I had one where I was completely all wrong on something, too.
I was talking about trading your first round pick for the Sixers.
Oh,
and then it was
yeah.
like, you can't. And I went, well, all right, there we go.
There it was.
Yeah, that was at Brian Dawkins Golf Outing.
Yeah.
So would this be this is the content you do not want on the website, Pat?
gotta
Would
go
this be on
bad
97.5thefanatic.com?
Well, I just have to take out like 2 lines. The content still stands.
No, if you guys want to laugh at Jamie, just go to 97.5.
Go there now.
Well, then,
Click
okay,
on
no
it.
home field advantage. It's cool then.
I'm going to put it on the front. The
That was
very
only my-
first thing you see is going to be Jamie's article, so everyone can
In
laugh at it.
2016, they announced that the All-Star game would no longer determine the
Wow,
winner.
I gotta file that one away and remember that.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
It would help the content.
Well, the
of
problem is
show.
I'm never up for the end of the All-Star game. I never see the end.
So you'll miss the home run
I just
hitting
go, oh, who
contest.
won? Who cares?
If it becomes something, you're going to miss the home run.
Yeah, I missed the final last night. I had Julio Rodriguez at plus 850. I couldn't stay up that. I was falling asleep that took forever.
No,
and
then
the
you're
All-Star
falling-
game tonight's going to take forever.
It will.
I won't see the end of it. No chance.
Baseball's my favorite All-Star game.
Well,
I would
they
agree
all
with you,
suck.
but it doesn't matter anymore. They all stink. And
Well,
the
at least-
NHL, the NHL's done the stupidest crap over the years.
Well, the NHL, they don't play hard. Basketball doesn't play hard. Football is a joke. At least baseball, you have a pitcher out there that's pitching. He's really pitching. He's not throwing 70 miles an hour over the plate. He's really pitching. So batters, therefore, really have to hit. Players are trying to catch the ball. It's the most real of competition that you get out of any of the All-Star
home
games.
run derby, though? Who pitches the home run derby?
No, I'm just...
I didn't see that. Jeff Passan and a couple others are the ones that broke
I was thinking,
They
I have
didn't
an idea.
note that.
Jairus Familia
Yeah.
could show up for this
Then
event.
you're going to get 9 home runs.
He could show up for this event, and
So it's like a closer.
they get to pick. No, the American League gets to pick a National League
That would be cool.
bullpen arm that they all
That
want
would
to
be
go
pretty-
up,
that would be
they
pretty
all
funny.
want to go up against.
Or like, say the American League runs out of pitchers, and they go into this thing, and they're like, I guess we'll just throw Ohtani out there. The slight advantage for the American League.
I wonder too, have the Angels talked to them about how guys are used because I knew
Ohtani did.
I knew they have these conversations.
Yeah, Ohtani said I can't be used as a pitcher.
Wow.
He came out and said it. Yeah.
It's amazing.
Colby Miller on YouTube says it's pretty cool that the ALDH has more strikeouts than the starting pitcher for the NL.
That is incredible.
That is good.
That's wild.
That is incredible. And if you're not saying the thing is though is that for Ohtani, I guess he's worried about his team more than
that is
the second half of the season.
Dumpster fire of an organization.
Did you see their record since they let go of Joe Madden? Something like 11-36.
Yeah, they're terrible.
Yeah.
And you have two of the
but
best players in the game.
They were terrible leading up to Joe Madden.
Yeah,
that's true, too.
It's not like it's not like this is the opposite of Joe Girardi here.
I mean, the Angels. The only thing is the Angels are 14 games under 500. So does Ohtani really need to worry about one night affecting his second half or anything like that? I mean, come on. Boy, Jamie just got a little freaked out there. So I know one guy who will be up for the final out of the All-Star game tonight.
He's got no choice.
Because he stays up. He does these kind of things. He's thorough. He's Andrew Salchunas.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning, Andrew.
He does nightly feedings. And morning.
He's sleeping now, man. It's great.
Yeah?
Dude's a sleeper,
He
eh?
goes to bed around like 9:30, and he's good till 5:30, 6 o'clock every
that's a
single
great
day.
young
Tell him to
man.
start getting up a little earlier on Saturdays so you can get into the show on time, all right?
All right, that's not my fault.
What
That
happened
kinda
there?
was. You didn't hear this?
We got dirty laundry, Pat?
That's not my fault.
It's on both of them.
Oh, let's air out our dirty laundry.
What happened here?
So here's what happened.
Can I have a presenting sponsor for this dirty laundry?
Yes,
because I forgot
please.
to earlier.
You
This
may.
dirty laundry is brought to you by Lawn and Golf Supply Company, the area's leader for outdoor power equipment sales and service for the highest quality products and services, plus dealer exclusives. Check out lawn-golf.com. Lawn and Golf Supply Company, everything turf.
What happened here?
No, it's not even dirty laundry. I literally woke up because I'm now hosting in place of Anthony until he comes back on August 1st.
Okay.
I guess it was the mental clock changed, right? So it's 8 o'clock. Saturday mornings, Pat and I are on from 9 to noon.
It's a great show, by the way.
But I'm used to 10 to 2 right now and have been for the last 8 years, right? But I'm sitting there and Christy's going, "Are you going to get ready to leave soon?" I'm like, "Yeah, give me a minute. I'm enjoying my coffee, hanging out with Cooper." Then it's 8:10. She's like, "So are you I was like, "Do you want me out of the house? What's wrong? What did I do? I didn't even do anything wrong." And then I was like, "I still have an hour." She goes, "No, you don't. Your show starts at 9, not 10.
And what time was it?
It was 8:15.
Oh, my gosh.
When I finally got out of the house. Now, I already had stuff prepped. Pat and I exchanged our text messages.
Right,
we were
right.
ready to go. It's just I had to get here. I almost thought that the show was starting at 10 o'clock.
What happened with both of you? You said
They
it was
pulled
both
up
of you.
at both of them 5 of 9.
Pat was here 2 hours early. Right, Pat?
Yeah, I was pre-gaming in the parking lot.
Is this why I got the text at 9:20 that said, "Hey, I need you at 10:10 today"?
I just forgot to text you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Since you broke
I
up
thought
with
it
me.
would make sense that it snowballed together.
It's a well-oiled machine. We haven't perfected the wake part of waking cake. We've perfected the cake part.
Did you
but the
bring
wake part
cake last week?
No.
No, he did not bring any cake. That's disappointing.
The thing is, waking cake
No,
is
you did
supposed to
bring
be the
cake donut for
Yeah.
yourself.
Oh, I did. Yeah, I did.
Oh,
Bring,
whoa,
I
whoa,
did.
whoa,
Yeah,
whoa,
that
whoa,
counts.
whoa, whoa,
For
whoa.
yourself.
That counts.
Pat, you went to Catholic school. Did you not get the lecture? Unless you bring enough for everyone, you don't bring it?
I did. I didn't pay attention to it.
Is this
I
like the
don't follow
Bob's?
that edict?
Because I remember you
jambalaya.
held Bob accountable for the jambalaya.
No, what I ripped Bob for was the fact that he hyped up on bringing jambalaya, whatever you want to call it, and he brings this. The tiniest amount in 2 Tupperware.
He
things.
brought a portion that.
And then he tells us how he basically gave all of it to his next door neighbor.
That's Nick and
Bob
Mary Lou to
Sue,
you.
Whatever their names are.
No, Nick and Mary Lou.
Nick and Mary Lou.
Yeah,
Pat,
whatever. Kick
put
rocks.
some,
Nick
put
and
some
Mary
respect
Lou.
on it.
Kick rocks. I'm done with you.
Listen to this is funny. So Nick and Mary Lou are 85 years old, live across the street from me. Find out I had COVID, whatever. They call me. Nick calls me, 85 years old, and says, "Hey, Bob, I know you're under the weather. We're going to the store. Can we get you anything?" Is that
my
like
God.
awesome
They're
or
great
what?
people.
That is phenomenal.
Those are great people.
So I gave him a big
You have
list.
good neighbors, Chunas?
Yes, I have great neighbors. Yeah,
Like great neighbors?
Yeah, since I moved, we were very lucky with who we had around us in Manayunk, especially Pat Egan. But ever since we made the move,
But Pat didn't talk to you in the neighborhood.
No, I talked to him and he kind of ignored me.
No, we
go
were
away from
coworkers and we were neighbors, but we were not
There was one
friends.
time we were on Main Street. I may have been enjoying Main Street a little bit differently than Pat, and Pat was on the other side, and I 100% said, "Is that Pat Egan?" And I ran across the street without looking both ways. Kids do that. Make sure you look both ways before you cross the street. And then I think Pat was kind of scared.
He one time sent me a picture of my car on Main Street.
And that freaked you out a little bit?
No, I went looking for him, and then I found out he had already left. So I'm being that awkward guy that's looking in this bar because I don't want to go in because then they're going to expect me to buy something. So I'm looking in, and I don't see him, and I texted him and said, "Where the hell are you?"
Winning the neighbors lottery is a big deal. We built the house, and our neighbors on both sides of us are spectacular. Our neighbors across the street, spectacular. We lucked out. Because a lot of times you have 3 houses you're in direct proximity with, and all 3 of them are great people. That's pretty good.
I had the bad neighbors as a kid. Across
Did you?
Yeah, there was a house that 4 different families moved into, and they were all terrible. It was like
Is it Amityville Horror
It was
House?
almost like a haunted house. Yeah, 4 different families moved in there, and they were all terrible. The last one, they're still there. All kinds of sketchy stuff goes on in that neighborhood. Or in that house. I wouldn't be surprised.
Could it be?
I would not be surprised, dude.
Anyone being taken out to the desert for to assassinate them?
Maybe. There's not many deserts in Mullica Hill, though.
My sister has a neighbor that puts out.
Well, Pat was talking about going out to the wilderness.
I was,
and I was like, "Where's the wilderness near you, Pat?" I didn't.
My
realize.
sister's neighbor, she doesn't know, puts out 24 trash cans at a time.
So it's 24 different bodies.
What? There are 24 trash cans?
Trash cans?
Yeah.
How big is the family?
We got a lot of questions.
Okay, that's bizarre.
Yeah.
That's something I
know. It needs a podcast
That's 24
about it.
bodies.
Or maybe one body spread out over
No,
24 trash cans.
that needs Channel 6 needs to get over there
24
on trash. Okay.
I counted the picture one
Can
day.
your sister get a picture of that on
I
trash?
have it in my text somewhere. Yeah.
Psycho stuff.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's really crazy.
Disturbing, right?
What are they doing? Skinning animals?
I don't know.
Is that you season 4 going on?
Yes, in Paris.
Yeah.
He's going to Paris.
It's
this year,
Delco,
so-
man. Anything could happen.
Oh, it's in Delco, too?
Yeah.
Well, then we can get on it there. Hey, good job, Tunis. We'll look forward to hearing you today.
Hey, thanks. I appreciate it.
Hey, support life-saving cancer research. Join us and our generous partner, Pierce Phelps Bryant Heating and Air Conditioning. Make a donation today to the American Association for Cancer Research. Go to 97.5thefanatic.com/AACR because cancer research saves lives. Adam Schefter joins us tomorrow. Pat's Takes and more. It's the John Kincade Show. Make it a great Tuesday, everybody.
The John Kincade Show.
God, I am so sick of this crap.
Is this the show?
On 97.5 The Fanatic. Philadelphia.
Hi, it's Cuz. Is your summer weight loss plan not working out as well as you hope? Look, hope is not a strategy. This is what you got to do. Contact NJDiet.com today. They will contractually guarantee you will lose 20 to 40 plus pounds in only 40 days. Just go to